You guys want something to drink? I have a few beers.
Billy
Let's
likes
partake.
to drink soda.
Miss Lippy's car
Is green.
And you too. All right. You want something?
Can I have water, please?
Trying to make us look bad.
If you have a beer, I will have a beer.
What kind
But
of
I won't solo beer.
what kind of shit is
And
that?
if you have a beer, I'm gonna have water.
Okay, what does that mean? If you're having water, then I have to have beer?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
also inverse.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
kinda.
I should. Okay.
Do you want something with tasty water?
It's alcohol. There's what do you want? Boston Lager, or Harvest Harvest?
I'll go Boston. Thanks, man.
I'll take pumpkin. I haven't tried this one. Thank you, sir. You kind, sweet gentleman.
I was just about to pop by that thing off. Hey, skip it. Yeah.
Let's put it on the edge of the.
Wow.
Teeth strong.
I can't skip the cap off, Olives. That's the one that gets you is the Popeye?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just- it also sort of bleeds into the Mega Man
Chandelier.
Captain America.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, yeah.
Mike's-
It's like a hybrid.
That's mega cool.
Wow.
That was
You guys
so
did
good.
Yeah. You guys did a good job.
I kind of wish we should do this. We should get as
You
many
went
people
to
as we can. Get like a
Jersey when you started that sentence.
what?
I kind of wish that we.
I did a Gilbert Gottfried. I kind of wish that we would have done this. We should get like a 6-man cast going on.
I'm stuck.
A 6-man cast, and then we all pick
The
a
person
captain
playing
in,
captain.
and then we reenact like.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
I like that.
We have to have an Ickis. We have a Mega. We have our Mother. I'll go Mother Brain again.
Yes.
There's like one more, so I don't think we're gonna.
I'll put them away.
I'll just put these.
That's all I have left.
I'll just take.
Sapporo.
I like Sapporo.
Yeah, you would.
Tastes
Would.
very
You
good
fucking-
with teriyaki chicken.
You're a racist.
I would insult you back if I knew what that was. Fantastic.
It's a real English word that you should feel ashamed of pronouncing. Tostrich.
I think the word you're looking for is ostrich. All right, I keep my eye out for both then. Fantastic.
Greg Stink, everyone. How do you suppose she got that nickname, Wolf Bear?
I don't know. I think someone said it in passing, and I think it just got stuck.
No, I don't mean how she got. I know her nicknames are got. How do you think she got that?
I don't know. It's gonna be like this all night.
Yeah.
Hello, and welcome all to Multi-Tap Theatre. The following is an entertainment show with special focus on the modern and retro gaming eras. Explicit language and content is utilized for emphasis and flourish, so please monitor children's listening. Yes, listener discretion is most gravely advised. The hosts welcome all audiences and encourage audience participation in most forms. Any visual or oral resemblance to any persons living, famous, or deceased is strictly intentional. And now, for your listening pleasure, Multi-Tap Theatre. Podcast.
Welcome to the theatre, everybody, or the tap, or the multi-tap, everybody. This is the part where I get all game showy because I don't know anything else to do and I'm the only one talking. It is October the 18th, I believe. You're listening to episode 12. We play with our own continuity so often that I think it's episode 12.
It's about episode 12. It's close.
Yeah. Although we've had like 15 episodes now or something.
I think it's
12.5
funny that
then.
you announced the date because you've never done that before. It's like, by the way,
Yeah.
That's
we
all right.
recorded this 2 weeks before we put it out.
Yeah,
So, you know.
just as like a place marker. What if something's going on right now? People are just like, Nicolas Cage got arrested, and then you're like, that was I'm listening to the podcast where they were talking about Nicolas Cage got arrested.
Did they arrest him for Left Behind?
What's left? The Christian book series?
That's his current in theaters movie right now.
The Christian book series?
Yes, the very same.
He's totally
What?
guilty. Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
No, that was what's his name? Kirk
No, that
Cameron.
was- those were straight to DVD. This is in
You can't
theaters.
be serious. That's
It's
happening.
in fucking theaters.
No, it's not happening. It's happening.
I think it might have.
And now people are on their way to
re-
forgetting about it.
Yeah, I think it might be a broken record though. It might have broken record for having the lowest Rotten Tomatoes score
Oh,
ever. At like,
Really?
I think it's at 2%.
Wow.
I think.
It's pretty garbage.
And also being like the lowest grossing something. I don't know. Anyway, it's in theaters.
It missed me completely. I haven't seen anything about it, and I haven't heard about it until you two.
I'm
It
surprised it's
costs
still in theaters.
about 4 times as much as it made or something. I don't know.
That's pretty bad. All the CG effects, like, you've been left behind. He's like,
been left behind.
what I do deserve this?
That's
1,000
that
years of
for-
tribulation, and I'll be alive for all of
two
it.
I'll tell you
hours.
what he did. Fucking Wicker Man's what he did.
Not the bees!
All right.
Okay. Anyway, welcome, Internetland, everybody from it. We're going to have some listener mail, if we're lucky, which I already know that we have one. We'll also have trivia. We'll have some bringing it back, if you will. We're going to bring back some exciting things. There will be a game on tap for the first time in a very long time. We will have a main event, followed by a top 3. We have changed the format this eve because we are missing a member. So we're going to go around the table and surprise you with who we found on the street to take his place. So going in a way that none of the listeners can see, your name, sir.
It's Christopher.
Okay.
Hi, guys. Or Ben.
Why?
Ben.
This is good. We've been reduced to this, like, welcome to Multitap. Hi, Ben. So just talk about all the things Ben wants to talk about.
That's all right. He gets that privilege because he writes in, and we appreciate it. So
He's
we'll
the
talk about
only
it.
one that
That's all right.
listens.
No,
We love you,
there's
Ben.
There's a couple. Anyway,
There's a, I know, like, one person that used to listen. That's not true. I don't know listeners. I'm gonna skip questions tonight. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, so we're not even gonna do questions. That's Chris.
Irene.
Damn it! Is this trivia early?
Yes.
Yes.
Irene.
They can't
They
see
don't
you
know.
slowly move into the mic.
Yeah.
No, but then my voice gets hella
Slow
loud.
in and
Like,
slow out,
it's the,
What's up, y'all?
The dramatic effect.
it's good to have you. It's good to see you all again.
Thank you.
And then this way is my little brother,
Hi, I'm John.
and it's not me. In case everybody, like, I'm gonna go
Right.
back and edit
Yes,
this and be
yes.
like, hey, it's not. I'm not just saying. Let's talk at the same time so that they can tell it's not just me.
Just you?
Just me. No, I can. That's because it's still. I'm gonna edit this out anyway.
Okay, that's awesome. Go that route. Because I can't depict what you're thinking.
You can't. We have the first thing to do is some house cleaning. What do they call it?
Housekeeping.
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 Want me to jerk you off?
Want me to peel
Mm.
What kind of a hotel is this anyway? So, listen. Hi, Ben. Listener Ben is not. He didn't mail in per se this week, but he mailed in like 2 weeks ago, I guess.
Doesn't really mail in either.
Right. He posted to our Facebook page, which
Technically
kind of
mailing.
works the same.
It's new age mail.
And we addressed that topic on the I think on the Mega Man episode, but we didn't really address we just kind of glanced it and then we left it behind, much like Nicolas Cage. So we're gonna go back to it because we said we were gonna talk about it, and damn it, we're not liars.
Spoiler bad movie.
Spoilers, bad movie. Did you see it?
No.
Fucking
God,
liars,
no.
what you are.
I saw 5.
We should go see it.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
We should go see it. We should cosplay, and we should act like it's a huge deal, like wait in line. Left Behind T-shirts, Nicolas Cage, like receding hairline caps.
Buy 2 tickets, 1 for display.
Yeah.
All of us are different Nicolas Cages from different things. Like, I got dragged back from hell to be here for whatever. And the other one's like, I'm more of a treasure protector. And then like others, we have to be from different movies, but we all sound the same.
60 seconds. I'm a liar.
Is that what he said? I'm gone in 60 seconds.
exactly what he said.
He should have said that.
I was
at the
there and
title
took a
of the
strong
movie.
me, so I would
I'll reply to
probably
everything
know.
with, I could eat a peach
Yes.
for hours. So God damn it. What did he say?
Face off.
I could eat a peach for
I could eat a peach
hours.
for hours.
That's so fucking dirty.
Sweet and succulent peach.
Fuzzy navel.
Oh, I need work.
I can't even tell you guys apart here in front of me.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Good luck, listener land.
Mm.
So also, well, I guess we'll start out with what Ben said just to refresh people. But he said, so this is a thing that's kept me occupied in my free time recently, Super Game Boy for the SNES. I was wondering if you think it's an exercise in backwards compatibility or actually a method Nintendo uses to test new tech ideas like the Game Boy Color. A similar example, the GameCube had a GBA Link controllers and it was almost like using a tablet. And now we have Wii U. What? Oh, concretization. I was like, consecration, that ain't right. Of the tablet idea rather than simple backwards or multi-compatibility. Don't make me laugh, y'all. Much like the Game Boy Color was a concretization of the SGB, to me, Nintendo doesn't just do backwards or intergenerational compatibility for compatibility's sake. They use it to push out new ideas. Looking back at Nintendo's past, it seems like Nintendo is as gimmicky as it is now with the Wii U, as it was back in the SNES days. And then in parentheses, ROB. Anybody?
Well, Rob was on the SNES. I was on the NES. But
Take that, Ben.
the thing that...
In your face.
In your listener face!
Rob was on SNES.
No,
he
I was
said.
NES.
Oh,
A regular Nintendo.
you're right.
A regular.
In your face, John.
Yeah.
In your face!
Mm.
No, yeah, that was
Tip.
super. That was that was a regular Nintendo accessory. It worked with Gyromite.
Yeah,
Or Euromite if you're from Europe.
Euromite. Yeah, it's a different game, a little bit.
A little bit.
More meat involved. He's not wrong. Nintendo. The thing is not that they're exercising backwards compatibility or using it to test new tech ideas so much as it is that they just do the same shit over and over and over every generation, and they get a pass like no other company because what they do is usually their first party stuff is usually high quality. So like. They've been doing, I mean, they did backwards compatibility, you're right, with the Super Game Boy. Speaking of which, there's a Super Game Boy plugged into my Super Nintendo right there
Good.
for reference.
Mm-hmm.
He's not wrong.
I see it.
Super Mario Land 2's in there.
Ooh.
It's a good game.
The Legend of
Nice.
6 Golden Coins.
Mm.
Fucking love that one. You beat Wario, who is my homeboy, but I like it nonetheless. Especially for space level.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo will argue that they, they do things to just give more people accessibility to their products, which they do. I mean, the Super Game Boy allowed people to play Game Boy games who otherwise didn't own a Game Boy, and just like the Game Boy Player allowed people to play Game Boy Advance games in the GameCube,
The Wii U allowed a lot of grandmas to play video games.
we did.
Yeah. Or the Wii did, I guess the Wii.
It did.
With their the bowling controller. And I don't even know if they knew what they were onto with that, but
I don't know, but they ran with it.
I just feel
And-
like they're
Breaking
innovators because
people's
they've been
faces.
doing video games like on some of the first systems since back in the day, and they've had time to innovate. So they just keep doing like they're trying to prove their usefulness through their system. So like, what does this system do differently than the other one? Instead of focusing on either first-party games or what they think gamers will like.
I think it's about accessibility. That word accessibility, because they want as many people to be able to play their system as possible, and making stuff like the Super Game Boy and the Game Boy Player, and it brings more people to that plate, more people to that system.
Sure.
But they have the technology, and so they're also doing. I mean, for the same reason everybody does everything, and that's for money. I mean,
They
They
do
sold
do
it.
it as a really good marketing technique.
because they don't have to do much, right? Like what I mean by they have the technology is they release the same games every generation.
Yeah.
Ever since the Nintendo 64, if you ask people, hey, what were your favorite games on the Nintendo 64? Smash Brothers,
Mario.
Zelda, Mario, whatever,
Mario
right?
64,
What were your
yeah.
favorite games on the next system, the GameCube? Mario, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart. What were your favorite games on the Wii? Mario
Right.
Kart, Smash Brothers. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
And so far on the Wii U, what's the best games? Mario Kart, Mario World,
And soon to be
and soon
Super
to be Super
Smash
Smash
Bros.
Bros. And so like they just recycle the same stuff every generation, and everybody eats it up. And now I got to clarify that I'm not saying that
Yeah.
they're doing anything wrong, because like I said, what they do is they put out quality stuff, and I am all for not changing shit. I'm still like we
Also-
always have. What's our motto on this show?
Everything
Being
new
old-
sucks.
Exactly.
Everything
new
old
sucks.
is better. I should have gone to the guest. What's our motto, guest?
Stays the same.
To be fair, they even if it takes them a while in a generation, they do what works.
Yeah.
Like they tried stuff with I almost said Mighty Number 9, Wonderful 101, and it failed hard. And they do stuff with little things like that. And they get like certain groups that latch on, like Pikmin did a little bit. They have Monster Hunter going crazy over in Japan. But mainly, I think at least stateside, it's if you don't release Mario and Mario Kart and Super Smash Brothers, your system's not going to sell. And then when you've released those three, it's like, well, let's start thinking about another system.
But why do they have
What
to?
else we can release this on?
Why do they have to release those 3 games? You know, it's because they never have any third-party support.
Right.
So the only reason they have to release, those first-party gems is because without them, their system is dead in the water. But with them, it's those handful of games are enough to make people buy systems. But going back more towards Ben's actual question, it's they do their systems are evolutions of their gimmicks. You're right. Like the DS is literally just a Game and Watch. I mean, if you look at a game at like the Mario Game and Watch,
Yeah.
like the third wave of them or whatever, like they look they flip open just like a DS. The button layout's the same.
Yeah.
Look just like DS's. I mean, if you think about the Wii U itself, what's the Wii U? It's essentially a disconnected DS. You have one screen as your TV.
Right.
The bottom screen is the Wii U gamepad.
The
I mean,
big DS.
It's a big ass DS essentially. I mean, so
That's a huge DS.
Maybe they do use their things to test for their larger scale products. I mean, maybe that's their whole plan, but I don't know.
And they still
interesting.
sell systems, but it does seem. I don't know if this is quite to the format, but it seems like they work their games around the gimmick. So
They
their
definitely
systems,
do.
sure, but like it's like, well, let's put but I mean, some of the games go without support, so they have on the 3DS they'll have games that don't have 3D support and be like, well, we're just gonna release this because we think it'll do well anyways, and then they go and release a fucking 2DS. But yeah,
I was just gonna touch on the GameCube having the GBA link. I kind of liked that.
the
It's
GBA
kinda-
link,
Yeah, because it's like, well, I already have this GBA, and I get this extra stuff if I, link it to.
you could
Right.
play
You got bonuses
Pokemon
and
for the
stuff,
first time
yeah.
on your TV.
I could not.
You could not, but I mean, I think that was
We could-
one of the
we could
shy
draws.
away.
And I don't think it's incentive enough for anybody to like actually buy a GBA, just to use it to link up to a GameCube. But I imagine
Right.
that's what Nintendo was intending by creating that ability to link up. Like, oh, we're gonna make more money because people are gonna buy a GBA now.
Right, it was like there's games that you can't play on the system that are on the Game Boy that now you can play on your television if you have TV snobs. Like somebody who
Or
won't.
just they're like little extras. Like I remember in Animal Crossing, you could go to the island if you had a GBA. So I mean, you're
Yeah.
not gonna get that in the regular experience. So, yeah. So I kind of appreciate that, but I don't know that was really an exercise in testing future products. I think honestly, Nintendo just draws from their existing pool rather than create
Right.
something with the intention of like, oh, maybe we'll develop this into something more later on. It's like, no,
Right.
they're just reaching back.
Well, they used to have like Earthbound or like any of the things that you would remember as RPGs or the games that we love, Chrono Trigger, Mario RPG. I don't know if they've lost all their titles or their whatever. They've just let things lapse.
Mhm.
But now you don't see basically anything like that on the new systems at all. So those, like even the niche
Pretty much
gamers, that,
forgotten template.
like I got a Wii U because it was cheap and there were a couple games that I wanted. So for what I was going to pay for it, which is like the price of a game. There, I wanted to play Donkey Kong. I wanted to play the Mario. There were a few that I wanted to play. But other than those, I have niche games hanging out from the 90s that I won't ever see progressions of.
Seen them.
Like there is no Mario RPG 2 on the horizon for me. Probably.
Or anybody.
Or anybody.
I wish.
Or Earthbound or any of the games that we mentioned. No Chrono Trigger in the pipes. But it's all just kind of lost. And I think they could actually catch some people with that. And you don't even need gimmicky support with that. You don't need a secondary controller. You just need a controller.
Yeah.
A controller.
You don't even need a control.
You don't even need.
Just
You don't even need. God damn.
You're welcome.
There's never going to be another sequel to Chrono Trigger.
No,
Yeah.
sadly.
Yeah, we could just shy away.
So, how how addressed is that question?
I think we're good. Does anybody else have anything to say about it?
I don't know. I believe that is fulfilled in great detail.
John, if you could shut up for a minute, we'll all address this.
All right. I'll just go.
What was that?
Mahalo.
Ben, let us know if that was insufficient, or if there's any, if you have a ping pong back for us.
I think
You're
he's
good
right.
about that.
I mean, I think he's right.
Thanks for adding that in.
Just saying. I mean, they do
Thanks,
use
Brett.
it. They use it to test upcoming shit. I mean, if you think about it,
Yeah.
like you
Oh,
said,
yeah.
They're innovators.
Why wouldn't you?
yeah, the DS was a prelude to the. I mean, the Game Boy Advance
Yeah.
Link that Ariane's talking about is a prelude to the Wii U gamepad. Essentially, it's
Yeah.
just technology wasn't up to the task back then, but it is now.
And you see the other three, or the other two, I guess, the other two big competitors don't do anything innovative. They just make their system a little bit better each generation, and then they come out with
They
a
market it.
controller
Right.
that's, there's no gimmick to their systems,
What
really.
about
It's
the
just
Kinect?
better stuff. Yeah, they added that. That's a peripheral.
Oh,
Nintendo's stuff is all-
So is the Power
The
Glove.
move.
Those all
So-
were, I guess, from back in the day, but now
The
they're
Move,
they're
yeah.
releasing stuff that aren't peripheral. Like, you need that for their system
But
now.
I like that better for my preference in gaming because I don't like the gimmicks a whole lot, but the Kinect and the Move, like they offer an option. It's not there.
Well, they
it's not-
have that option, and then now they have the Oculus Rift and all of those, and the Oomba or whatever that are going in the virtual reality kind of thing. They're doing all that scan technology, scanning your body.
Is Oomba like the Oculus?
Yeah.
It's a virtual? I haven't heard of it.
Correct.
Okay.
Oomba.
Oomba.
Do some research.
I'm going to
Look it
right
up.
now.
I think it's called.
Oomba?
I think it's called
Like
Oomba.
Are you-
Don't
Oomba
quote me
without
on
a
it.
G?
Are you sure it's not just a tiny vacuum that sweeps
If
your
you
floor
look at
for
Oculus
Okay.
Rift, you'll probably see competitors
Is it like OONBA?
or just virtual reality.
It's VR headsets.
Yeah,
Well,
VR
Sony
headsets,
has theirs too.
I believe it's called.
you. I thought Sony bought
We
Oculus.
covered it in class.
No,
Doesn't-
Facebook bought Oculus.
Facebook
Yeah.
bought it. That was it.
I'm
That's awful.
all about
That was
like
absolutely
VR
awful.
headsets for the record. I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
wait.
Oh,
I
yeah.
cannot wait. I
Yeah,
don't want.
man.
I don't
I
want
tested
motion.
it at GDC.
That's
It
one
was
Did
step
you?
closer to
Was it good?
Minority
How
Report,
was it?
man.
It was fun.
Nice.
Made me dizzy
What'd you
as
play?
hell.
What'd you play?
Um,
Shark Attack.
no, I played the haunted house.
You didn't
one,
get
the
on your
zombie
surfboard?
one. No, and then there was like this Venetian, like villa, where you had to. It was like the base simulator
Was it
for
just-
it.
was it
so
just
it was
a
a simulated
house?
like you could go around picking things up and like it's like a training module for the VR.
Like an
But when you
interactive
move your,
simulator.
but when you move your head, I mean that's moving
And my
the camera
teacher
and stuff,
kind
right?
of did like a dickish move and threw me from that like right into zombies. So I was like navigating this hallway and like pushing doors open. It was
What were you
actually a lot
using?
of fun,
What
though.
were you using for a controller?
You have two grips that you can like literally like each way you move.
Was it like a move controller,
Yeah.
like a wand?
No. They're grips. So it's
like
like a
brass
little,
knuckles?
a little bar, like a fist pack, you would say,
Okay.
and then sensors.
Okay.
Like
So it was
brass
propri-
knuckles.
It was proprietary to the demo, is what like. It's not. It wasn't a controller that was from anything.
Right.
It was for that purpose.
And she had controllers too, because she has the developer's kit that like cover your hand, like
Uh-huh.
you saw in like 1980s, like hackers
Yeah,
almost,
like Lawnmower Man.
Yeah. So
Lawnmower Man.
Lawnmower Man.
Job. Now,
Job.
Gob.
Gob.
Um,
The Gobber.
Hey, Michael,
Now, was it a? Wow, it's pretty good.
gob.
Wow.
You want to see a magic trick?
Was it immersive? Like when you wore it, did you? I mean, did it create the illusion of virtual reality for you?
Illusion?
yes, to a dizzying standpoint. Like it
Dizzy-
literally, like I almost got nauseous. Like if you
You
if
were one of the
move
victims?
too fast, too
Yeah.
quick, and you're not adjusted, you will throw up.
I believe
It's
that's
that-
going to be a problem
It's
because
that real. And it's
you're-
going to be an issue.
you're going to be immersed in this,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like it's your brain.
They're
and your
talking about
senses.
mixing this into actual games.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like Skyrim, yeah. People
Yeah.
were talking about going, like,
Oh, yeah.
making Skyrim a virtual.
Your senses,
Walkthrough.
I mean, for the most part, your vision and your hearing are in this game. So
Oh,
when
yeah.
you look around, all you see is the game world,
Mm-hmm.
but your body isn't moving. So playing like fucking Sonic the Hedgehog or something, or
Right.
Mirror's Edge, where you're like Wolverine. I mean, yeah, I imagine you're gonna
This is fooling
I
your
recommend
mind.
highly against Mirror's Edge.
you're gonna throw up inside your VR.
I don't even
Even
play
the
that
most
shit on the system,
seasoned
though.
A non-motion sickness person will throw up.
I heard about a lot of people
Because
falling
you
over
move
with the headset
the
on.
body.
Like,
Like
Yeah.
it's literally virtual. Like they've gotten so good at virtual reality that you literally move with the headset. So you like in class, like 30
that's why
people in
people
the
are
classroom,
falling over.
one at a time, going in through this headset. And in the zombie like old haunted house,
Yeah.
you go through a door and like the game automatically pushes you this direction, camera angle wise. And you're like, oh shit, what's down there? And then just like, just coming at you. You're like, oh shit. And then I hit my teacher because she was standing right behind me, and she was like, oh, I forgot about that part. Damn it.
Yeah.
That's on her, though.
Yeah.
You should be watching the
She knows.
flailing
Yes,
person
but
in front of you.
You
like-
need a wide range of space, and they actually make a full stand pad for it that you can walk around in. It
I've
like
seen that. It's like a-
sensors on your feet,
yeah.
and it gives you plenty of room to actually navigate. So I think that would help with stability and motion. But at the same time, oh man,
They had a setup.
a
I mean, it's
doozy.
really elaborate and obviously super expensive, but they had a setup that I saw, and it might have even been in a Game Informer or something. But this guy was playing Team Fortress 2 with an Oculus Rift, holding a gun controller.
Yeah.
that man doesn't
And-
have real human eyes.
Well, and he was walking on like this circular treadmill. It's a multi-directional
I
treadmill.
saw that.
Right,
It's like
yeah.
an 8 waves.
Yeah.
and they had
Yeah.
little, tiny, like mini treadmills, so
Yeah,
that if
so
you walked, you could just
That's
walk.
$4,000.
For
I
him to
saw
move,
that.
he was running. I mean, that's literally virtual reality.
$4,000 actually seems kind of cheap for what that setup was.
That's the Matrix.
Probably not the
Like,
one he has, but
That
the,
is-
the base.
That is the
like,
Matrix.
Send it to your front door from we don't know where is 4,000.
Djibouti.
Yeah,
You
capital
get
Djibouti
is
is
where the-
Djibouti.
you get the right
I done
accessories.
told you.
You did.
You get the right accessories, and you got yourself a nice little.
You got a stew going, baby.
Trying to tell me I never had Coke before.
You got some treadmills, you got a gun, you got that little headset, baby. You got
Yeah.
a stew going.
I got a mind like a steel
A
trap.
lot of meat left on that bone.
some meat left on that.
So, anyways, I'm so virtual reality. I am so hard for.
Yeah, it was
like
awesome,
I
though.
want it
Can't wait.
now, and it's in the future still.
The good thing about even though with all that motion sickness, you still want to go back. Like
Yeah.
it's addictive.
You might get used to it.
Awesome. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a first time thing. So
Yeah.
I mean, GDC had the one I was talking about earlier, the Oomba or whatever,
I couldn't
and
find it, by the way, but that's okay.
He's
Look up
mistaking
VR
it for
headsets.
Roomba. It's basically a
It's
floor
Roomba.
Right.
vacuum.
It's a Goomba.
I think that's what I was going off of. Fuck.
Okay.
There was one other one that they're working on too that is pretty much solo for shooters.
Project
That was
Dolphin.
looking pretty crazy.
I believe that's it.
Yes. That's,
I don't know when it's coming out, but it looked pretty intense.
Well, they're coming out this generation because that PlayStation headset's made for the PS4, and so we'll see it.
PlayStation VR.
We'll see it this generation.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What do we got
Since
next?
since Aaron's not here, I have to do this alone. Up next is trivia.
Oh.
Round the first. You gotta put your lazy ass cookie down.
All right. So
That's no metaphor.
with trivia this week,
Yeah, that's-
I picked questions. Now these were questions that were off the tip of me noggin.
None of us have studied.
None
This
of
is
them have
completely
studied.
candid. We don't know what it's about.
It's about general video game knowledge. Now these are
quandary.
we were a little short on time to come up with the trivia. However,
We kind of slapped this guy together.
well, I like the
Last
trivia.
minute.
I just want to say,
A little bit of slap and pickle.
A little slap and tackle.
So
so
just give her the old sloppy pickle.
we're gonna do either just one big round, or I can split it into two.
You got two? You got enough for two?
let's
Okay.
do two.
Let's
Alright.
do two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
Oh
we
my
do
God.
three and then just like ask the questions really
How about
slowly?
we don't, Scotty, don't.
We got 16 questions. We can do 8 and 8.
16 questions. We should do that?
Let me get a paper.
Sure.
Edit this part
So you've got enough for two. I'm not editing shit. You know I don't
You are
edit.
stuck on that. It's
Actually,
concreted.
I spend like 2 to 3 hours editing every cast, and I never edit when Chris says edit this out. I take special care and pride never to edit those moments.
probably change the tactic.
Did you edit it out?
I will not yet.
Okay.
That comes next. So you have enough for 2 rounds.
I have enough for 2 rounds.
I'm gonna
Princess
remove.
Irene.
I'm gonna remove my
At
blouse.
Twitter.
Princess Irene at
Twitter.com.
Twitter.com. Because that's how you write people on Twitter.
Even though
Which-
it's actually not.
Which we know
Then
now.
J Pipe and J Pipe.
Right?
Mm,
Right. You can contact me at his.
at his.
That's just his
Just
at
go through,
Twitter.com.
just go through my brother. It's fine. If you have any questions,
I don't like it. I don't like that. Go
Yeah.
through my brother.
Oh, that sounds oddly sexy.
Hey, I'm not ready for proctology yet. I'm 29 years old.
You see, I'm listening to a rug.
The old Dr. Proctor over there. Yes, yeah.
All right, so trivia round 1.
Say it, baby.
We're doing a three for all. gonna be Irene versus John versus Justin. First
I like
one to buzz
that.
in.
Oh, dang.
Buzz in.
I like 3-for-all.
3 for all. You go ahead and buzz in however you like to buzz in. Just make your presence known.
We're
That's
coining that.
skanky sexy.
We're coining 3-for-all. I love
Don't
it.
pull an Aaron and say somebody else's name. That's reserved for him, though.
Man.
If I call in with Aaron confusedly, does he get points or do I?
Aaron
Yes.
will get points.
Okay.
Yes.
Dang.
Fuck.
No third personing?
I don't want to have to call him and tell him he got points, so I'm going to try not to
So I
say
would say
that.
Irene.
No.
Negative.
You would.
Negative Ghost Rider.
Although we sound the same, so if you call in with Justin, we're fine. I'm fine with that.
Only if you know the right answer.
Only if you know the right answer. Don't fuck me on this.
I need you on this.
Yank your. I will shave your head with a brick. Go for it.
This is general video game knowledge, guys.
Ooh,
First buzz in gets the point. Question 1. How many square blocks is in each game piece in the game of Tetris?
Justin.
Justin,
4.
that's correct.
Yeah.
Such a dick.
I think it was just audible enough for
You guys don't know how intense
It's not
this
like
is, like
cooking.
seeing the faces.
Everybody just, if you have the option, rewind. If you're using Podcast Addict, rewind about 15 seconds and just hear Irene's, fuck. Barely audible. It was so good, though.
It's luxurious.
Question number 2.
Fuck.
In Space Invaders, how many rows were there of the said invaders?
Fuck.
John,
10.
that is incorrect.
Oh,
incorrect.
dang it.
Do we lose points for these?
No losing points.
Oh,
Pipe Dizzle.
You get one
7.
guess. Nope.
We're not losing points.
No.
No.
This one is actually one of the harder
I was
questions.
close with 10.
I'm sitting there trying to
I know I was
visualize
close with 10.
Rows like this way or like this way?
Dude, 10.
So rows,
Top
right?
to bottom.
top to bottom.
Okay.
So horizontal rows.
Mm-hmm.
I still think it's 7.
If you say 3, I'm going to shoot
It's
my
not
head
3.
off.
It's
Eight?
not.
I don't know.
I know it's not 3.
It's 5.
Is it really?
Five.
What
You?
the mix-up?
Are we including the top one?
Plot
The
twist.
top 2? Aren't there 2 at the top?
There's 5, and then there's a UFO.
Oh, there's a
UFO that
UFO.
counts row, though. Question number 3. Who is the most recognized video game character in the United States?
John.
John,
Mario.
incorrect.
Dang it!
Fucking correct.
Oh.
You don't know Chris like I know Chris. He got trick questions up his sleeves for dice.
But dice, though.
Don't even.
Who is the most recognized video
Irene,
game character?
Pac-Man.
Irene is correct.
Holy
Yay.
It is Pac-Man.
Holy
Bonus question.
subtlety.
Holy fleeking schnit.
Bonus question. And this is you. There's no way you would know this because I just looked it
I'm
up.
setting you up for
Okay.
failure. Well, fuck me,
This
right?
is more of like a fun knowledge type thing, but when polled, what percent of the country is Pac-Man recognizable to? Because it astounded me.
John.
Yeah, you can just say it.
Yeah.
Just say it, baby.
60%.
No.
I knew it was going to be
All of them.
1 million. No, it's 94%
1
of
million
Americans
percent.
recognize
1
Pac-Man.
million
Isn't that crazy? That's
is
brand
pretty
recognition.
I just took it as like America. There's a lot of like. So.
Question number 5.
Wait,
We are past
wait,
that.
wait. This is a controversial podcast. Who are the?
A
what does
lot
that
of
mean?
Are we talking about Kardashians? Or are we talking about like
a
down
lot of
south?
those. Yeah, a lot of those.
Okay.
Um,
Take her on down to Brown Town.
Hey, where's that? What's the location?
Where's Browntown?
Yeah, where's Browntown at? How do we get there?
Just hook a left at the lemonade factory.
okay,
Or what
okay.
was it?
Ooh.
I believe it's around the corner that the
Right
fudge
up
is made.
abstract path, right?
Right.
Question, whatever.
Question 6.
5.
5.
No, really? 5?
No, it's gotta be like 3 or 4.
You gotta be on 3. You're
4.
tricking us.
We're on 4.
We're on 4.
We're on 4.
What was the very first home video game console?
I feel like we answered this already.
Maybe you did.
I know this too.
Pipe Dizzle.
What up?
The Odyssey?
That's
I
correct.
was gonna say that. Damn it.
You know what year it came out?
Oh,
You answered.
Fuck,
You are
I
a
did.
whispering bubble.
was it 60?
Yeah.
We asked this one, yeah. Come on, guys.
1960?
No, nothing came out in the 60s.
Did it not?
No.
I was gonna say 67.
In the 60s, they just had what,
No, 73.
Korean War.
72.
72.
72.
Yay.
I was like, wait, no,
I just
70.
remember from when you answered it. 72.
What is your favorite color?
Okay. Number 5. We just talked. You guys just mentioned the Neo Geo game Puzzle Bobble.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
What was that game named when it came to the United States?
Irene. Bust a move. Yeah.
Wow.
Specifically like that.
Yes.
Correct.
With a couple U's in there.
Yeah, up an octave even.
Basically walking.
Yes.
What was it
Ruin.
called? Bust the move.
It's gotta be swell.
You
I thought it
crazy
was wrong for a
rascals
second. I
playing
was like,
bust
no,
a
no, no,
move.
Should've just followed that.
2 U's, 1 O.
Question 6.
Wait, was I right?
You do
You're right.
create.
Yay.
What is Sega a contraction of? Did you guys know it's a contraction?
Elaborate.
You're having contractions?
I'm having contractions. I am prick.
Mm.
It is 2 halves of. Well, it is the beginnings of 2 words.
2 halves of 1 whole.
Sega is 2 words pushed into 1. That's what I mean.
I see the path that you're going down. I haven't done enough research over my lifetime or any other past
Pipe
lifetimes.
Dizzle. We're not moving.
into-
We're not
yeah.
losing points.
No,
Serious games.
not too far off.
Hot damn! I'll take it. Not too far off is better than my normal fare.
Send games.
There's no way that's correct. And you didn't tag in.
Correct.
Fuck you.
I'm playing the system
Learn how to
thing.
play the game.
Yeah.
You're not a real listener. You don't even know how to play trivia. Get your ass on out of here, boy.
Shit.
Shit. Nobody.
Any guesses,
That
guys?
scared me.
5,
Yeah, no,
4,
hard pass.
3.
Serial gaming. I don't know.
Serial gaming, because that's good actually.
I was just
Killers.
thinking
Do
of
we
Yeah.
get points for being the closest?
Sega is a contraction of service games.
Service
Service
games.
games.
I didn't know that. I
We
didn't-
all had it right on the money. So
I believe
got
we
that
all
one. I
answered
believe,
correctly
yeah.
at the same
I
time.
believe-
Mhm.
Yeah, 1 point to his fault.
All right, we'll do the last question for this in
Cool.
particular round.
This is definitely speedy.
What is the Konami code? Quote Konami
Irene?
code. Irene.
Talking about like the conflict?
Yeah, the Contra code, right?
That is
Yeah.
a Konami game
It is-
with a
Is that my
code.
answer? I'm just kidding.
Don't fuck this up.
I'm going to. Up, down, left, right, B, A.
Fuck!
That's close. That's
Select
good.
start.
That's good. Oh, you said select start. That is how you do it for 2 players.
It is.
Oh, I couldn't remember if it was just start or select start.
It's start for 1 player.
You got to left,
Bonus
right, and I was like,
question.
fuck, left, right, she knows
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bonus question.
Okay.
Name a game besides Contra that you like.
it. Straight loopholes. You know your audience.
Castlevania.
That is not
Correct.
one. You guys have any guesses?
I'm trying to remember what else I used it on. Wait.
Barker.
Oh shit, this might not even be Bionic Commando.
That's a. Not
Oh,
a
that's not even
That's not a Konami game.
Listen, they're trying to remember what else.
What else did Konami?
I'm literally trying here.
Wait.
Because I have.
Oh
used
no. Turtles in Time, but I don't think it works on that.
It works in
Did it
Turtles
work in
Time.
Turtles in Time?
I don't think it does.
It does.
Does it?
If you do it with the second controller.
What does it
gives you
do?
10 lives.
Oh,
It gives you
Whoa.
10 lives. Actually, almost every like
It
old
gives
school
you-
I'm gonna
Nintendo
friggin'
Konami
do that.
game. There are actually some Castlevania ones I didn't know about.
Gives you
The
10
Castlevania
lives?
Bloodlines has something that uses it. Castlevania Chronicles and Lords of Shadow even.
Wow.
Yeah, but she was not
Yeah, I was
descriptive when she
thinking-
said Castlevania.
I just didn't. Well, the old
So-
Castlevanias
Yeah.
didn't.
I was thinking NES there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the NES Castlevanias didn't.
Yeah.
But no, the most famous one besides
You get
Contra for
nothing!
me
You lose! Good day, sir!
were the Gradius games. You guys remember the Gradius games? If you paused it, did the Konami code,
I didn't
and it
play a
gives
lot
you-
of Gradius.
It gives you everything. It gives you 4 options. It gives you like laser. Yeah, it's
Everything.
Damn. I didn't play a lot of Gradius. I like it though.
I love Gradius.
There's a new
Unlimited
Gradius. Newish Gradius.
That code
Newish.
is unlimited wins.
Not last. Was it this
Unlimited
system?
wins.
X,
Just
like
put it
The
in.
PlayStation 2 had Gradius 5. It was made by Treasure. It was awesome.
it can't be that long ago that I'm thinking of.
Did you play Ultimate
Xbox
Idiot?
360.
Well played, trivia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what
Well
I'm
played,
thinking
sir.
of?
Ultimedius on Xbox 360
the-
has the
the
Gradius
girls.
stuff in it.
That's
It's
what I'm
one thing
thinking of.
listening to the podcast group, and then once you get here, you're like, you mind blank, you get nervous, you get sweaty. Like seeing all of you, you guys are so dang competitive.
We are
like,
so.
the eyes of Notre Dame on you. You're just like, ah, jeez. It got serious for me.
I didn't
was just
realize.
sharing my
This
petrification.
is interesting from an outsider's perspective. I didn't realize we were intimidating. I thought we were a bunch of clown shoes. All of a sudden, this guy comes in here
Fucking
like,
clown shoe.
there's a little puddle on Chris's chair
Am I a
now.
clown? Here to
I wouldn't go
amuse you?
that far.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean funny? Funny how?
Did you shampoo
Funny like a
my
clown?
wife?
Did you? We can't say the word fuck, so we're gonna say the word shampoo.
Did you shampoo my wife?
I wouldn't shampoo your wife.
You did.
I didn't.
You did.
I didn't. I did not shampoo. I wouldn't shampoo
You
her.
shampooed my
I
wife.
would not do it.
Joe Pesci happened.
And
That's
this-
what happened.
And the Nero, or of Nero.
Of Nero.
Robert of Nero.
The new Matrix
I played my fucking fiddle while Rome burns. I played my fiddle. Go for it.
That's going to do it for round 1. We'll save the rest of the questions for round 2.
That's it.
That's
Oh,
high
7.
praise.
Okay.
We'll save the rest for... That's high price.
That's high praise.
That's high...
You see it caught him in mid thought too. I stung a little
Because-
bee sting right into him.
Because then it like moved its around in my brain and then it hit. And I see Nicolas Cage saying it. And I have to say it. Yeah. All right.
Like little fucking
circling around
just
in
Mark
there.
Hamill in an X-wing just into your
Yep.
ear and then into. We can't escape Cage. This
He was a
episode.
womp rat just now.
Yeah. There
He
you
just got
go.
womp ratted.
Cage is a prominent force in this episode. I have to do something with the title, or like with the description. Episode 12, in which we can't escape Nicolas Cage.
Can't escape
Back
the
to
cage.
Nicolas Cagedom.
Yeah. Anyways,
Caged in.
He's Ghost Rider.
he is.
With Johnny Blaze.
That's kind of strange.
We
Thank
have
you
to
for
do
that.
That's kind of strange to think about that he's
Anyone who didn't know that.
he's him in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Of anybody, he's the Ghost Rider,
who is one of the most badass Marvel characters.
especially
One of the
aesthetically.
most powerful. He takes out Galactus for fuck's sake. Single-handedly.
Spoiler.
So did Hagar.
Spoiler from there's a stash of limitations on that, right?
Hagar fucking pile drove Galactus through space.
From the
and
stratosphere.
Hard
just
corded.
all the way through.
Yeah.
But
So,
it's
there was
Nicolas
no
Cage.
lube.
It is Nicholas
And
Chalice.
Fucking Eva Mendes. Anyway, there's
Aw.
about a couple years span where Eva Mendes was in fucking every movie. Can we move on? I hate Eva
We
Mendes.
can. This ham-fisted Segue brought to you by. Oh hey, you remember that Bringing It Back, Irene?
I do. But listen,
Question
It was ham-fisted.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
How is your Barry Gibbs? Barry Gibb.
Mm.
How's your...
You guys, you have to do
Bringing it
a
back.
duet here. Really
I
quick.
we
We need the
already
intro. Bring it back.
do it live. Don't even. I
Let's
pipe
hear
it
it.
in.
Yeah, both of you have to.
Oh, you
do it.
you do you know you normally
Yeah, that's
Someone
recorded.
doesn't
No,
listen
we
to
have
the
a special
podcast.
guest.
Mhm.
Do we?
you guys can do it.
So this has been Bringing It Back on the Multi-Tap Podcast. Talking about video games. I forgot the words to our own tunes.
That's all right. Good job.
Talking about Mario. Talking about stomping on heads with gumbos. I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't
I
know.
think we just failed.
No,
No,
that was
that
It
perfect.
felt like
Absolutely
it felt like
aligned.
failure.
To us.
Abject failure, actually.
Just to you two, it was totally.
It was orgasmic for the world.
But once we leave here, we will high five in tandomness. Victory.
We didn't even have to leave here. We like on-air high fives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
indeed. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Over to you, Irene.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
Bring
so-
it back.
Stick with it. Continue.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying. So I was thinking that maybe it would be cool if they brought back like alternative first-party controllers, like the NES Advantage or the Turbo.
Yeah, the turbo
Max
one was.
Turbo. I call it the Turbo. Was it really called the Max Turbo?
The
I
NES
don't know.
controller?
Yeah.
I just called it the turbo.
I just called it the Turbo controller.
Because it looked all sleek and it had that one like
yeah.
analog button. I guess it looks like a 3DS.
Yeah.
That was made for Blades of Steel.
Wow.
I used it for Chrysalis because I
was gonna say, I
couldn't.
used it for everything else.
Yeah.
Because it was ice. The
I've never
simulated
played
ice
that
That
skating.
thing was a pain in my ass when I was a kid.
Why?
When you were using it for Chrysalis, I was getting confused watching you use it for Chrysalis.
You can't beat that fucking guy with the sword
Yeah,
unless
yeah.
you're Brian with his thumbs.
Correct.
Unless you can Brian that B button.
Right. And I couldn't. I had stupid, 6-year-old thumbs or whatever. I
Your
didn't like
puny ass 6-year-old thumbs could not handle Chrysalis. And
Yeah.
that's an SNK joint for the record.
I used the Konami code on it.
10 points to myself.
Gotta plug
on
that
one.
SNK
It's like, "Good."
for life.
Reppin'.
I got a Neo Geo machine. That's SNK.
Sneaky Night King.
Sneaky Night King.
Yeah.
That's what SNK stands for. Imagine that mascot. All right, let's move on. What do you got?
Tangents.
That was it, really.
Bring
Okay.
it back.
Them back.
Hey, I want the turbo controller back. So the next,
You know what? They have first party alternatives a little bit because Nintendo
Right
has
now?
because Nintendo has the Pro controller.
that's true.
That's a first
Although I've
party
heard a lot of heat from the
alternative.
Pro controller. A lot of people not liking that
Really?
business.
Is it a
Yeah.
joystick
A lot of bad
controller?
feedback.
No, it's
Well, then boo, I don't care.
it looks it's a normal controller. It has two
Mhm.
analog sticks. It has 4 face buttons, shoulder buttons, and a D-pad. It looks like a PlayStation 3
It's
controller.
a D-pad.
A D-pad.
It wants the
The
D.
D-pad.
The D-pad.
They should make a D-pad of just D.
Just dicks pointing in different directions.
Just dicks
Like,
pointing in different directions, or an
The
actual
whole
letter.
Push
controller
the
the
dick
D.
down.
Or an actual letter D. It's a horrible controller.
Or it's a joystick with a dick
go
pointing
dick.
out at you, and
Go
you push it different
You have
directions.
to
Or-
maneuver that dick to where it needs to go.
You gotta stroke that shit to get for the turbo
boss level.
for the turbo feature. Picture playing something like that's heavy on attacking, like Bayonetta or Devil May Cry.
Oh,
Just
man.
jerk that controller off for those combos for days. And then
How big is this
actually,
joystick?
in Bayonetta, she even has things called climaxes.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was
There
gonna
we go.
ask. Is this a actual, like,
Dick-
life-size controller?
At
Like,
first, I was picturing just
we're talking
a
Steel Battalion controller.
We are
Two
now.
dicks? Are we going multi?
You know, we should-
directional.
dual wielding dicks.
I've
Wow.
just found we could do. This is a marketing
Dick wielding.
opportunity.
Double dick.
Multi-tab could release our own controller. What we do is we take a dildo, we hollow it out,
Yeah.
skin it over a Wii controller,
Yeah.
and you got a Wiimote inside, but it's a dick.
So it's a Wiimote that looks like a dick.
And guess what?
What?
Bayonetta's coming out on the Wii U.
It's true.
Bowling's gonna get a lot stranger. I'm just
Bowling's gonna get a
tell
lot sexier. You mean?
you. Tennis
So
is gonna be
really
dirty.
So
That's a good marketing technique. You need to market that.
we need to market.
Lock
that.
it down.
That's you lock it up.
Lock it up.
So
I would get on the
it'd be
rights
cool
to
if
that though.
Joysticks came back.
So are we talking about are you thinking about when you did flight simulators and the console boards,
No,
or when you did
the Advantage.
just the Advantage?
The NES Advantage?
Yeah, instead of having a D-pad, having the actual.
Well, they have
joystick.
arcade sticks.
They do, but it's not like
Oh, the
Nintendo
unfair
doesn't have
controller.
any out, right? Or, there's no first party
No, there
stuff
isn't.
like that. Yeah,
It's horny.
it's just So I like the Advantage.
The Pro Controller is probably the
Now,
only
the
thing we
problem-
have nowadays.
The
that's
problem with
close.
joysticks these days is that you have two options for controllers now. You have a D-pad and you have an analog stick. And the joystick,
Oh,
only emulates usually the D-pad because that's when they use it in fighting games. I just think game design these days don't lend itself well to an arcade joystick anymore because it's all 3D adventure games now. If they kept it,
They do want to bring it back though.
if they brought it back and kept it real and
Kept it
made
real.
that shit 2D like it should be,
Kept it
legitimate.
Yeah.
then we could use joysticks. So really the fault's in the industry and
Mhm.
fucking 3D.
I feel like he's just
Although-
gonna grow a cape magically and be like SNK out.
Although what you've just said, the fault is in the industry and stuff. That's what this podcast is built on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fuck everything new.
Everything old better.
Bring it on back.
Agreed.
Okay, how about
rolling?
what about the PlayStation Move? That's a first-party alternative controller.
That was another one of the Ben gimmicks, though, and that I don't know if that's a. They're trying to make them system sellers, and I
But-
think that's a problem.
But
Yeah.
the old accessories were gimmicky as fuck too. Because the Advantage was a legit controller,
Well,
but
you're-
the
you're-
Power Glove was a fucking gimmick.
Yeah.
Right.
The Super Scope 6 on the Super Nintendo,
Yeah.
that thing's a bazooka.
I guess it just feels like it's an extra insult because after looking at all the shit that they tried to gimmick out, we haven't learned. We're still trying
Right.
to do it 30 years later, 20
Speaking
years
of the,
later.
the Power Glove is actually because talking about
We
using-
all know you have a power glove.
no, but I mean Ben was talking about
Beep, 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 beep.
Ben was talking about old Nintendo technology paving the way for newer stuff. The Power Glove is essentially an old Wiimote if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because you just hold it in front of the TV and you move it to
It's
move
true. They
and
took
shit. It's a
Tito's
Wiimote.
glove and made a controller.
Or what we were talking about on OLR, what did she say about Rod Caliber? Or it was the
I have no idea.
the
I didn't pay attention.
oh, never mind then. It
Do
was
that
about like
one.
the bass.
Oh, the
Whip
bass
it.
fishing.
Turn
the
that
bass
butter.
fishing.
Turn the butter.
You gotta
And then
plug
you
it.
can.
Work the
Oh, look at them. Oh yeah.
Work the restaurant shaft.
Swallow the gravy.
There you go.
I said it.
Say it, man.
Learn it.
I said it. Yeah, so basically that controller you could play Soul Calibur on and
Oh,
you,
yeah,
right,
but
yeah.
it was like basically for like button mashing and stuff like that.
What
That was
controller?
early. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was the Bass Fishing whatever 07.
Oh, the
Big
fishing
Mike.
controller for PS2?
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah. You
So-
can play
She
everything with
talked
it.
about playing.
It was
Bass
very
Caliber
versatile.
or something like that.
Rod
You could
Caliber.
technically
Rod
play-
Caliber, that's a, yeah,
Anything on anything.
Yeah. You could play, fucking Street Fighter with the DDR.
You can hook
button.
that thing up and go.
It's not what it was
That's
for.
just
Somebody does.
It's
Yeah.
not what it was for, and you can comprehensively
Chips
play.
snap for everything.
They're suiting up with that power glove and like, fuck you, let's play some Madden.
He's got Journey and like
Yeah.
Def Leppard playing on just bam montage, putting
Wearing
on
his
power glove.
leather
The
jacket.
greatest in the
Put a
world.
ring finger.
Zach
left,
Morris
two,
hair.
right,
Zach Morris looking ass.
Play a nickel.
Power glove wearing ass. Rad racer 3D glasses, motherfucker. All right, let's.
That was elaborate.
80s looking ass motherfucker.
Diggity diggity dang.
So, yeah. Anyway,
I'm
I don't
done.
know.
Yeah.
I kind of want to. Well, I don't know if I want to bring those back. I might, but if they did it right. I'm not huge on like the Kinect or the Eye.
The PlayStation Eye.
Is that what they're calling it? The Eye.
Yeah.
For me,
PS2, wasn't it?
joysticks
That's
are
the
easier
iToy.
for me to
iToy.
use. Like, because
Yeah.
my hands cramp up really easily now.
Yeah.
So if I hold the controller like this for too long, it's just like...
I miss
So
joysticks.
if
So you basically
I can
just want
hold
to
the joy-
think in order to control the video games.
No.
No.
I want a joystick.
You can use
Like
it.
the-
I thought I mentioned that before, Piper.
You can use a joystick for, a lot of games. You can use like an arcade stick, I'm sure, for a lot of
Yeah.
games that don't require, like both a D-pad and an analog stick. Because there's
Yeah.
some games that require both. Like they use an analog stick for movement, but then they map actual commands or buttons to the D-pad.
Mhm.
So if there's a game that doesn't use that, you can use a joystick for it.
Yeah.
Would you consider that
Yes.
like a whole like a fight stick or whatever? Like
Especially
a,
for
a fight stick.
downloadable games like on the PlayStation Network and on Steam, like Double Dragon Neon, like Scott Pilgrim, like the new Phantom Breaker game. You guys play Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm gonna look it up.
It's like, do you like Scott Pilgrim?
Yeah, I
It's
love
a
it.
super cool 2D animation. It's a beat 'em up. But anyway, you can, use,
loved
2D.
you can use a joystick with those games still, but they're expensive.
Yeah.
Expensive as hell.
you loved it.
Do you guys remember the U-Force? It
No.
was an NES
Yeah,
accessory.
that's,
It looked like a laptop, and you just hovered your hands over it, and it detected your hand movement. It was like super 80s, and it
How do
looked-
you remember the U-Force? We live
well,
in the
not
same
remember,
house.
but I remember like
Hearing about it.
them coming. I used to work in an old school game store, and we'd sell everything like past Atari. So those would come in.
Mm.
So that's
Oh,
where I
yeah.
remember. I don't remember that because that's
So
Yeah, I
there were
wasn't
some
alive.
real dumb accessories.
I
So
might have been alive.
maybe
U-Force
good.
being one.
The U-Force was dumb.
So would you rather, I guess, directed at you, would you rather them come out as all you're interested in is the joystick for ease of
Pretty
gaming?
much,
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, would you rather them try to go through all these crazy gimmicky things and fail hard at like 30 things, first party?
Bring
Or
the joystick back.
have them go the other direction and not at all try to innovate?
I think
First
they can
party.
keep innovating as long as they put out stuff that's tried and true.
What about music
It doesn't have to be
instruments?
mutually exclusive.
Right.
Like
Like Guitar Hero and
Like
Rock Band
ska
and
that's
stuff.
Guitar
fine.
Hero?
Yeah.
Those were
I'm
fun,
fine with
right?
that. Yeah. That's okay.
That shit died
I mean,
off
I'm
so
not going to
quickly.
play other games.
Sadly,
with
it did.
or anything, But
You can, just like the fishing rod.
you can, but I'm
You
not
can play Soul
going to.
Calibur with a
Bum,
guitar.
bum, 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 Mario. Bum, 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 bum. I never tried that, but that sounds so hard.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur with a guitar.
Or
Any,
Mario.
really much anything with a guitar
I
other
can't
than
play the guitar at all.
The person with the mic would
I
be
can't play
screwed.
guitar.
I really
Hero?
enjoyed
Yeah,
Rock Band.
I can't.
I
can
thought
do
it was- I
drums
love
in
Rock
Band.
It got-
I can't do.
Really,
Hmm.
it just faded out so
I'm
fast.
so
It was weird.
sad. Nobody ever wants to play
No
it.
one
I'm
kept it
always like,
alive.
oh, who has
It's
Rock
funny
Band?
because-
I always want to
Yeah,
play.
you know what?
always.
We'll have a Rock
Always.
Band night. I have Rock
We
Band
should-
in the fucking closet.
we
Let's
should,
play Rock
yeah.
Band.
Dude,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, I'm excited.
Rock Band.
podcast over, you guys. We're gonna hook up Rock Band right
Yeah,
now.
we're gonna.
Maybe
yeah,
actually,
we're
I've
gonna
always
cut
wanted
down.
to because like when I moved in here, this is not podcast related, but like these things in here, there's speakers working this motherfucker. I never use them. It'd be cool to use them for.
Let's do it.
And there's a
It's
subwoofer right
perfect.
there.
I sunk speakers into these walls
Man.
intending a Rock Band night, and I've never had
I'm
one.
just saying, saying when we moved in, the people they said, "Hey, we're leaving these speakers in here," and I said, "Sweet," and we've never really used them.
I
Put
said,
it on the
fuck
books.
you, take them
Put it on
out.
the books.
Let's put it on the book.
Okay.
Rock me at night.
Now that
Set that shit up.
we've got extracurricular plans laid out on the podcast, you guys.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We're gonna move on.
I
to
feel
the next
very
segment.
professional.
Dang.
This is the real internet. Do we have to ham-fisted sig you out, or are we?
No.
It's always ham-fisted when you say ham-fisted sick.
That's what makes it ham-fisted.
Through the wall there.
I don't know how to do it otherwise. It's like, oh, speaking of, there was this other thing. You remember Final Fantasy Tactics, or?
Speaking of remembering things.
Yeah.
Oh,
Speaking
yes.
of video games
Yeah.
and the present,
Man, you know what would a really cool game to try to like use Power Glove on? Final Fantasy Tactics. Except for I don't know how that would have worked.
that would be an easier one actually because
Damn
it's
it,
so slow
Zelda.
paced.
Oh yeah, you can like.
Mhm.
You can actually like
Take
take
one
your
down
time
and,
and
like-
figure out how to fucking do it.
Yep.
That'd be weird to see some guy who'd like just navigate the grid on Final Fantasy Tactics with like just his fingers.
He's like he's like playing a symphony with his fucking hands. He's playing tactics.
Or actually be more like a
Hmm.
because the D-pad's on your.
That's how people used to cheat. They
Was
used
he
to wear
calling
the
the Dragon Sword?
yeah.
Well, no, that was with the.
That's a
Oh, I know. But he did something on his wrist first.
No.
It might have been all a fluke.
I don't know. Yeah, it was all the flute.
I don't know.
Yeah.
One of them did. One of them did something.
Your memory's flawed.
Was it the Nerdy Blues?
No, not in
It
that.
was
Not
Billy,
in that
wasn't
version of. Not in that version of Power Rangers.
Are you a Neo watching that?
You might be thinking
motherfucker?
of. Well, they had wrist things in
Mm,
They had wrist
okay.
things in a different like VR Troopers, right?
It was belts for.
For
A
that
long
particular
time.
for that
Yeah.
particular Power Rangers
Yeah.
generation,
But
it
yeah,
was
all
belts.
the generations did something different.
But yeah, some of them
Yeah.
Turbo had a key or
STD
whatever,
had,
right?
Like a thing that you could talk into.
Yeah.
Had a thing.
Like a hot
A
dog
walkie-
that they
a
could
walkie, yeah.
eat.
Yeah.
I think the Turbo ones had a key or something that they'd like turn into their wrist to more.
Jack
in the Box generation?
Zordon!
Zordon always scared the shit out of me. Inappropriately timed pop out. Yeah.
Anyways, Final Fantasy Tactics was a
Mhm.
cool game. Yeah, so this Ham-Fisted Sigu brought to you by Final Fantasy Tactics, which is, coincidentally, the game on tap.
And
which is-
also Bodhi Lee's favorite game.
And also Bodhi Lee's one of his favorite
He
games.
said that was his number one.
Was it his number one?
Yeah.
Shit,
And
man.
That's 'cause it's a
Symphony of the
damn
Night
good
and then
game.
Order of Ecclesia.
I'm going to say that's like one of the best games out there.
Tactics.
I agree.
And I've been
Yeah.
playing
FF
a
Tactics?
lot of Theatrhythm in the past 2 days.
Mhm.
Like a lot of it. And then I almost gymped when I found out that there was jizzed in
Oh,
my
yeah.
pants.
Mm.
When I
There's
found out
Tactics
that
music in
was-
that game?
There is tactics.
I didn't know there was
That's
Tactics music in that
wonderful.
At
game.
least 5 Tactics songs on there.
There is so much music in that game.
Yeah.
You should get that game. There is so
Oh,
much music in that
Theatrhythm?
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new one though, Curtain Call, not the first one.
Huh.
You
I
could
played
get the
the
first one,
demo.
but
But
it's
the
like
second one is
in, like,
so much
2
better.
minutes.
The second one has like fucking 5 times as many songs as the first game.
it's
I should
incredible
And it
how many
has
songs.
every game covered. They have songs from fucking
Oh,
Mystic
yeah.
Quest in it.
Oh,
They do.
Wow.
2 songs.
I
They're
will
both the
say
battle
that.
They
music.
went deep.
that was my ringtone for
They
2.5 years.
Oh shit.
The battle music for Mystic Quest.
have that shit in Theater Rhythm too. Theatrhythm Deuce.
I'm
Theatrhythm.
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 Did you say Theatrhythm?
Theatrhythm.
What do you call it when you see that word?
Theatrhythm.
Theatrhythm?
You do the Theatrhythm.
Theatrhythm?
Theatra.
I just say Theat Rhythm.
Theat rhythm?
Yeah.
Because you're reading rhythm, and then whatever comes before it.
I just say it's
That's
2
because
separate
I'm
words.
British.
Like
Theater Rhythm.
theater.
I read
That's a good
theater.
game though. It's got music. They went
And then-
real
Yeah,
deep.
oh yeah, definitely.
Almost every Final Fantasy game is represented. They represent Crisis Core.
They do.
They do fucking
Dissidia and
Wow.
Dissidia.
2, which
Two,
is Dissidia
like,
it's
12,
Duodecim
whatever,
is how they
dude,
pronounce it. They have Type 0, which isn't even out in America yet.
Right.
They have 13.1, 13.2, 13.3,
They do.
10.1, 10.2.
13.
13.
They have
Surf
every
Sword
game.
Board.
Every game.
Dang.
Every guy.
It's good.
They got okay. Yeah, so I was busting through the quest missions. I didn't even. You have to unlock a lot of it on there. I was getting through it, and then it's like you get like you got 4 gray crystals. Way to go! Choose from one of these 6 characters that you want to unlock, and it was
Ramza?
somebody Ramza, and I was like, ah!
I didn't even know Ramza. I didn't know they had
Ramza.
tactics characters in there.
What are you from the South, boy?
Ramza?
Ramza, Irvine Kenius,
Delida? Delida?
Delilah Beowulf,
Beowulf?
Beowulf, Mrs. Bolvier.
Bolvi? Alright.
Tactics is a good game.
So Tactics is a good game, and that's coincidentally our game on tap from 5 minutes ago. What, dude?
Nobody
Fuck.
wants to be got.
I don't even know how to start. That game is
is amazing.
I picked it up again because I got my PSP and I haven't been playing
Yes, you
anything.
did.
I did. And I started playing it again, and that was the first thing I popped on there because I
Tactics?
haven't played War of
Yeah.
the Lions.
War of
I've
the
just-
Lions.
I just played the
That's a great.
PlayStation one.
That's a great version. I think that might be the best version of that game.
It's really good, and I forgot how damn good that game is and how much I love it. Except for when I popped it up, and then it was like they pull away. They like have that kind of
yeah.
rotating church with.
Mm.
Everything is.
I think it's
epic in that game.
Agrias at first,
Yeah.
and Alma.
Mhm.
Just kind of she comes in and does the thing. I'm just like, fuck, this game is. And I like nerded
Jesus
out
Christ.
as I watched that opening thing, and it immediately just washed over me. Like the next thing I have to do is in that stupid town where I've got to get up on the rooftop, and then it played out from there. And then I remembered Assel's Chaps from Act 4, stage
Yeah.
whatever.
Insta-ass.
That game, man.
Nostalgia.
What's everybody love about that game? I'm done talking
Well, I
for
was
the
gonna
moment.
ask really quick. Did you ever play Tactics Ogre? Because it's pretty much that was like the predecessor. I feel like. To,
It definitely is.
'cause,
I-
well,
a lot
it's
of
the
the
same group that made it.
a
Right?
lot of the
I
same-
never did, but now
Is
I'm
it?
very interested.
a lot of the
You should-
team from Tactics
I need to.
Ogre
Yeah.
I need to.
made
do-
Final
It
Fantasy
was
Tactics.
pretty much like not the prequel, but it was like
Spiritual
Tactics was the
predecessor.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Because it was
A
almost
spiritual
the same team.
ancestor.
Right.
That
Yes.
team went on to make Final Fantasy
Heard
Tactics.
about it.
Mhm.
And if
Never
you
played.
like Final Fantasy Tactics, especially if you have a PSP, you need
Mm.
to you need to get Tactics Ogre.
I have
Let us
Tactics
all
Ogre.
clean together. Let's
Yeah.
clean together.
And,
Let us
I'm
clean
gonna play
together.
it. Thank you,
It's
brother.
the
for agreeing to
storyline
that.
is actually
Awesome.
kind
You're-
of the same too.
It's
What?
super dark and super
Yeah,
political,
and there's
and I mean
This
it's
male
mature.
protagonist and his sister goes to gets kidnapped or whatever, and it's just like,
They do a
hey,
lot
I'm
of that.
playing Final Fantasy.
But
Tactics.
yeah, they don't shy away from the fact that you play that game and they wear it on their sleeve. They're like, we made Final Fantasy Tactics, and this is essentially a fucking Final Fantasy Tactics sequel. That's what it
That's
is.
Nice.
Because
Wait,
they had
even
Final
Tactics
Fantasy.
Ogre?
Yeah, the one on PSP. I'm just saying spiritually.
Yeah.
Even
Because
that-
it plays just like Final Fantasy
Even that
Tactics.
artwork on the front of it thing
Yeah.
though, like the whole
It looks just
it's
like-
it's a
because
callback.
Tactics Ogre came out before.
It did.
More
Because they had
lines?
Ogre Battle and
Yeah.
Tactics Ogre before Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah.
Those are Super Nintendo games.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Ogre Battle was.
Ogre Battle. Yeah.
But
Anyway, yeah. Anyway.
March of the
Tactics
Black
is good.
Queen or whatever.
that's the one that's on PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
March of the Black Queen. Yeah. Ogre Battle's always been good. But the
Yeah.
point is, if you want to play more tactics play Tactics Ogre
Yes.
Yeah.
on PSP, but Final
It's not
Fantasy
time.
Tactics
Sorry. Yeah.
for its time was amazing.
Amazing.
It was just on point.
One of my favorites.
Like it didn't do anything that, like we said, Tactics Ogre didn't really do,
Mhm.
but it just did everything so fucking wonderful.
Bring it
right?
into the current
Yeah.
arena. How on point has it how on point is it still? I've maintained it's a
Super
nearly
fucking on
perfect
point.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
It holds up. Totally holds up.
I don't have
Yeah.
I've never had a bad thing to say about it. And
Clipping-
can't find one.
Clipping issues sometimes when you're going through, but it's
But
like
that's
And
what is
the-
that 3D
whatever,
stage?
The
You're-
tutorial at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
like,
not-
I'm
literally
gonna
just
go
being
watch
picky
a
at that
movie.
point.
It's not even a
Let's
product
go.
of like anything other than like it was just hindered
Hindered
by
by
the
the time it was made,
by the
yeah.
PS1.
Right.
The
Yeah.
PS1 was
Yeah.
And the PSP when you're gonna play, I think it's the one on PSP where
Was there clipping still on that?
well when you're gonna do there's lag, there's slowdown. So when you're gonna do like
Mm-hmm.
Agrias to Stasis Sword or something like that, she start like the crystals start coming down
It's
for
'cause-
Stasis Sword and just like chug.
You know
like,
why
as
it
they're
does
dropping, and then it just
When O1
blows
does
up in
Galaxy
slow
stuff,
motion.
It really does stop. It's like.
It does.
You know why it does that? Because they did a graphical trick to make it look better than the PlayStation could actually handle. Square was the king
Yeah.
of doing that on the PlayStation 1. That's why their games look so fucking good. That's why Final Fantasy 9 and 8 and 7 all look like the best goddamn games in that system, and Tactics too. But like, in order for them to load that animation for those special attacks, they weren't rendering them. They were those are video files.
Yeah.
That they're like loading, and
That's
so
why it almost like crashed your game when you went and fought the Archbishop.
the lag
And
that
you just
you're
like turned into Fatty McFatterson and started exploding everywhere. Your game would explode with it.
the lag that you see is seek time, because like it's like loading that video file off the disc.
Hindu
Okay.
Sikhs or
Yes, specific. Yeah.
Sikh time?
Sikhs.
Mohinder Sikh time?
Mohinder Suresh.
Suresh? Damn.
Damn.
That's like a Heroes reference. You
Heroes
just pull a
reference,
Heroes
yeah.
reference into
Here's
this.
a season 1
Wow.
reference.
Get out
Get
of your
out.
own house.
No.
Get out. Man.
Yeah.
That show
It's
was
so good.
It was so good, and then it got so bad. Anyway,
But you know what's
Season 1.
You know what's
season 1 was so good.
You know what started out good and stayed good?
Final Fantasy Tactics.
Fancy motherfucking tactics.
Get back to the motherfucking point.
Yeah.
I am a good moderator.
So
I just don't know what to really. I feel like everyone's played it. And
It's
Yeah.
just,
they
it's just
get it.
great.
If
That's
they
what the
haven't,
point.
Yeah.
That's what the point
boom.
of. That's what the point of Game on Tap is to pick a game and to just gush about it.
Just
like
like
a
suck its
Final Fantasy
dick for a
Tactics.
little bit.
Can we talk about Evilist real quick?
We
Yes,
can.
absolutely.
Because Final
Would you
Fantasy
like to?
Tactics was the first game in the Evilist Alliance.
Mhm.
First of all, let's go back.
Grouping.
How do you pronounce Evilist, Justin?
Evilise.
Evilist? That's probably more correct. Okay.
Evilist.
That's what I've always
As long as
said.
you're not calling them like.
Ivilise.
Ivilise.
No, there's none of that.
All right.
Evilise.
I wish
You just
that
go
they
Bing
would,
Crosby with like.
I did.
Bing Crosby had a
little bit of
stroke.
strokey face, yeah. A little bit of strokey face. Glad you caught it. Added that in as a little cover bomb.
So, as a
I just wish they'd use Evilist. The Evilist games, to me, are some of the best games that they've ever made. I mean, Tactics originally, right? And then, I mean, did you guys play Vagrant Story?
yeah,
Yes.
I didn't play. I watched them.
Vagrant?
I was in love with Vagrant Story
Vagrant
when it
Story
came
was
out.
Ashley.
The
It's-
art is so good in that game, especially for a PS1
That's
game.
what made me want to play it.
Now, that game is an example of them kind of not doing gimmicks and kind of just using the PS1's to like full potential, because that game
Right.
is all polygon rendered, texture mapped like PS1 fucking power, right?
sexy as
Yeah.
fuck.
And they managed to make that shit look hella good.
It was clean.
It was clean.
All the way
It
through.
had that comic booky look to it, like the text
Mhm.
bubbles and everything. Had interesting characters. Like you wanted to fucking kill Ashley.
Yeah.
They did a good job of making you care. That's what
Wanted
that's what
to
Square
commit
used to be.
murder
That's
in
what
game,
Square used to
yeah.
be good at. They used to be good at making you invest. Tactics, you fucking invest.
Say, if I can bring it back to Tactics, there's nobody wanted to kill more than Gafgarian at some point in time, and then your fucking brothers, like
Yeah.
Zalbag, you're like, nah, not so bad, but fucking the oldest one,
Dice
Dice Star.
Yeah.
You're just like, fuck you, your beard's
Yeah.
great, but I will slit your throat
Yeah,
because you
care,
fucked
man.
me
Yeah.
And that's
big
good.
time.
His robes were finessed.
They've been
They
like for so
he was well-
like their characters were
His
tiny.
robes were.
He was rich.
He was ornate. Goodness, I
you
just
did just see the
he
quality.
exuded fanciness, and I was so impressed by him.
Entrepreneurship.
I didn't want to kill him, but I kind of did, you know. No, yeah, I mean,
I
it's
wanted
just.
to kill him and steal his stuff.
Oh man,
And talk about like cognitive dissonance, like with a lot of the characters, like
Oh yeah.
you can like especially with Delita, like I didn't want to fight
Dalida.
Delita.
you call him
Dalida?
Dalida?
No, that was a joke.
Delita.
No, I
Get
missed.
the hell out.
I missed the pronunciation wars.
Delita?
This was so fun. You say Delita?
Delita.
I always said Delita.
Delita.
It's
Delita?
probably Delita.
Delita.
That's more of a Japanese way because there's no
Delita?
inflection. Yeah.
Delita.
There's no.
There's E, aren't they? For I is E.
Delita.
Yeah, but it would be
Ichiko?
DERI. It'd be Delita.
Yeah.
Did they have an I?
Derita.
For
yeah,
I?
they could do.
No, their
Delita.
I would be E.
Oh.
Would it be Derita?
What I'm saying is
Yeah,
the
it'd be an
inflection
R.
because
There's no
they don't
L's. Don't have L's.
stresses.
Right.
So that's,
You're probably more
Oh,
accurate.
I get
Doesn't
you.
matter.
Anyway,
Now that we've gone through our linguistics course
Exactly.
on
Do you
the
wanna
Multi-Tap
finish?
Theater Podcast Theater podcast.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to like fight him or anything like that because I really felt for him, you know, and it was just like, no,
Who?
don't put me in a position like that.
Well, he
Delita.
went
Delita?
all high and mighty.
I did. He got like
He
he
got
was,
high and mighty.
that
for
was
the
He
cool.
year.
did.
At the
Okay.
beginning, it was cool. It was just
Yeah.
like, oh, buddies, and then rivals, and then you're just like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I see what's going on here. It was
But I
a
see
beautiful,
that. Yeah.
beautiful
That's-
relationship.
that's-
Yeah.
I see
That's-
the complication
that's
of his
writing.
character.
That
That's what
is
I'm saying.
story at its
like,
best.
That's
yeah.
great character progression. That's
Yeah.
that they invest you into the story, into the
Back when
character.
they
And
had
I was
stories
feeling love
like
with
that.
Delita, too.
Yeah.
tough.
So meaningful.
It's not even just.
You
Not
walk away from
Ramza.
that
You
game,
were Team
and you're
Delita.
like,
Team Delita
damn,
all the way.
that was a
Yeah.
good freaking game.
What was your favorite class to play?
Fuck. Originally, like all the time back in the day, I would never leave home without at least having one monk on the team.
Mm-hmm.
At least
we were
one monk.
monk.
Ninja.
Ninja?
Ninja.
I had very few ninja. Although eventually, what was that? Not geomancers. Geomancers were hella fun.
Summoner.
Summoners were
Calculators. You're just like,
Everybody loves
Calculators were rad.
because you didn't need a black
They were
mage or a
kind
white
of
mage or whoever
overpowered.
anymore. You could
You
like
need anything,
go
you
from
could do,
whoever, and then
yeah.
if you had statistics, you're like, well, let's just see if a fucking meteor will kill everybody as I heal my entire team. It was like you had,
CT5 Holy.
oh
What's that?
fuck, man. So,
Yeah.
but I will say monks because you had like that. I could get around buildings and shit like that with that earth shock or with
Wave kick.
yeah.
They
I'd
could
like
have
send it through, or you could, like-
for that great summons.
They were hella
too.
powerful.
Yeah.
You're like hit, like you could
heal
punch somebody,
yourself
you
Ifrit.
could heal
yeah.
yourself.
Had
Chakra
fucking Cloud Strife.
had Reyes.
That game was good, man.
She was rad. First dragon, then woman with dragon powers.
Yeah, she was
Mhm.
awesome.
That game was like did some cool shit.
Yeah.
Innovative
Yeah.
in their character design when they didn't even have to be. Those were bonus characters.
Mustachio Sniper.
Mustachio.
Mustadio?
I still to this day I call him Mustachio.
That reminds me of Mario RPG,
Back
where it's
when I
like,
used to play.
oh, mustachioed one.
Yeah.
And then you just jump for us, and then you don't know what to do on Mario
Oh,
RPG,
yeah.
and so you're just like, jump for us,
We could
and then you
segue
have to
that
push
game
the
all
jump
day.
button, and then he's like, it is you.
Mustachio's cool.
Jumpman.
Malo, stop crying.
I wanted
Why isn't
Malo.
Malo in the fucking new Smash Brothers?
I know, or Gino.
Club Fist.
Well, they can't do Gino.
Yeah, because Gino's
They're
got
apparently
rights.
just some, licensing
protected or
shit.
something.
Right.
They can't do Gino because no one likes.
They can't do Gino.
We are the fucking tangent masters.
Yeah.
I found out where we are, and I was like, where do we
Segue.
start? Fuck,
We're
we
on
are
tactics, but we were talking about Evilus. We went on
Oh,
Vegan's
yeah.
story because I want to tell you. Look, I was just thinking about because I made a comment that I want more games in the Evilus Alliance. But if you think about it, they did a lot, and we can't really complain because you had Tactics, you had Vegan Story, you
They
had
have
the
a
other
bookstore.
Tactics games, you had
Tactics
Tactics Advance and Advance
Yeah.
2, which
Yeah.
were both in Evilus. You had Final Fantasy 12. You had a main entry Final Fantasy game in Evilus. Like you can't really complain.
Right. And then, fucking 12.
12. That's what I said.
Oh, did you say 12?
12 is
Yeah.
the main Final Fantasy, the main line of
just
Final
got
Fantasy.
done saying
Well, fuck me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So,
me, right?
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
No,
Um,
12.
Back at it.
12.
It at least is
We
pretty...
can have a whole fucking podcast on 12, as far as I'm concerned. But anyway.
You don't even.
The grin counted.
Oh, 12.
Yeah.
You don't even. Yeah.
I'm still sad that this isn't a visual podcast. Some of this shit is just lost.
If we recorded it on Google Plus, we could record.
We could, yeah. I also think we'd lose something.
Yeah.
Evilise is a fairly impressive world.
I want 12
For them to build, like,
Very
fuck
beautiful.
10 too, and fuck 13, 14.
Think about how many
They're having fan fest.
how many were those
12.
teams were different between Vagrant Story, 12, and the Tactics
All of them.
progression. All were different teams.
Mhm.
Think about how impressive that is that they build a cohesive, congruous
Same.
world throughout
Did the
the
music guy
gaming.
work on
I'm sure they had some similar.
Yeah.
They had some similar people because like
Still, though.
Akitoshi Kawazu, I think his name is. Like he was it doesn't matter. There were some team members that did go across. I mean, I want to get in this.
I'm still impressed
He was
that they
creative
managed
art
to make
director,
that
and
He was
one-
He moved them in that direction.
gigantic universe. World building was particularly, I was impressed
Oh,
with how they
man.
did that.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
Also, story for
For
back
12?
to Tactics
I was
alone.
gonna-
For
yeah.
tactics.
that's
I-
the most moving.
I think the best thing is I don't feel condescended. Like they pulled no punches and
You're
they
right.
made this gigantic political
They're-
story that they expected you to follow. And we were young when we played it at first. You were 4 years younger than I am, and you just like whether you understood it or not, you still made it through and followed along.
Oh, hell
but
yeah.
like, it's a story that you can easily grow into
And
as you get
playing
to
through
an
it
adult.
another
There's
10
stuff that
times,
you
learn it more. But
They respected
missed,
their
you go
audience.
back. Yeah.
Mhm.
They didn't cater to like the lowest common denominator. They wrote a story, and they stuck to it. They didn't Mass Effect through that shit. They,
I like that.
They
They-
have
you brought
practice
us-
with Tactics Ogre though, because the story is very similar, and you can tell with Tactics Ogre that the writing's really weak, like in terms of actual like language, like the dialogue and stuff, and also, you know, even though it's a similar plot or whatever, it's not as fine tuned as Tactics. So I think they learned from that and they knew where to go from there. But yeah,
I loved all of the combinations you could do too with a team. That's another real big selling point for that game.
Such as.
If you wanted all like mostly Kokobos on your team,
Oh, you just mean
it's a family thing.
it's a family
Oh my
thing.
gosh.
Kokobos.
Kokobos.
Kokobo is correct. Yeah, that is the correct pronunciation.
You were correct.
I got it.
So you're so not for team combinations like Marvel Alliance, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, where like you could do combo
Like
attacks.
a Chrono Trigger.
Right.
Yeah, not a
Where you
double
could, like,
attack,
you
but
know,
like where you can build your team and have a Geomancer and a
Get
Yeah.
the
archer and
dragons.
a.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
Oh
Kokobo.
fuck! I love archers and lancers too.
Yeah,
I
man.
love long
I
range.
love Lancers.
Lancers?
So much. Oh my gosh.
I
Jump.
like.
They're one of my favorites.
It's
Jump
not
it.
even like it's cool that you can
Jump
get
it
next
off.
to something and punch it, but it's cool that you can snack it from like 2 away. That was cool.
Or jump it from
Snack
5 or 6.
Junk it.
Mhm. Yeah. that's
You
it.
had to wait a few turns and hope those fucking Kokobos don't like because it's always their turn next, and they'd be like, "Oh, I've got movement for fucking days,
The
bro."
black Kokobo?
and then
Cheap.
they run
So
away.
cheap.
Yeah, but they flew, and that was cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
You could black Kokobo fly you across the screen. You
Yep.
could
If
like
you had one, it was cool.
you could ride
Like
one.
fighting one.
Had
I
almost a
know.
whole team of them.
So much.
Just for
Wow.
funsies.
Just for fun.
I
Yeah.
just feel like I'm not speaking intelligently about this game, rather just orgasming all over it. Like you could ride Kokobos.
Yeah.
Look what you can
everybody
do with the game.
Does that when they're talking about this game?
It's-
I mean, it's pretty much like D&D, like in game form.
Yeah, it's like a D&D's already fantasy, but like a
But I mean, well implemented because there's only so
way
many
more-
squares you can move.
Yeah.
There's classes and just I don't know.
Also, there was a dichotomy in that game. Like they cut whimsy with
Real.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like gritty ass.
It really, yeah. That's
So
one of the
real.
great things I liked about it. Like the actual like deaths in the game were so like you drew closer to the screen. You were like
Mhm.
captivated.
And there was always that one sound effect where you go like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's always
and it got you too.
Yeah.
the voice came from somewhere way back in the back. You're like stabbing your ribs.
The guy that I stabbed 20 minutes ago, like 3 battles ago, he finally died.
Everybody died the
Um,
same. Everybody sounds the same when they die. Their death
Like
rattles
the
the same.
captivating moments of death and tactics.
There were many.
Yeah.
There were many.
You get the character design, and they're like precious moments.
Like in the
Characters,
priest
like, they
stuff.
have noses.
I really like
They
that
were
art
super-
style.
I do too. It's
Noseless.
adorable, but then it's all like serious.
It's
like,
unique.
subject matter and
It
everything.
was.
Yeah,
That-
it was
that's
good.
Part
It's
of the
unique, and it's
the weird juxtaposition next to like this is adorable. Like he just fucking decapitated him.
Yeah.
But it's iconic because you see Ramza and you see the no-nose characters, you instantly know what
We call him Chappie.
She just said
Ramza.
Rams.
Ram.
Ramza.
Chapped ass.
I mean Ramza and Soul Calibur 4 character creation.
Assless chat. Did you really?
Hell yeah.
No, I need to see that shit.
It's pretty good. Because remember Ramza's like thigh,
Podcast
like,
over, everybody.
thigh
I'm
armor?
looking at this.
Remember his like
Yeah, his assless chaps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They-
dude,
they
just
have
straight
that-
up here
they
and then
have-
like the
I'll show you.
butt cheeks.
It's I like it.
On Soul Calibur 4?
Soul Calibur fucking
You're a
4.
modern master. I would say you're a Rembrandt at making those characters.
I have a Vincent. I have a Fate Line God. You know what that's
Wow.
from?
Fate Line
From
guy.
Star Ocean 3.
I did not play that one.
I made an Andy Bogart in Smash Bros.
Did you?
Because the brawler
You have to show me.
moves like any.
Andrew Bogard.
Yes. Good old
Andrew Flowhard.
Lord.
Is that Terry's,
Terrence Bogard.
your younger brother?
Terrence.
Terry's.
Are they
Not
twins?
Terry?
Terry.
Terry and Andy?
Are they twins or are they just brothers?
They are adopted brothers.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Are they?
Yeah.
So they're not.
They're not blood related.
But they look exactly the same. Anyway,
They don't.
Revelation. Yeah.
That's another conversation.
This game, Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yes.
Anyways, Final Fantasy Tactics, when you play it the first time, which I hope, if there are listeners out there listening to this, I hope at least one of you, this is your first time. I just have to look at the mic as though it's like I'm directly
That's good.
addressing it.
Passion.
I hope that somebody is playing this for the first time. Get your PSP out, play this fucking game. It's like fucking Game of Thrones, and you don't know who the fuck's gonna die this week, and you're just like,
better than
go!
Game of
It
Thrones.
is
That's
better
true.
than Game of Thrones.
You know what? That's true because it keeps you guessing. You're
Mhm.
like, they're not going to kill that. Yes, they'll kill that motherfucker off.
Yeah.
But just, I mean, you don't have to get a PSP. Just as a side note, because if you have a Vita, you can get it too. It's $10
Mhm.
for War of the Lions.
Yeah. Digitally.
And
Digitally.
Yeah.
In War of the Lions, you can actually battle against other people, right? There's PvP.
Oh, I don't know.
Can you really?
I heard.
I haven't done
I've
it.
never played War of the Lions because I
I've-
kind of was just like, I already played Tactics.
I have bought that game.
But
It must be 5 times now. I have it digitally.
I
have 2
discussion with
copies.
a friend, and I was like, man, that'd be so cool if they had PvP and like tactical RPGs. And he's like, oh, they have it in War of the Lions. I was like, oh,
Wi-Fi
that's
compatible, 2 players.
Shit.
Hmm.
How does that work?
Look at that cover.
Just like
That's a
I
cover.
know, I have that.
That's a cover.
as my background on my.
You do.
little
I've seen
laptop.
it. So is it you take turns, like he's in your party, and then
It's
you have
just like
3
you're playing,
others,
yeah.
and then
Like
just
it's-
you go, and then like the
Yeah.
computer
There's
goes, and
a
then
CT, yeah.
Okay.
I think I haven't done
That's
it.
a cover.
But
That
I
must.
imagine That's yeah,
it's the sexiest artwork.
it's good shit right there.
When
Great
I was-
music.
when I
I
was
found
on
out
VLAB.
through Theatrhythm.
Yes.
That music is so captivating. Like the first time I noticed that there was Final Fantasy Tactics music on Theatrhythm was at the quest medley line where I'm on the quest and it goes and I was like, that's Tactics.
Yeah.
Is that in this game?
That's wonderful.
That's-
And then I went and found it, and it's fucking in that game. And now I've just been the happiest dude for like 2 days now.
I'm the happiest.
I've been the happiest.
I'm gonna have to get it.
It,
I'm poor,
yeah,
but I'll find it.
yeah.
The artwork too. Oh.
I went out there and
Fantastic.
S
talked
some
about
D
it.
for my
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, I love it.
Or just borrow Chris's and be like, I'm saving over your saves, bro. What? Nothing.
Lol, start over.
Tactics.
Yeah. No, of Theatrhythm.
Oh, that's right.
Theatrhythm.
Well,
Jeffrey, what do you think of Theatrhythm this week?
It's fantastic.
Muffy, I say, bring my coat.
Dreadful jacket.
I don't know.
All right.
Opposition in itself.
Sorry.
Don't judge me, monkey.
Sorry.
I don't know if I'm ready to ham-fisted sig you out of tactics yet.
It's hard to do that.
It is. I don't
It's
wanna
like
say
we have
goodbye.
To abandon tactics now. Yeah.
What else can we
It's like
talk
the
about?
ending, and you're just like, no. it
Fuck
ended.
Algus, by the way.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy entire. I could see where you would fall in love with like slick back hair
He was a
Jelena,
DB.
but fuck
That's what he
Algus.
was.
Yeah.
The fucking
I
Boy
felt
Scout
for
Mormon ass
Delta.
looking
Algus is
motherfucker.
just bad, Yeah. He reminds me of
fucking
We can
Anakin.
talk
White
about.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
another reason to hate him.
Yeah.
Because he was white.
No, because he reminds her of her ex-boyfriend.
Oh.
He was blonde. and ex-Mormon.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Was he small?
Everything that character
He was skinny.
encompassed.
Oh,
You like skinny white guys.
I do. Like,
Did he wear blue overalls and an orange undershirt?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was
Well-
on that game? What else was impressive about that game? Really quickly. Summons were great.
The summons are great.
I
They had
would
a-
have to say something.
They pulled a lot of like
Summons.
that was half of where Final Fantasy came from into it. It was like you saw
Yeah.
a carbuncle and you're like, I'm playing Final Fantasy. I
Yeah.
almost forgot.
That's why they
Because it
injected.
doesn't feel like Final Fantasy
Well,
per se.
no, yeah, it's because it's the tactic
further at
overture.
them. Shit.
But yeah, you
And
pull
the
like
chocobos.
what is it you say? Not Ramu.
Rama.
Rama.
Drama.
You pull Rama out and he like
Ramu.
sits there and like thunder strikes the entire sky and you're like, fuck man, I remember.
He raided the hell out of
Good
it.
shit.
But yeah.
Rama.
Rama.
Shiva.
Rama. Shiva.
Ifrit.
Odin.
Odine.
Oh, die.
How
Whoa.
fucking dare you?
Carbuncle. I don't know.
Okay.
All right, so
Now
let's
you're
go.
just being silly.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So we sucked Final Fantasy Tactics' dick.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful.
Not enough.
It's a beautiful game. Not
It
enough.
didn't come, but
No.
It was delicious.
we tried.
We gave Final Fantasy Tactics blue balls.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Sorry.
Yeah, we had to cut it short.
We'll have to pause him for a second.
Yeah.
It's so
Bye.
sorrowful.
All right, let's go to the next. Let's move on to the next segment.
This ham-fisted Siggy brought to you by Chris. Let's move on to the old next segment, y'all.
I like declaring the segments. It's.
Give me another sarsaparilla, if you will, Chris.
I wish I had a sass. I wish I do. I have mug root beer.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That's the modern rendition of
Pass that
sarsaparilla.
around.
Sarsaparilla.
Oh, hot diggity damn!
What in the wild, wild world of sports is going on here?
You want a mug root beer?
Hit that hammer.
It's Headley Lamar. Yes, please. And I'm leaving this shit in too. Listener base, Chris is such a gracious host. He's getting me a sarsaparilla, or what passes as the analog for
It's a
sarsaparilla,
mug.
not right now.
Yeah.
But as Chris
Tasty
was
bedrock.
Chris was saying, I'm gonna sig you in for him. They're gonna think we're stupid. The listeners just sig. It's not
I
sig
think
you. What are
already
they?
do.
Okay.
We have never said anything but sig you.
Yeah.
And I don't even think any one of us
Oh
has
my
uttered
God, an
segue into
assortment,
that.
sir.
Wow.
You are classy.
Impressive.
I'm gonna sig you in
Cream.
for you,
There's
and
a
this
can of
is.
cream right there.
Some DP, some DP, and some cream.
Finish it off with an ice cold dew.
Dr. Pepper is legit. You know what's bullshit? Mr. Pibb.
Mr. Pibb.
Yeah?
It's not Mr. Pibb anymore.
I like
Pibb
some
Extra.
dew.
It is Pib Extra.
Yeah, they-
You're
You know
right.
why,
I
Mr.
like some dew with my DP and cream. That's all I'm saying.
Mm.
You get the dew on the end there. Okay.
You know why Mr. Pibb bullshit? You know.
Preference?
No, I don't drink sugar.
It's because there is no Mrs. Pibb, and that's
No.
fucking sexist as hell.
It's because dude didn't even get his degree.
That's true. Truth.
Yeah, that's the Mitch Hedberg joke. You know that.
Yeah.
I see what
I
you
like
did
it.
there, and I support you.
I appreciate it.
Gentlemen,
All right.
Start your end.
Late to the party. Sorry.
you fucking cock. Anyways,
Sorry.
yeah, well, you're fucking sorry is worth 2 pennies here. So the main event for Chris, I was gonna sig you into it for you, but I'm fucking late too. So you're here now. Go for it.
Main event.
Main event.
Okay.
What's that about?
Today's main event topic is going to be about MMOs.
Okay,
We have an avid MMO player on the cast today.
we do. Our guest,
Our guest,
Jonathan
J. Pipe.
Andrew Piper, at Twitter
Jap. JAP.
_handle.net.
J to the A to the P.
All right.
Uh-huh.
He is a real.
A to the P.
At Sink the Tugboat.
You never go A to P.
Right.
You never ever go A
You
to
never
P.
go A to
Never
P.
go ass to penis.
Never go A to P.
Unless it's your birthday.
You never go P to D.
Skip.
You never go A to
Never.
P.
But
You go P to A all day.
Oh, yeah.
P to A all day.
That's what we call Browntown, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly. A to P,
And my
In the heat of the
You
moment,
take that Mario pipe down.
In the heat of
and
the
you're
moment,
gonna get coins.
A to
I'm
P
just
is
telling you.
forgivable.
in the heat of the moment, DVDA is completely forgivable.
It is.
Sing it.
Hey, A to the P is just forward progress. That's
Yeah.
all we're talking about. Or actually backwards progress.
Right.
So,
Backwards progress. Yes.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
We're gonna be discussing MMOs, the current status of them. Are they dying, or is this only the beginning? Are we in for a
By the
MMO?
way, I'm not on Twitter.
This,
Are we in for an MMO renaissance?
nobody fucking cares.
Should there be one? And the pitfalls and the perils. Why?
Ooh, Pitfall. That's a good game.
That was almost a
Not as good as Paris.
trivia
though.
question.
Not quite as good as Perils.
Yeah. I don't think it's.
Let's
either
start it
one.
off by asking this question.
We should.
Irene,
I
are MMOs dying?
I'll just grab you by the shoulder like a grandpa. Irene, answer me this question.
Are they dying?
I don't think they're dying, but I don't think it's the beginning either. They've been around long enough for it to not be the beginning anymore. I feel like.
Think of this.
It carries
If they've
on.
been around for, let's say, like a decade and changed for like EverQuest for like 12, 15 years, whatever. WoW for 10. If they've expanded in this last 10 to 15 year gap,
Well, for
do you
11
think that's just only the beginning for an entire generation of forking out to being like MMOs forever, or do you think that will be a fad, like a trend that cuts off after maybe 20 years?
I don't think it's a trend.
Okay, so that'll continue. You think
It'll continue.
they'll do because online play is fairly popular.
It is very
and they'll,
popular. It's just another way to
Play
interact
with
with your
your
friends.
friends.
Yeah, I think actually from WoW, the
Play
more we
with
see
them.
WoW, that success. If that model dies, I think something else is gonna pick its shoes
There's
up.
a new
and
game
start
coming out that's
walking.
going to boom it even further.
What's that?
Arcade.
Arcade is already out.
Or Arcade.
Have you played it?
No.
I played
I've
it.
seen it,
Is it
though.
any good?
Is it for a free-to-play MMO?
I will tell you, my
Because you don't like WoW.
I
'Cause
very
they're-
much dislike WoW.
They're steering out of the pay.
I play a lot
play
of
MMOs.
MMOs.
Uh-huh.
I've played a lot of MMOs.
Mhm.
I enjoy free-to-play MMOs. I enjoy pay-to-play MMOs. I both pay and free to play.
You paid for a free to play. We talked about this on
I'm currently
Neverwinter.
paying. Yeah, Neverwinter. I still play, not as much as I used to, but
Yeah.
I also pay for Final Fantasy 14 still.
Are you still playing
Neverwinter's
that?
PvP look.
Are you playing that actively?
Semi-actively.
Okay.
Not like I
Almost
don't play it
picked
every
that
day,
up.
but I play it a few times a week.
Okay. That's actively. I would say that's active.
1 or 2 times a week. Because
That's still. You're playing twice a week. That's. I don't know if you're getting your money's worth, but that's something you're doing habitually per week. Like
It is.
I only watch football twice a week. Well, it's only on 3 times a week, man. So
well, I mean, it's decreased because other stuff came out. Like I got really into Destiny for a bit, and I'm actually
Right.
pretty deep into Shadow of Mordor. But like, so it took off.
Yeah.
It took off all that stuff took away from Final Fantasy 14. So actually, I haven't logged in like maybe like a week and a half.
Like,
2
that's what
weeks.
took away from
Yeah.
MOBAs for me, as I got back into WoW.
Okay.
that'll
And
do it.
now,
Well, no.
now I spend lesser and lesser time on Smite and League of Legends because of it.
But
now
more and more
MOBAs are-
money on WoW because you used to spend nothing on MOBAs.
That's not true.
We were
Do you-
talking.
I would buy skins, yeah.
I downloaded Arcade
Okay.
because that's the new hotness.
Yeah, let me know what you think about it.
Not
I'll
even
tell you
old and
this.
busted?
Think about it.
That's the new hotness.
It's new hotness.
I played. Now I gotta be fair. Like, I played it for like 45 minutes. Nothing. I made a character. And 25 of that was making a character. But so I went into the intro area. I did like the first few quests, killed a couple things. My first impressions were not good.
Okay.
It just. I mean, it's hard. I don't like to use the word derivative, because I mean all MMOs are
Right.
Derivative, yeah.
But like,
From
it
EverQuest
just
or
didn't
whatever.
feel any different than every other fucking MMO out there. Like, it was just.
Ashran's Call.
It was
EverQuest
like,
all over again.
yeah, I don't know, man. It's initially it didn't have anything that stood out as a hook to keep me playing. Like for instance, like Terra, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Terra's hook is dynamic combat.
And
Did you play
boobs.
Rift?
I played Rift.
Yeah.
And all
Same
those
kind of thing.
the clothes on Terra
Right.
are completely revealing, and it's just like.
Like every
like-
other MMO?
Every other, like, Korean-
Yeah,
not
it was a lot of,
Warcraft,
like-
really.
A lot of kids going, babes.
Warcraft.
Most
is
Korean
fairly.
Most Korean MMOs
Covery.
are the girls are very
There's
Awesome boobage.
Armor that's like totally just like bronze.
I don't know, like Terra though. Terra's got like crotchless panties.
Wrong.
Be like,
Terra-
check out my.
There's a race in
Mom.
Terra where they just wear thongs
Hmm.
and they
It's
run
a
and they
whole
run
race.
with.
That's
It
supposed to
is.
be
It's a yeah.
warrior women.
That's a cultural staple.
But I didn't immediately see a hook into Arcade.
I think it's appropriate
I-
to call it derivative then, if there's nothing innovative about it.
It's just a very broad word.
It is. Well, you can say it's only derivative if it's got no hook or
But
nothing
it's not
innovative
fair.
about it.
It's, I haven't given enough time to qualify that claim, though. You know, like
there could be something 20
First
hours in where you're like,
Spend a couple more hours. Just
first
kinda-
impressions are
This game.
first impressions are just
Less than desirable.
bland.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Bland.
keep playing after like you guys know it. I don't want to keep playing after like the first hour or something. Then
Right.
And I agree with that.
That's a hook
'Cause
to a game too.
I don't-
I
They
don't have a lot
should.
of time. So
I really disagree with the statement of the game begins at level cap.
Mm.
You know,
Right.
they're like you hit 60, that's when the game starts. Like bullshit. You're telling me if I have to play a game for fucking 80 hours before
Right.
it gets good, then that's a waste of my time.
Like
I want it to be
classic WoW
good.
versus now WoW.
No, that's something that
That's
our friend
always-
Drew, who plays WoW actively now, will claim like, oh, game doesn't start until you hit level
But
cap, like
endgame in
90 or
WoW,
whatever like that.
That's
I
I don't know. Like if you like raiding, like if you want to have a second ass demanding job,
Right.
like that's fine. I'm not into raiding. I think that's so fucking boring.
I'm
So
not
if
into
I
raiding
get to
either.
level cap, you know, I'm into PvP, so I'm gonna. You can do that
Exactly
the whole
why
time,
I'm going back
so-
to the expansion because they're making PvP like it was in Burning Crusade, which was the best of all
It's in-
PvP.
What do you mean?
They're
Like it
lowering.
was?
Okay, so they came out in midst of Pandaria. They came out with more of
Damn it.
like a resilience system in their PvP.
Yeah.
So you had to get all PvP full set
You
to
had
do
that before
anything
this.
productively, even world
You
PvP.
had to do that in Wrath.
Yeah,
That was like-
but in Burning Crusade, everything was just hit it
Yeah.
up, blow it up,
Burning
go
Crusade was-
explosive.
Fair enough. That was the best expansion.
Yeah,
Anyway,
for PvP,
this is
yeah,
a WoW
that's what I'm saying.
talk,
But yeah.
It's
What do you think is this horde house?
But I know.
How dare you?
You asked me earlier why I went back. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to
PvP.
blowing
back.
people up like I used to.
I miss PvP
In a full
lot,
bore, yeah.
but it's like it's not worth. I can't justify it because I just fucking
Yeah.
despise WoW.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
think
No,
about all the
play-
money
It's
and hours I
it's
spent.
definitely it's
So-
definitely.
So talking about
an agreeable
this,
topic,
if
yeah.
everything is like, if all these MMOs are either just ending in raiding or PvP, is there
Mhm.
anything to keep this trend going other than pretty much the only thing that could get me into Warcraft again, the social aspect? Is there anything other than just a boys
Baron's
club or like
chat.
not a boys club, but like
oh boy.
going on to where your friends will be on, and if your friends, aren't doing anything else in life, like, hey, come bowling. No, I'm on WoW. Well, I guess I have to play WoW if I want to see my friends. Is there anything other than that to keep these
There should be.
desirable?
There needs to
Because
be.
it just seems like such a stupid thing. Like you either get to PvP or you get to raid.
Well,
Like,
I
I
mean,
mean-
those are the
Well,
two
I think that's what they're
inevitabilities.
doing
Well,
now
I
with
think
the new
they
expansion.
do
They're adding
it,
these
though.
garrisons and stuff that you can
Mr. Garrison?
go. Yeah, you can build them up and separate quest
That's
lines and stuff
PvP,
with
though.
people. No, part of it probably will be, but there's also a PvE aspect.
You're saying you build like fortresses and stuff?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mhm.
That's interesting. So that's content
It's
that's unique.
5,000 gold, but yeah,
It is, but it's nothing that Star Wars Galaxies didn't do.
That's true.
You build your own little,
that's
like,
very correct.
and then you could have your people. Like, you build a guild, and it's basically a guild hall, but you made
What's
like
the-
the next
What's the other MMO that's out right now that did that? That you can build stuff. What's- Space. You go on a planet.
It's space.
Star Wars
in
Galaxies.
Space. No, it's gonna drive me insane.
You can build fortresses. in
I don't know if
space?
it's build fortresses, but you like own a planet.
Was it Fortress
Is it
with Christopher
EVE
Lambert?
Online?
No,
Is
That-
it Firefall? I don't.
God, it's new too. Well,
Is
not
it-
like new, but pretty
Glo-
damn
global
new. This
agenda?
last year.
no,
Is
it's
it
not.
awesome?
I'd have to,
This
I
feels
don't
like
know.
trivia again.
So-
I know.
We're back into
It's gonna
trivia.
drive me nuts.
Here's my whole thing about the topic. Like, are they dying?
Oh yeah.
I think that they are in a decline. I'll tell you that because
Till
they-
something better happens, yeah. Something
I
needs
think
to
it's
change.
I think it's factual that they're in decline because if you look at numbers, especially for WoW, they're at the lowest it's been in years.
Yeah,
I think that's
definitely.
specific to WoW, though. I think the genre of MMOs is just in a slump,
I think it's shifted.
but I think it's too popular and people are too used to that.
Why do you
form
think
of
they're coming out with
gaming.
Heroes of the Storm?
I don't think it's. That's what I think it's shifting to is MOBAs. I
Yeah,
think
MOBAs
more,
are taking over.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think the new MMO is going to be the MOBA.
I think the PvPers from MMOs are moving over to MOBAs.
Well, you got to think too. There was a lot more PvPers than PvEers.
Um,
On
I
their,
think
on their,
that's-
when WoW boomed and they had that huge population, there was stacked PvP battlegrounds like constantly.
I think most people
Over-
like PvP because that topic always comes up. Because I'm a weird MMO player. I play a lot of MMOs, but I think I've talked about this before. But I play MMOs almost entirely solo,
Like an RPG.
like a single player
Lone
RPG.
Wolf.
Yeah.
I feel like, because the thing I enjoy about MMOs isn't the social aspect, it isn't PvP, and it isn't raiding. It's literally just
Just all content.
building a character up and just
Like
I
playing
like
the game.
because like for instance I think I know I've said this before, but Kingdoms of Amalur and Dragon's Dogma, like
Right.
the reason I like them so much is because they're essentially like single player MMOs. I get to build a character up and go on these long epic quests without having to fuck with other people.
I think I'm the opposite. I feel like when I get into a world like Dragon's Dogma, and then there's this sprawling world like 8,000 times bigger than Hyrule Field, and I've got all these directions to go, and there's nobody there. It feels unpopulated and strange.
That's
Like,
what I
there's
want.
Only NPC people around, and they're only in
I only
town,
want NPC people.
and there's nobody out with me. It feels like I am the only adventurer in this fucking world.
That's your world to explore. That's when you go
That's what
out,
happens in Guild
you
Wars.
find shit.
I don't like Guild Wars.
Not
I
Guild Wars 2,
wasn't
the
a huge fan
original.
of Guild Wars either.
I
Get
like
out.
Guild Wars.
I like
You
Guild Wars.
would.
I would.
How dare you?
Because you could
Basic.
get party members and then go out on your own, and you would never encounter anybody because it was just instances of you two doing essentially. But
That's what I liked about Guild Wars.
yeah, and
I-
I liked that at the beginning with WoW, like playing on my own because I didn't play with any of my friends when I started. But then
Right.
it shifted.
What were
to-
you doing?
I was doing bracketed PvP.
Oh,
But it
Twink.
shifted because I got bored with WoW.
Right.
So all it was interaction with my friends, and I was essentially paying for interaction
To
with
have
my
a
friends.
3D chat room.
Yeah,
I think that's
and all
the
I
hook,
did was
though.
jump around in Stormwind the
'Cause
whole time.
when you beat the game like Chris, you're like, well, like then you,
You
don't
know
play
what?
Warcraft
And
And
anymore.
that's the
like,
problem. That's the problem that I run into is I'll get to
Yeah.
max level and the stuff you do after max level requires partying and socializing, and that's not what I'm into. So now I'll usually get max level into an MMO and then I'll stop playing. And so people say that's when the game begins, and to me that's when the game ends.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I don't like. I'm not into like the raids and the PvP and stuff.
I think if you're a PvPer, it never ends, essentially.
Right.
Like, you can
Doesn't,
get all the
yeah.
gear that you want to get, but you can still find,
But even when you-
challenges
when you-
Star.
Oh, WildStar,
That's what
you're
it was.
right. Yeah, I totally forgot about WildStar. WildStar I haven't
was
tried.
driving me nuts.
Yeah, you're absolutely
Sorry.
right. It's super new too.
Yeah.
Forgot about WildStar.
I have no idea what it is.
It's a new
That's
MMO.
how good WildStar
It had
was.
it had a lot of momentum behind it when it launched.
Yeah.
And it came out, and there was a lot of technical issues. People were complaining. This is actually interesting to this topic. Is it's a subscription-based MMO. So I mean, a good question or a good topic of conversation is this subscription-based MMO
Exactly.
viable? Because the only one, I'm sorry, there's only a few
Yeah.
that are subscription based and are successful. Because really, there's only one that's been consistently successful, and that is WoW.
Right.
But
You got Final Fantasy 14
But-
still subscription.
well, that's
based.
what I was going to say. Is Final Fantasy 14's subscription base is still
But I
very
think
good. I mean,
You
Final
had
they're
Fantasy
Star Wars
14 is
subscription-based-
riding on the success of
subscription-based,
Final
and
Fantasy
now not.
11. Because they got away with
Yeah.
it with 11, they know that they can do it again with 14. So I think if they started back when subscription was kind of the only way to go,
Yeah.
then they can continue doing that. But I think as you start coming out with newer MMOs, people are expecting
Well,
you to do.
And people
play,
like
so.
Guild Wars broke the door open. I think it was Guild Wars. Was it 1 or 2 that came through and was just like, guess what? MMO free.
That was
Two.
Guild Wars 1.
Both.
No, one-
They were
one-
both
yeah.
free.
One.
You buy it, and then it's free to play
They
online.
kicked it in there, I guess, what, $60, and that's it. And everybody's like, oh shit.
That's
Then
a
they
great-
There were
jump train. Then
microtransactions, but yeah.
That's
Right.
great.
Yeah.
But
that's
That's
like-
when that started.
It was a little, it was a little limited. Like,
the microtransactions are in Guild Wars 2. They weren't in Guild Wars 1 at first, at least. They might be now.
yeah, they
But
were. Yeah.
Guild
What
Wars,
did-
that was a great model, I think, because I'll be happy to buy a game if there's no subscription model. Like WildStar is a great example, because WildStar I was
Yeah.
interested in, but not enough to pay $60 and $15 a month. If it
Right.
was just a $60 game,
that's a lot of money.
then I probably would have bought it.
Yeah.
Just to try it out,
Oh,
but I'm
definitely.
not going to buy it. Now I'm going to wait for it to be free to play, because it will eventually go free to play like every
Definitely.
other fucking.
You can
I think
almost
that-
predict it now, like which
It
one's going to go
absolutely
free to
will.
play. Like Star Wars,
Star Wars: The Old
give it
Republic.
6 months. Yeah.
So the Old Republic's an interesting case too, because that was subscription
Started
based to
out
begin with.
subscription.
Mhm.
Now it's free,
Yep.
but they still have over 1 million, at least
Same with
according to
DCU.
exactly. They provide enough benefits to subscribers to keep a healthy amount of subscribers and a very good amount of non-subscribers to keep them profitable.
And they can
So-
charge for their DLC and make that interesting. It's like, oh, guess what? We released Booster Gold and whoever else, and it's only like $12 for this package.
Right.
$12 one time for a whole content
Yeah.
thing is way better than 15
Totally.
every fucking month.
Totally.
Mhm.
Like,
And I mean, maybe that's the way to go. Maybe it's a hybrid. Maybe it's not 100% free. Maybe it's not 100% subscription. Maybe it's
right.
a hybrid. Maybe it's you can subscribe if you want, and here's some benefits.
Right.
That's
But
what
if you,
microtransactions kind of do.
well, you can literally subscribe to Old Republic. You can be a $15 a
that's
month
right.
Yeah.
subscriber.
And they give you like
you get
extra stuff,
benefits.
you get to
Um,
use the mail service.
They give you there's
Boy.
a
Right.
couple weird things. I think the Old Republic is an example of how to do microtransactions wrong.
Yeah.
I would say Guild Wars is the way to do it right. I like
Yes.
like
I
oh
agree.
hey, the starting zone up to 20 is free, like WoW is, but it's like oh if you want to get into Zone 3, like where there's some interesting stuff, you can pay like $5 for that and be like
Well, still,
I
too, there's-
wanna
there's
play
also
Zone 3
microtransactions
$5
in WoW
bad,
as well
so.
as a subscription on top of it, and like
I
Yeah,
feel like
sure.
you
that
know
was-
if you're like
Which is
if you're a
true.
mount
Because
collector like I
that's
am
like-
and you love mounts, and then you're like, oh god, I gotta go to the
Or
Blizzard
pets.
store and look at them, and they're
Yeah.
25
Right.
freaking bucks.
You transfer servers, you gotta pay.
I feel like that's
Yep.
shady, man. I feel
Yeah.
like
It
WoW's
is. They're nickel and diming
microtrans.
you.
They are because they know there's fucking 10 million people playing this game, and they're already all paying $15 a month.
yeah.
And if they nickel and dime them, they're just gonna. That's just money. That's just
And it's
you know,
crazy to
icing
see
on the cake.
how much of those microtransactions are actually in the game.
There's a shitload.
It is,
Fun.
that's the thing that blows my mind more about this.
Fun.
They're nickel and diming everybody and going like, oh, 25 for a name change or 25 for a server change or all this
Yeah.
stuff. And it's fuck, they're getting it.
And
Like, people are
just
paying for
like,
these
oh,
things.
that's it. Okay,
Right.
here's my money. Like,
oh, it's
I'm like,
$25 for a new
I
mount
could
or
buy
whatever.
some
Like,
groceries with that or something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
It's crazy the amount of money
It
that
is.
that WoW is a
Yeah.
money making machine.
There's
Yep.
some
It
crazy
prints money.
psychology.
It's a well-tuned
Yes.
machine.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're not richer than Richard Branson or whoever. You
They
know.
are rich as fuck. That's why. That's why they could spend $500 million on fucking Destiny because
Right.
WoW paid for it in 1 month.
Yeah.
And look at BlizzCon tickets; they're fucking an arm and a leg.
Right.
Everybody wants to go,
Yep.
and like it's like
What are they, like,
why?
300 bucks?
Like,
All you get's a freaking in-game mount.
I,
Like,
just, I don't get that.
Although, as a Blizz whore, which I will call you comfortably a Blizz whore, you go through. You don't do StarCraft, but you do Diablo.
I used to StarCraft big.
You used to StarCraft, but you do Diablo 3. You used to do Diablo 3 fairly religiously,
I'm very burnt out on Diablo 3,
and
yes.
and now you're.
Paragon 670, yeah, I'm very burnt out.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
but you went straight through that game. You rickrolled it. Now you are
Nerd!
Nerds.
I'm very tired.
So much partying. My shoes are burned out, baby. You've gone all the way through WoW. You're like gear level whatever, and you are ready for the next expansion.
Yeah.
And you are waiting to get into whatever the MOBA day is released. So you're a Blizz whore.
Pots.
What keeps you buying? You'll buy mounts. You'll buy all the shit like that. What is it about that game that's still so attractive
Damn
right
it.
now? I didn't spend money on that shit other than the subscription. Like I bought one
That's
subscription.
WoW's
thing,
secret.
You already
It's
said it,
very
eating.
addictive. Yeah.
Was it?
E-ping. So you can join.
Flashy
That's
E-ping,
what,
yeah.
It's MMO. It's
Oh.
more fun.
That's not all of it, though.
But it's a big
It's
As much as a lot of people hate WoW, I said I hated WoW for a long time, but I like
You sound like
with
an addict.
huge
You-
undertones of like
You know
I have to respect the game because I love it. It's
You
a
know what it
great
is, too?
game to play.
No.
what it is too, especially for someone like you who's invested so much time into it,
Yeah.
is it's welcoming because it feels like home.
What's it been? 11 years.
It's
11 years.
like-
The game has been out.
I'm sorry, but
I
like when
agree.
you log
3
in,
years off.
when
yeah.
you log into
8
a
years.
game that you've invested
You're like
fucking thousands
Yeah.
of hours into,
It's true. No, it's
You-
true.
all
feels-
the sound
it
bites
feels-
are familiar. Like
it feels welcoming to you. It feels warm. It's like I know
Yeah.
this fucking world.
The only
For
game
some
I could
people,
say
For some
that
people.
it
I
is
invested
home.
more time in than WoW on a steady like years of years
right.
is Diablo 2.
Mm-hmm.
But in a game like World of Warcraft, when unlike Diablo 2, you go in and you're in like, I mean, you're
You're in an alternate reality.
you're in
pretty
a
much,
whole
yeah.
a whole world that you can explore that you're
Mhm.
familiar with.
Some people treat that as their
Right.
reality. and-
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't ever take it.
Yeah.
Ever.
Get married and shit.
I
in
feel
game,
yeah,
like,
nostalgic for several
Yeah.
worlds, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
put
definitely.
more time into Lineage
Almost.
2 than fucking anything else, and so like just hearing the charge of like the magic charge sound, like when I do a move or whatever, like it's just super nostalgic to me.
Yeah.
And like I love that shit.
Conversely, like just psychologically, surely psychologically, how do you think there's a factor of like it's difficult to face how much time you've sunken into this game than to just turn your back on it? Like I've already put 6 years of my fucking life into this game. I can't just
Well, I
leave
mean, if we're
now,
talking
like
that factor as well, like of getting sucked in and feeling that awesome good, I felt that way about Ocarina of Time, majorly.
I still feel that way
Tactics.
about
Yeah.
tactics.
To
Yeah.
this day,
Yeah.
Unlike
boom, tactics.
MMOs,
plug.
you're right.
Yeah.
And it's very true. It's just MMOs have a much larger scope,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
you have more to do than in an
Definitely.
Ocarina of
There
Time,
you
where-
go, talking about scope again.
Yeah.
And they're constantly
You can always-
adding.
Motherfuckers always talking about
I
scopes.
love
It's important.
It
I
is
love-
important. You're right.
reading the new stuff that's coming out with a new patch, and like all of their adding, like they just completely changed half their game with this last patch.
Mhm.
So I'm still finding out new stuff.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting to jump back into something and see what they've changed.
But it's funny like reading what they say, like trying to justify their changes, and they're like,
Funny how.
we felt there was too many abilities, so we just like took a bunch out. Deal with
Yeah.
it. Like there's
they,
But just
they,
have
they
so
can
much
say that because what are
going
people
on.
going to do?
Yeah,
They
no
stop
matter,
playing, they're not gonna
how
stop
they
playing.
piss people off, like, oh, they nerfed shamans, or they did a number crunch, and now everybody's all, just 4 damage, and people are still playing through the nerfings and through 4 damage, and
But
through,
yeah,
like,
Pandaria.
So you do 4 damage, you have 8 freaking health.
You
like,
won't-
you're still gonna kill it the same amount of time.
you won't stop because
You're
of
not
any of the
gonna
things they
even-
do.
And
Yeah.
also, you're not going to satisfy everyone, too.
No,
Like, there's always going to be different camps.
You get that with every game.
Well,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
You get that
There's no universal
crowd.
truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's interesting that you are playing Final Fantasy 14. You think it's worth because there's a sub fee, right?
There's $15 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you think that's worth it on top of the amount you pay for the
Yeah,
game?
steer out of
I-
it. Let's go to Final Fantasy.
Please.
I do. So I'm not opposed to paying for an MMO if I feel like it offers enough quality to keep me, playing it. Because I like I said, I enjoy building up characters and being in those worlds and stuff. But to me, it doesn't matter if a game is really pay to play or free to play if it's engaging enough to keep me playing.
Right.
So like. We talked about Neverwinter in the past. I mean, that was a game that I didn't pay. I paid barely anything to play, but I would have gladly subscribed to that game
Oh,
because
yeah,
of how
definitely.
fun it was. But like Final Fantasy 14's draw for me is its world. Like it's so vibrant and full of Final Fantasy fan service. But I mean, that's the best way to say it.
I can't
Final
play it very
Fantasy
well on my
goodness.
computer, but yours makes it look fucking beautiful.
Go-
I wish I
You
could
go
play
on
it on my
Ultra?
computer.
Yeah, but like, I mean, my computer's not great. My computer now is like fucking 4 or 5 years old now. I mean, I haven't upgraded that shit in a long time. But like, it still runs stuff
Yeah.
pretty good, and it runs Final Fantasy 14 at max. But like,
Yeah.
the world when you're walking around it and like you're just walking down this forest and you get passed by some fucking Magitech armor.
Right.
You get like
Yeah.
you see like
Dang.
a chocobo walk by and somebody and like a little carbuncle running behind him,
Go
like
plug.
a kokobo running.
Uh,
It's just it's I love being able to have a little floating 8-bit airship as a pet.
Yeah.
That's
it.
beautiful.
I love being
Yeah.
able to walk down and see a Cactuar pop out of the ground. Like
It is like a big, expansive world that you've been wanting. The
Exactly.
huge tie-in from all of the games you've been playing since you were little. You want to see
it
like
totally
a Moogle
is.
pop up and be like, "Hey, save here," and you're like, oh,
because
"It's not from top down
Yeah.
anymore. I can see you."
That's an interesting thing to think about because you think of something like World of Warcraft, you think of something like Star Wars, you think of like Final Fantasy 14. They're all kind of based on really successful things. What about like upstart MMOs that just,
You're
make
right.
no
And how do
Those
they
are the
think
ones-
they have a chance?
well, those are the ones that
Exactly, yeah.
actually, if you think about it, the ones that are successful are the ones that are based off licenses because
Yeah.
WoW, obviously, and Star Wars and
There's built-in
Fantasy.
heritage
So, like,
success.
yeah, and there's like that established world and those tropes that I will stop in that game, not doing anything, and just admire the fucking shit I'm looking
The
at.
world.
And I wouldn't do that in a game that didn't have content in it that wasn't from something that I was nostalgic for, like
I admired that
Wildstar.
shit with you. I didn't even tell you to keep going. I'm like, look at that. Get behind that tree. I want to see how that moss is fucking
Oh
growing.
yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was good.
Beautiful.
But-
it is stunning.
And that keeps
Like
you
the best
drawn.
looking video game I've ever seen.
It's visually extremely pleasing.
They've always had that as a hook, though, with Final Fantasy.
They have. They've always had that visual
Aesthetic,
fidelity.
Many of them have been
Aesthetic cocaine.
graphically impressive. I remember Seven. Do you remember that commercial where it's like showing you shit? The rockets like counting down to
Oh,
blast
God,
off, and you're
that
watching the
was
commercial.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
this is a video game.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
the
you
most
need,
cinematic
like,
shit
And
ever.
some of the most dynamic, like, crazy music.
they're always pushing.
Music.
I guess the
Crazy.
man.
Nobuo.
This is turning into Game on Tap like sucking Final Fantasy's dick.
Nobuo, though.
That new Bowo.
I met Nobuo.
Did you?
Hella. But,
Is it Amatsu
Hell.
or is it Uematsu?
Uematsu.
Uematsu?
Yeah.
Like,
Almost
ue
like
is
W,
one. Yeah, it's like one,
Uematsu.
one sound.
Yeah.
Uematsu.
Ooh, ooh.
It's like a W
If you
without
want
the
to say it
w-
like a white dude, you could do it like that.
What?
Uematsu.
Uematsu.
Yeah. But,
You don't even say the U, really. It's like
yeah.
Boo.
Just pretend like you're saying Uematsu.
Uematsu.
Dalada. Beowulf.
Feels. You're right though, Irene, about the games that aren't based off of license don't succeed. Really, WildStar's not going to succeed. Firefall didn't succeed. Neverwinter
sadly.
doesn't have enough player base to
You
keep
hear
going.
about
Right.
like
I wish-
Firefall
But
came
Neverwinter,
up,
but
and then
Neverwinter has
dying.
is a license. Dungeons and Dragons.
ignominy.
I wish they had a bigger player base.
I do too.
Yeah.
Do you like Neverwinter?
I do. I saw their PvP system,
I'm all
and
about
I
Neverwinter.
wanted to play it so bad.
Only you can help their player base. Tell people you know. Grassroots.
No,
Start
dude,
playing yourself.
Neverwinter is a great example of how to do free to play right. Because unlike the Old Republic, it doesn't fucking throw it in your face every 30 seconds about if you're a subscriber, here's all the cool shit you'd have.
Oh yeah,
It just lets you play. It just
If you
lets
want to
you
mount,
play.
you have to. You're like, well, I gotta pay for a mount. I gotta bump up the.
I got a
next
max
whatever.
level, no mount.
I'm
Ever.
sad I never
No
threw
mount.
money into it and supported it, but I did really want to play it bad.
I liked Neverwinter so much that I bought something and I didn't even need it. I want it. I just like you guys deserve money. I should be paying for this.
Definitely.
See, and that's another thing about free-to-play games is that there's that psychology too. Like,
There is.
Oh, it's okay if I pay for microtransaction because it's like I'm not paying a sub-service.
But
Right.
I
need
like
some
that.
money.
We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
and it's
It's like a
almost
tip.
like countering the arrogance.
It's like you did good.
From somebody like, wow, like, you know what, this game is so fucking good, you should pay me $15 every single month for me doing nothing, like adding no content for you,
Yeah.
except for, like, you know, biannually.
Yeah. And I think Guild Wars 2 actually does it really well too. They never throw it in your face or anything. You know, it's always just for like extraneous stuff. Like
yeah,
you
Guild Wars
buy-
2 does it good.
Yeah,
It's
you
all
buy
aesthetics
outfits
and,
yeah. So
Guild Wars 2 does a good job at their microtransactions, I think. They don't throw it in your face, but you've paid something for that game.
Yeah.
And
of
you've
course,
bought it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What's the answer? Hybrid? Hybrid.
Yes.
Hybrid. So it's not that as though
Hybrid
they're
and Terry.
it's not as though they're dying. Like we foresee a bountiful future for
market.
fucking MMOs
I think
because
it's a slump
I
because
guarantee you, someone's gonna come out with something over the next few years.
EverQuest Next, or whatever, will
they just
likely
need
be
a
big.
That's
WoW
gonna be
killer.
another boom.
That's what
They do-
people
Bring
have
it
been
right
saying for
back and
years.
revive it.
That's what's gonna, catapult it. a little
So,
more.
from what
Out
we've
of the slump,
explored, they need
so.
something with like an insane, like Final Fantasy, an insane heritage built behind it in order to like maintain its success. And I
Yeah.
think what they'll need is an edge, like with first people to make an entirely virtual reality MMO, like where people can like interact MMO.
Mhm.
That'll be the one to like pull subscribers away from WoW, at least at first, until fucking WoW makes themselves
And as you said too,
interactive.
where you said that they're on a decline. Definitely they're on a decline, but they're still fucking stable.
They're still very
They're
profitable.
still very
But you know
stable.
what?
They
There's
went
a-
from 16 million to like 14 million.
It's like, I think it's under
At 15
10
a month,
now.
dude.
Is it under 10?
But anyway, they're still
Still.
super profitable.
10 fucking
But-
million people paying $15 a month.
I know, it's incredible.
Ah.
That's what I'm
Plus
saying. It's a
microtransactions.
Plus
a
and then
microtransactions.
microtransactions. Yeah.
it's a money printing machine. That's
It's
what I'm saying.
expansions.
But there's a good example of a game that has
Put a
heritage
little oil on it.
that has failed actually that we didn't mention, and that's Elder Scrolls Online.
that is Elder Scrolls.
Oh, man.
That game has a heritage, and that game is failing like fucking like the
It's
Titanic.
bombed.
What
Yeah.
about Lord of the
But
Rings Online?
Lord of the Rings is free to play now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
That was
and
free
that
to play.
didn't do. That's
But it
I
did
mean it's been successful. You can qualify or classify that as successful.
It's
it's-
made more money than it costs to make the game.
Exactly,
But
and it's
it's-
still making money.
But it's not like
Yeah,
Game
it's still
Busters.
making.
But
Yeah.
actually, Lord of the Rings fits into the same category that I was going to say about Elder Scrolls, and that
Yeah.
is you can have a license, and that doesn't guarantee success
It's
because the
true.
game has to be
Good.
good.
Right.
Yeah.
Because people will buy it. Like people bought Elder Scrolls
Right.
online, but it had so many complaints and vocal. Like I mean, it might have been the vocal minority on the internet, but it was enough to ward people off from
Right.
trying it. I played the
Yeah, definitely.
I played the beta for that because I wanted to try it out, and I liked it. But it literally played exactly like Skyrim. It was like it was just like Skyrim, and I would have played it like Skyrim because I would have played it single player. The
Right.
combat actually I thought was a little bit better than Skyrim. It felt more visceral, like the hits actually, the characters would react to the hits. Because
Right.
the worst thing in Elder Scrolls, not to get on a Elder Scrolls tangent, but like I
Just
hate
say it,
the,
baby.
the combat's bullshit in Elder Scrolls. When you have melee, you literally just swing in like a figure eight,
You do.
and
And then whoever's attacking you like swings, and then they like back up when they're hit and swing.
whoever
like,
is swinging against you is doing a similar thing. And you're just like, it's ugly. There's no style to it.
it's you two doing your animations, mashing against each
Yeah,
other.
there's no style to the Elder Scrolls combat in
Yeah,
my
it's a
opinion.
bit
That's
bootsy.
true.
But-
I think that's part of, at least for me, what drew me into WoW. Because I didn't know anything about Warcraft at all when I started playing. I don't
Yeah.
even remember how I started playing it. It was just a friend that told me about it. but it was just so well done. Like, I felt like it wasn't too hard, you know, I felt like it was a very immersive world, like, you know, even though I didn't have that background in Warcraft, you know, it was enough to draw me in because it was just so well done, so.
There's one of the things I think that they do that absolutely almost nobody else does is they subtly cater to
You talking about
audiences.
Blizzard?
Just wow.
Yeah.
All
Well, Blizzard-
audiences is like, you know what? We'll do these quest
Blizzard
lines and we'll
caters
make
to all
them
their games.
easy enough
Yeah.
for this or
Yeah.
whatever like that, and
It's
we'll do
kind of their
these
specialty.
trees that like
Yeah.
dumb it down a little bit, but not too bad, and then you can like grow into higher level play or
It's
whatever
they
like
find-
that.
grinding,
They
you know,
find a
great for
balance.
grinding,
They-
yeah.
Blizzard always finds a balance between the hardcore and the casual, where it appeals to kind of both. I mean, that's why they've been so successful, because they appeal to such a mass audience.
And they've had 10 or 11 years now to
11.
build
Yeah,
11
yeah.
on what everybody has told them that they hate or they love. They'd be like, well, you know what? We're like
It might be
tailor
more than
making
that
the
now.
game that you all want to play
2004.
as we speak.
2004, yeah.
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 So
It's a
almost,
decade.
It's been a
no,
decade.
almost 11.
2014.
Almost 11.
Almost.
Yeah.
My math.
Like, it's
Fuck,
2014.
man.
Yeah.
Well,
So
Yeah, I guess that's it for that
yeah,
topic.
it ain't the end, but it's it's kind of the end of I guess the old way of doing it, except for WoW.
The subscription-based model, I think, is no longer going to be around. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be around besides WoW.
Yeah.
You know why? Because if you think about what are the games that are out that recently that came out as subscription-based, which is Elder Scrolls and WildStar,
Yep.
but those games were in development for 5+ years.
Yeah, long time.
And so they were in development. They started in development when pay-to-play subscription-based MMOs were still in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
5 years down the line, they're not in anymore. Subscription-based MMOs are hard to make successful now.
Right.
So, WildStar and Elder Scrolls Online might be the last subscription-based, full-fledged AAA MMOs that come out. Because I think now you're going to see more stuff come out all free, like ArcAge. I don't think there's going to be. I would be surprised to see a
Because when
full-fledged AAA
free-to-play
MMO
came out,
pay-to-play.
it took the market by storm.
It did.
Well, and
But-
the way they're all you're saying they're evolving into MOBAs, like
Yeah.
WoW's also kind of spawning MOBAs and stuff like that.
Microtransactions.
All of those are free.
Yep.
Mhm.
They
All
are all
of those are
free,
free
because
to play.
it's been proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that that is the model for MOBAs, because it
Yeah.
makes them fucking millions of dollars with those microtransactions.
Well, you see a friend go up to another, and I've seen this happen so many times, and they're like,
You see the new free to play? It's free to play.
Yeah, and that's
If you
the big-
want skins and like other stuff, you could buy it in game. And
They didn't even tell you.
especially-
They didn't even tell you the name of the game. Did you see that new free to play? It
But-
is like it sounds,
No.
free
free
to play.
to play.
Honestly, I think that can also be a detriment too, because if you're not paying for it, you don't have to play it.
Right.
So it's like I can just set it aside.
Commitment is
Yeah,
off the
yeah,
table,
yeah.
yeah. Whereas
You're
if you're
right.
on a
Yeah.
2-month thing for
Play
WoW,
it
you're
if
like,
you're paying for it.
I've
you
paid
have
for
to
2 months of this
kinda-
shit. Yeah,
But
so.
do they? So you're right, but in a way, they don't need you to play, because you playing is
right, they're
Is-
still getting your money.
well, you playing
Well, free
on
to
a
play.
free on
Oh,
a free to play
free-to-play, yeah.
server is that more maintenance they have to do.
Yeah, but then that also means no transactions.
But you weren't gonna
It's
do it
not
anyway
paying.
because you're not one of the like 1%
But
that
see,
actually pays for
that's
stuff.
what you think at first. That's kind of part of the psychology too.
It's a
is that,
debating
I'm going to go
debacle.
into this like, oh no, I'm not going to pay for anything, and then you see something that you really want.
That's what
to
they
get.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you playing is their goal because there's always a chance that you're going to make a microtransaction.
They want you to
So-
play. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, if you don't play on a free to play, well, with digital distribution, they're not losing anything either. They didn't pay for a box.
Sure.
They didn't pay for a disc.
Sure.
You literally just downloaded data off their server.
Yeah.
And that doesn't cost. I mean, that just costs them the electricity to keep the server on.
Correct.
And the bandwidth or whatever that they're using. But so it's just such minimal investment on their part to get you to download the game.
Mhm.
So if you download it, then they've won already. Because
Yeah,
now
exactly.
they have a catalyst to get you to give them money,
Chain reaction has started.
Yeah. But then
whether you play it or not. I mean, I don't know.
Dominoes.
there's such a saturation of free-to-play games right now that you can just easily abandon one for another.
You
Like
can.
you're saying,
There's
like, oh, there's a
oversight.
free-to-play game, you know, like every month you could say that.
It used to be
Right.
real bad. It's slowed
Yeah.
down a little bit,
Of course.
Yeah.
but like maybe like
Yeah.
3 years ago. Oh my God,
Yeah.
there's
And I
like
found a lot of people like playing it 2 weeks and going right
that's
back.
what I've down every MMO that would come out that was free for a while. I was just downloading just to play them for fun,
Well,
to see what they were like.
That's,
trying
there's
out.
something powerful about that though, because if it's free to play and you're just like, oh, I'll download it for whatever, they're getting people like you to put hands on it immediately.
Yeah.
I,
Just 'cause it's
anything
free,
came out,
like-
I'll play it.
Yeah.
That's one of those factors.
Real quick,
That's
to,
a good
Winning
thing
the
about
market.
to end this,
Yeah.
how do we see WoW dying?
Only
When
if
do
they
we
kill
see it
themselves.
die? That's it?
That's the
Only by
way.
suicide?
Because
Like-
do you see this pattern of people
Oh, yeah,
leaving WoW
virtual
and then coming
suicide.
right back to it anytime there's an expansion
Yeah.
or
Right.
some really cool thing, another
Man.
like awesome patch or something. So it's only if it's self-cannibalizes. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
If they like completely screw the story and gameplay.
I
Not
don't even think
that,
that's it, yeah.
no,
I think
that
people
will
still
not
play
do
through
it.
that.
I
I think
think
they'll-
only if Blizzard's like, we're tired of making money,
Right.
guys.
Yeah.
It's like we're looking for another venture, and the creative minds for WoW just aren't in it anymore. We fired all
Which
these
will
people.
never
Let's
happen.
let's make StarCraft land, and then
There's
they'd be like,
nothing that's gonna kill WoW.
right.
I think their baby at the moment that they're hoping takes them up to another level is Heroes of the Storm. They're waiting on that to boom.
Heroes of the
Well,
Storm will
and then
be very successful.
I
That's
highly doubt
guaranteed.
they'll. I mean, they won't completely stop caring about WoW,
They won't.
but they'll care less.
They will always
They'll be
care about.
nurturing that baby.
They will always care about WoW as long as it is printing money for them.
Yeah,
They
oh,
will
definitely,
never abandon
definitely.
it.
What
They will
about-
never abandon
yeah.
it?
What about
Because
Industrial Revolution? What about when like technology surpasses whatever?
it's
like
already
it makes
surpassed
WoW.
WoW. WoW looks like a
Yeah.
Nintendo 64
Well, they
game.
just
does.
recently improved
They-
the character
they
models.
did.
They did. They
They
caught
up it.
everything up.
Yes. yes.
They made their
That's good.
hands look
And
like
you know
hands,
what?
and that is it.
Those people that were still running like old ass computers, they probably just upgraded.
Right.
Just
So
for
they
WoW.
can keep playing WoW.
Okay, well then
Yeah.
that's the beauty of PC gaming. I mean, you can do that shit. You can't
Yeah.
do that on consoles.
Yep.
There's yeah.
Okay.
So they will keep WoW around as long as there are people
As long
paying
as
to
it's
play it.
profitable.
Because it is at this point in 2014, it has paid for itself fucking exponentially.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times over? So like, it's all profit at this
Someone
point.
do the math on that over 10 years.
All profit.
That's a giant number.
It will never die.
Yeah.
The only time it will ever die is if they made not even then. If they made a World of Warcraft 2, which I get they already canceled because Project Titan got canceled.
Yeah.
But if they made a World of Warcraft 2 and then people migrated to that,
Yeah.
there would be less people playing World of Warcraft, but it still wouldn't
It'd
die.
still be
Right.
Because EverQuest 1 is still being played,
Or
for
they-
fuck's sake.
Guild Wars.
Yeah.
There's people that invest time into this world, like we talked about, and they won't leave it. And so as long as
That's true.
That
long
and
as people are playing,
they do some
they'll
shit
keep
like
it.
that where people jump over to Warcraft 2. Say everybody jumps over to Warcraft 2. It's Warcraft.
And you know
It's
what?
Warcraft 1. That's all
Yeah.
still their money.
Yeah.
When you
Like,
I
jump
know.
over to a new game, it's a level playing field. You're not
Right.
some rich ass baller dude anymore. You're fucking
Right.
level 1 thief or something.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
no one's gonna. That's kind of the trouble I feel like with sequels. Like nobody wants to leave that comfortable.
That's that
like,
familiarity, that home.
Yeah,
World of
that-
Warcraft
that
is the
That
only
home.
game, literally the only
It's
game
devilish.
I could say
Home of Warcraft.
I don't think will ever not be like popular.
It's an indelible part of our culture now.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
so
It's
fucking
engraved
huge.
in there.
Enough of Warcraft.
Anyway,
So-
yeah.
To end it. No.
I hate
What
that
comes
the-
next?
Good topic though. Good
The
topic.
crux of our
End
MMO
that topic.
discussion
Was-
Warcraft.
yeah.
It had to
Yeah.
be.
It kind of
There's
did
no
because
way
that's
you
the
can't-
that's the Titan. That's the
Because
player.
it's the king, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the biggest one.
Sitting on the throne.
We got a lot of other people in there though. Final Fantasy,
Lineage 2,
Lineage
Yeah.
2,
Yeah, we
Guild
didn't just
Wars.
talk about
Guild
WoW.
Wars and
Tiny bit
Guild
of
Final
Wars.
Fantasy
Terra.
14.
Go Wild Star lookup.
I really like Final Fantasy or
We didn't get
Terra. I played the
RuneScape.
shit out of Terra.
We didn't get to yet, but I
We
got
don't need
to.
to.
I got to plug
go
my
down
favorite
that.
MMO ever.
What's your favorite MMO?
It was Galaxies.
Let's just ask that real quick.
I loved Star Wars Galaxies.
Yeah, man.
All I wanted to do was jump around as a smuggler and get a speeder bike, and that game let me do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it was lovely. I did like hack terminals and shit.
You should
That
really
game
try.
was cool.
You should really try the Old Republic, man. I've been trying to sell you on it for a while. Old
I
Republic.
did
I tried
try it, and
I
it
really
was
like it.
okay.
They are changing the single player aspect of because that game more than any other MMO can absolutely be played as a single player game. They support that, and in fact, the new patch, I'm not sure when it's coming out, but they're making it so storyline quests now give you 12 times the amount of experience they normally do
Damn.
because they want you to be able to go through the story
Mm.
only
You're right.
and play it like a single player game.
Right.
And that's what I want to do. And so I might actually fucking
They're
continue to play.
tailoring that.
Might do it.
You sent in enough emails, so they're
I
like, "Fuck,
sent-
Chris, shut up. We'll make this game
That's
for
what
you."
I wrote that when I quit because I used to subscribe to it. I voluntarily subscribed to it. Like this was just last year, but I stopped playing because the level grind was too much of a grind for me.
It was
you know?
tedious.
It was too fucking slow.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I'm moving on.
Yeah.
I'm moving on because I'm tired of being the same fucking level for weeks
Yeah.
at a
Enough
time.
with you.
And but when you quit,
We
when you
Are never-
unsubscribe, they ask you questions. They give
Yeah.
you a thing and it said, "Why are you unsubscribing?" And I literally wrote because leveling takes way too long.
Mhm.
And so
They're
anyway,
like, oh, Chris, we'll take your.
But I'm just-
Well, it was-
I'm not
It was
saying,
Chris
like-
and then like 4 million other
yeah, I'm
people.
not saying
It
they
was
listened to me, but I'm
"Oh,
saying it was probably
we better."
it was probably an aggregate like
Plethora.
complaint. You
Yeah.
know, like, but
Chris, we've heard you and your band of rogues, and we agree to your terms.
Mary
We will
Bandits
change
is
this.
what
Good.
they like to be called.
Vegas?
Just Mary.
Okay, straight, just
take
Mary.
that shit.
Mary.
Okay,
BioWare, you fucks.
Sucks, you fucks.
Yeah.
your favorite, if there is one.
My favorite.
Wait, did we get to
kinda
your favorite?
complicated.
Oh, what was
You
your
go
favorite?
No, but
It's
that's
just
all right.
hard past him.
No, because I need a minute. Well,
Oh.
I don't need a minute, but.
My favorite is Lineage 2.
Okay,
Yay.
I'll tell
good
you why.
answer. Good answer.
Is
Yeah, it was, yeah.
I played Final Fantasy 11 for my very first MMO. I
Neat.
bought a PC to play Final Fantasy 11. I never had a PC before that, but still am a big Final Fantasy fan. And so when that game came out, and they were like fucking PC, at the time it was PC only. PS2 came out a little bit later, but like I was like, I gotta play it, and I played it forever. And in retrospect, I fucking hate that game, like with a passion. Not like when you play WoW, you're like, fuck WoW.
Right.
And you're like, I'm gonna continue to play. No, fuck Final Fantasy 11. Fuck Final Fantasy 11 and everything that game stands for. But like, because I can't go back to that game now and like be nostalgic for it. I'll just go back to that game and have fucking hate for it.
Yeah.
But that might be why I like Lineage 2 so much, because Lineage 2, and like what Aaron used to describe why Mega Man X2 was his favorite Mega Man game, because it was just newer, bigger, better, and faster. Lineage 2 is all that
Harder,
compared.
better, faster, stronger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was the whole fucking Daft Punk
Yeah.
syndrome.
Yeah.
But
I'm so happy you didn't say Kanye Z,
Con.
Why
Kinda
would
easy.
you do that?
because he had that song,
I know,
but he
but
sampled them
why?
and so yeah. Daft Punk.
You didn't have to bring that in.
Yeah.
I will
never-
Don't you put that evil on
I'm
us,
so
Ricky Bobby.
reference
sorry.
anything Kanye West. But anyway, Lineage 2 was just
I'm
bigger, better,
sorry.
faster, and funner. Like it was the combat in it was so fucking fast and it was stylish. The thing about Lineage 2 that no other game does still to this day that it did right is the magic attacks. They have their own language in that game, and like so when you
I feel like actually I didn't play Lineage 2, and I actually feel like I'm missing out right now. actually.
it probably doesn't hold up because that game came out in like 2003.
You're just
actually.
making it sound fun though.
But,
You either
like,
have
it
a
was-
power with words, or this game was the shit.
It was the voice. Like I always pick mages in that game because of the voices. Like they always charge up. So like if you're doing like this wind shot, the guy would like there'd be like wind that starts spinning around like Final Fantasy VII style, and he starts spinning his arms, but he starts talking in Elvish and like screaming out like this all this fucking Elvish. And then when he shoots it, he's like he just shoots and he screams out the name of it and like
Hadouken?
He basically does. He basically just screams out Hadouken.
Kamehameha.
And I'm like, I don't know, every time. Like, that's just great. And especially when you get
Spirit Bomb?
It sounds like an evolution of Quest 64.
when you get no,
Yeah.
Quest 64 is the
Yeah.
opposite.
Yeah. Negative.
Quest 64 is the opposite of this, which is why I fucking hate. Maybe this is
The
also
only one in the
why-
world that agrees with him.
You know what
that
we
is a
need?
Great game.
fucking Quest 64 MMO.
Fuck,
Yeah.
They already
Yeah.
have that. So EverQuest 1 because it looks just like that fucking bullshit. Fucking Quest.
I believe we've struck a nerve.
Right, yeah.
No, that's alright.
Favorite game ever? Quest 64, just because
No,
Chris
I know,
hates it.
I am a listener, so.
I was
just-
actually gonna say,
I had a lot of fun, but-
from E3, I got these Lineage 2 Coke cans. I don't have them anymore. I don't know what happened.
Oh, I
to
still
them.
have mine.
You have yours?
Yep.
Are they on the
I
shelf?
got a 6-pack
No.
because I just went up to the guy. I'm like, how do you get
Maybe
one of
we
the
went to
Coke
the same
cans?
E3
I
then.
think we did. It was 2004, I think, is the one that I went to 2004, 2005.
I went
But I think I got
to
it from 2004.
the one I went to. They had the very first playable Final Fantasy 12.
Yes, I went to that one.
That was the one. I was at that same
Yeah.
one.
Me too.
I got the Lineage 2 Coke
The
cans.
Oh,
Silent
world.
Hill
Serendipitous.
farm,
Yeah.
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 Well, I stayed there the whole time because I wanted to meet Akira Yamamoto.
It's all
Anyway,
about timing.
I also got two
You wanted to meet
Lineage
who?
t-shirts. Akira Yamamoto,
yeah.
because he was walking around on the floor, and I
Sure.
did meet him and
Mm.
he signed my shirt. Anyway,
Damn.
Yeah, it was cool.
I
It was
met
sweet.
Billy West
Yeah.
one
Name
time.
drop.
It was actually a great E3.
That was a good E3. Stan Lee was there.
Yeah.
I met Stanley.
Vin Diesel was
Was
there.
that the one where
I've not
Square
met
had
Vin
the
Diesel.
theater and you could go in
Yep.
and sit down? Yeah. that
They
was
wouldn't let
pretty
you
cool.
record shit in there, but
But everybody did.
they had I met Elijah Wood there actually too.
Tiny
funny.
Stan Lee
Elijah's
story.
Wood.
We were gonna take a picture with him. We were gonna sit down. He was
Elijah's
sitting
Wood?
down on the stool. No, with Stan Lee.
Oh yeah.
Amy, my wife, sits in front. She's gonna do this. She's gonna take a picture, like peace signs in from his right side, and I was gonna come in from the left. I was gonna put a peace sign up too. I put it up, and then they snapped the picture. He didn't say a thing the whole time, but afterwards he goes, that sign didn't get in the way of my face, did it? And I said, no, you're fine, sir. And he's like, okay, good. And then we walked off.
Excelsior!
He's adorable. Yeah, that's all
Yeah,
I
he's a
could
good-
think of
he's
after
a
that.
good
It was like,
guy.
Stan Lee's adorable.
I
He
think
was
Stan Lee's the good guy.
90, I think, when we took
He
that
is
picture with
super
him.
old,
Yeah.
but he's still active. He's good.
Sexually.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Yeah,
walks around.
all
I'm just,
sexually.
he like walks around and meets his fans and shit. He's
Did you
More,
figure
yeah.
that out later, Piper?
Right then.
Full blown.
Half-
Oh, wow.
The nutty old bag fingered me right. He
Nice.
he goosed me right as we were doing the picture. I went, as I put the.
She gave me the finger on the table, the dirty old broad.
Anyways,
Um,
yours?
sorry,
Oh no, we were on
so,
you. Yeah.
I don't really like MMOs anymore. I don't really play them. I don't have the time for them, and then just kind of burnt out on them.
But back a ways.
But when I was into MMOs, I think WoW pre-Wrath was pretty strong for me.
That
and
was your
then-
shit.
Very.
Yeah,
What's
and Guild
Wrath?
Wars
Wrath of the Lich
King,
King.
yeah.
expansion,
Oh, Wrath of the Lich King.
Yeah.
which is stupid.
Is that the first expansion?
Yeah.
It was the
First one
dumb
is good.
expansion.
Burning Crusade. That's
Most,
the first one.
how many expansions in was Wrath of the Lich
First
King?
expansion was the best
It's the
expansion.
second
It's
one.
the second
Okay.
one. Yeah.
There is now 4.
Yeah.
Fourth one's coming.
I'm
out.
surprised
And
there's
they're all
not
stupid
more than 4.
except PC. Anyway, but
10 years.
yeah,
There are now 4. How
Yes.
dare
There's
you?
gonna be. There's about to be 5 though, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's one every 2 years.
No,
Alright.
it'll
Burning
be.
Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King.
But Guild Wars 2.
Cataclysm, Mist of Pandaria.
This will be fun.
Well,
Cataclysm
Draenor,
was
yeah.
like a huge piece of shit.
We
It was
are-
a bomb.
we are
I
back
quit
to WoW.
playing because of it.
I think
Oh,
a
it was
lot of
so
people
bad.
did.
I think it kind of made a lot of people.
A lot of people quit playing in Wrath of the Lich King too.
Yeah.
We
I
are
wish-
back to talking poop about WoW.
Yeah, let's
so
talk about
favorite
We are good at
Guild
Guild
it.
Wars 2 probably.
Guild
Yeah.
Wars 2.
Yeah, it's
Guild Wars
so
2 is
solid.
good.
I
I
really
play that
wish
still.
more people would
I
play it.
feel like I didn't
I
give it
bought
enough
it.
of a chance.
I
Yeah.
bought it and I didn't. I bought it and
I
I
bought
played
it.
it,
I
but I
was
didn't
that
get.
guy at the store.
It
that
didn't
was
hook
like,
me
Yeah. Well, but
like the first one did,
Yeah.
but I did put some time into it and I did like it. I do. There's a lot of things about that game. I really like the art style in that game.
Yes, it's
Love the art
beautiful.
style.
And it's hard because I mean, Guild Wars
Their art
came
style
out
was-
sort of at the genesis of MMOs,
I liked
so it
their
was easier
character
to get
creation.
hooked into. MMOs.
It was on the Genesis.
No, at the Genesis. But nowadays it's kind of hard because you've established all these MMO, I guess, tropes or whatever, and you want to try to stay away from that. So it's a little harder, whereas first
Yeah.
Guild Wars, I don't know.
It's all
It was
about
pretty
establishing dominance.
Anyway,
We already know
Peeing
yours,
all
John.
over it.
We already know yours, John.
your shitty
Mr.
favorite.
or World War. No,
Your
that's
shitty
alright.
favorite.
That's all right. Most
It's
people
not-
would say
it's
World of
alright.
Warcraft for a reason.
Most people will.
I do.
I can tell you about 10 people
I
that'll
mean,
10,000 people that'll say,
Investing that much time in it, I
It's their
have to
favorite.
because of that.
It's
Yeah.
hard though. I don't know.
I like the cartoony aspect over the realism. I love what they just fixed.
After-
They added some realism with the cartoony. They blended it.
Have you seen fucking Final Fantasy 14 on a computer being played?
Not on Max, no.
I prefer Final Fantasy 14
I'd like to.
over Warcraft any fucking day.
Oh yeah,
Oh my gosh, if
Okay.
you see it in practice. In practice,
I would like
I
to.
guess.
That would definitely.
Real quick, your
Yeah.
very first MMO. What was the first one you played?
11. Final Fantasy 11.
Final Fantasy 11?
Wow.
Yeah.
Guild Wars.
Guild. Oh, okay, Guild Wars.
EverQuest.
EverQuest? EverQuest.
One, yeah.
Interesting.
And then Ashran's Call.
All right.
Yeah, some
Let's fucking
old ones,
we
man.
got.
I don't.
Let's.
What comes next?
The next.
Trivia.
This is trivia. This is gonna.
Oh, yeah,
Trivia.
Last round, which
And then
is really
this
our
will,
just second round.
Pretty much.
This will go into our. This will transition into our final segment of the night.
Top Thrizzy.
All right. So trivia.
Thrizzy.
Are you guys ready?
I guess so.
Do I need to?
I guess so.
Are we ready
was
with
a
a
fail on my
are
It's
we-
fine if you're not.
Irene, are we ready with a funky chunky?
And your junky junkies for your comic monkeys.
The chunky monkey with the funky junky.
Get an eye patch, bro.
Question number 1. You guys ready?
You
Yes.
do decree it.
I am decreeing that shit.
Well, then I'm ready.
Nintendo
Ooh.
is actually a sentence. What does it roughly translate to?
The word Nintendo is a sentence?
I do
Yes.
karate.
I know
Ninja.
part of it, but
I
You're
know
closer than
karate.
me.
I know karate.
I
know-
know. I know kung fu.
will
Show
I get
me.
partial credit if I know part of it?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys want to try first?
Oh, China. Go.
Well, I mean, you might know it if I say it.
Take the reins.
Something about the heavens.
10 means heaven.
Yes. So. That's all I know.
No.
It came from the head.
It just means leave
heavenly.
luck to heaven or like
That
in heaven's
is-
hands.
Yes.
Interesting. Stand tall and shake the heavens.
That's what it stands for.
Is it?
No.
Oh, that's a Xenogears thing.
It
Hard
is.
pass. Yeah.
Xenogears says,
I hated the fuel demand in that. Game. Drove me insane.
we should fucking Game on Tap that game. That game's
Oh
beautiful.
man,
Yeah.
that's a
I didn't
conversation
get
for
very
another
far in that
time.
game. I
Xenogears
should have.
is a
That would be a masterful debate.
Mm.
we can talk about like we can do a top 3 shames. Have we done that yet? 'Cause I never beat
Shames?
Xenogears. Never
I
beat
feel-
Xenogears.
Oh, we should
Oh,
do that.
that is- yeah.
Oh, that's a fail.
Top 3
You know what?
fucking video game regrets.
About
Oh man.
about like 2 years ago, I started playing Xenogears on PSP because I downloaded it on PSP and I brought it on vacation with me and I played the shit out of it. I played like 40, 50 hours of it, and I got to a point where I got stuck. There's this puzzle. And I got stuck and I just never got past that puzzle. I never beat it. I
On
played pretty close to the
Xenogears?
end. Yeah.
What?
There was a puzzle in a computer. It's been so long since I played it, but yeah, there's like this sequence you have to pick, and for the life of me,
Oh,
I can't figure out.
I know what
any
you're talking about.
It's like, oh, that one I got in like 2 minutes.
I can't figure
Yeah.
out any rhyme or reason.
that
of-
one where so you flip up 1 and 3 and 4, but
yeah,
not
some shit
5
like
or
that.
2.
Where do you get that? Where do you find that? Like, I couldn't. There's no logic
Yeah,
behind that.
Xenogears
Search
is
your
rough.
feelings, Luke.
happens
Anyway, I
a
got
lot,
stuck
John.
there. I never looked
Yeah.
it up.
Mm.
But all right, question number 2.
You do.
You sons of bitches.
Decree it.
What-
Oh, I'm a son of a bitch.
What family traditionally wields the vampire killer?
Irene the Belmont.
Irene's killing it, guys.
Fuck.
Killing it.
Slaughtering, I'm dropping the ball.
Question number
I was
3.
gonna say Piper. Richter. Fuck.
The Richter.
The
The
Richters.
Richters.
Ah,
The rip roll.
Question number 3. What game was bundled with the Genesis when it launched?
Ooh.
we're not losing
Wait.
points.
Does it count the ones that you could play when you didn't have a game in? When you could just turn on the Genesis and then it would go to that like cycling game and that other.
Oh, fuck.
You know
It's-
what I'm talking
John?
about?
Yeah.
That's the Genesis, right?
No,
I don't think
so.
Was
so.
it the Master System?
I didn't know what a
John?
Master System.
John,
Was it Sonic?
it was not Sonic.
Yay.
Piper.
Piper,
Oh, he's a Piper too, I guess.
Elder Piper.
Vector Man?
Really, launch game?
Wow.
I know that
really?
wasn't it.
That was about 5 years after launch.
That's a 5-year fail.
We didn't get the system until like 5 years
Vector
in.
Man at
That's
one
true.
point was bundled with it, but that was in '94, I believe, or '93.
Oh,
and
that's
again,
Who's got the system?
That's what I'm thinking.
system came out in '89.
Oh shit. That's when I was 4.
Yeah, I was effing 1. So,
Launch titles.
I have no idea. I didn't own one.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
we
didn't.
owned one.
We owned one 5 years after launch.
We did. We had like Tiger Woods PGA, Sonic.
Oh, we did.
It wasn't
Yeah.
Tiger Woods.
Aladdin.
It was.
In like '90, dude.
It wasn't,
Tiger,
it was,
Tiger Woods was like 10 years
it
old.
was PGA
Or
Tour.
PGA Tour.
Yeah, it was, like,
Whatever.
it was Jack.
What?
Jack
The F
Nicklaus.
ever.
It was Tiger Woods.
It was Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods is still 10 years old. Like
junior high school golf.
Yeah.
Yeah. He went all the way.
Jack Nicholson
I
was
believe
the PGA.
Fucking LeBron James' NBA 03.
What else was on the Genesis? I can think of Master System games, but I can't think of
All I knew was
Genesis
Sonic.
Altered Beast.
Altered Beast.
Damn
Is-
it.
Was it
That
really?
on
Bam!
Genesis?
That was a bundling?
Masters.
Yes, it was.
Nice.
That was a launch game.
Damn.
That was
That
probably
was-
one of my favorite all time.
And that was huge because arcades were fucking mega popular in '89,
Yeah.
and Altered Beast was a popular arcade game. And Sega was like, "Look, motherfuckers, Altered Beast at home."
Right.
Because when you shifted forms, it like moaned weird noises.
Yeah.
Sega literally said,
Oh.
"Rise from your
It was
grave."
very erotic.
Awesome game. Did I get a point for that?
Yeah,
Sure, even though
All
you
in.
fucked it the first couple times.
Well,
Whatever.
we're just gonna
We're gonna
put
roll
a
it.
pin in that
Until you
first
get
one.
Gonna roll right
Yeah.
over that.
question number
Yeah.
4.
Decreed.
This game made the phrase "Boom shakalaka." The household term it is. today.
Piper.
Mm,
Your
Go ahead. I'll give it
Earthworm Jim. You not say that?
That's incorrect.
You kick me
to you.
out.
NBA Jam.
It's NBA Jam.
Is it really?
I thought I was giving it
On
to you.
fire,
I'm like,
exactly.
Fire.
They said Boom Shakalaka?
Spudweb.
He said from
Oh,
downtown.
He said "Boom shakalaka" about once a minute.
Yeah, probably for like a long string of minutes.
Yeah.
We used to play that shit all
It
the
was-
We play that shit all the time. I can't envision them saying Boom Shakalaka in my head
We
right now.
battled that
said
court.
In Earthworm Jim, Boom Shakalaka.
He said a
Did
whole
say
bunch of
that?
shit.
I just remember them.
Error. Groovy.
I can't do it.
Murph, Murph.
I don't think he ever says "Boom shakalaka."
They had the coolest name for a level I've ever heard in my life.
Played
NBA Jam?
I
No,
know.
Earthworm Jim.
What I'm thinking.
Night of a Million Zillion Ninjas.
That was a good one.
What I'm thinking of is at the end of the levels when you like fire it up in the air like Booger Man at the end.
Uh-huh.
He's like Boogers. I thought maybe he'd be like Boom Shakalaka, something like that.
Negative.
I would have said Clay Fighter. It's
I
somebody
could see that out of
is
Clay
bound
Fighter.
to say
But
that
that's
in Clay
not.
Fighter.
But it wasn't as NBA Jam. That's why I said household.
Yeah.
Popularized.
NBA Jam was household.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody
We
played that
played
shit.
the hell out of
Even
it.
Irene played that
She
shit.
was just
Play
quicker
that
on
she
the
shit, but I
knew.
knew that.
But she knew that's how household
Yep.
fucking the term it is. Bonus question.
What was that? Even Irene
Bonus.
played it.
Bonus.
Because she didn't play sports games, she would admit to that. I don't play sports games either. I know that shit. But everybody
Laka
plays.
Laka Laka.
I don't.
Name one of the secret characters in
The
NBA
secret
Jam.
characters.
Oh,
Oh,
dang
my
it.
gosh.
Piper.
One.
Bill Clinton.
That's one of them.
That's one of them. You could hella be the Clint Dizzle.
Pants up, pants down.
He's like,
Big
what do you
Willie.
mean
Big
from
Willie
downtown?
He's on fire.
Next question. How many buttons? How many buttons did the original Street Fighter 2 use?
John.
John,
4.
incorrect.
In the arcade?
In every version.
Are we counting like
2?
direction?
Not counting the joystick.
Oh.
Okay.
Just the
I
attack
think
button.
that's what threw me off.
6 is correct.
Yay! I didn't even.
It's supposed to be a trick question because it always has used 6 and it still has.
Shoulder dance. For everybody at home, Irene just
Shoulder dance.
shoulder dancing back and forth.
Shoulder.
There's a gyration that
That was
She just
begins.
went boom shakalaka, like for
Pretty
real.
much,
That was
The
it.
core gyrates, not as though it's just.
All right, here's a 2-part question.
Go for it.
Which home version of Mortal Kombat was the only one that featured blood?
Super Nintendo.
Incorrect.
I know. It must be the Genesis.
It must be
You
the
said
Genesis
system
one.
or Mortal Kombat version of the game?
Well, not the arcade version because the arcade version had
Correct.
blood. I said which home version?
Oh.
J Pipes
J-Pipes.
3.
It's which home version of Mortal Kombat. Not like which Mortal Kombat because
Which
Mortal
home
Kombat
version of
had
it?
one?
Oh, like on
Mortal
which
Kombat
system?
1, yeah.
Oh.
That's what he meant by home version. Is,
Well, I'm gonna-
is what he
I'm
was
gonna
just
take
delegating
Irene's
to
then.
you.
Irene
I'm
said
just-
Super Nintendo.
No,
that was
Genesis.
wrong. You're gonna go with Super Nintendo.
The Genesis.
He's going
No,
with
she
Genesis.
hella sneaky. Snuck
The
it
Genesis
over.
is correct, but
God
the
damn it! Why did I
Yeah.
say Super Nintendo?
The
I don't even feel like I
second
can
part-
take credit for that.
second part of it was it wasn't available. You had to activate it, and how did you activate it? Did anybody remember that?
No.
To cheat?
There was a cheat code, but do you remember the cheat code? It was pretty famous, that's why. It was like the Konami code, really, because every kid who played fucking Mortal Kombat needed. It wasn't the Konami code, but everybody you had to put the code in every time you wanted to play,
Right.
and you always want to play with blood because you're 10 years old. And you're
Right.
like, well, I'm not gonna play with blood.
Yeah.
Blood's awesome. I can't do the Sub-Zero fucking head rip unless I do this
Right.
code, and the code was ABACAB, A-B-A-C-A-B-B.
Abacab.
Wow.
This fucking Phil Collins thing?
A-B-A-C-A-B-B.
It was Bear Given.
Isn't that a Phil Collins fucking?
Otherwise, right?
Otherwise, it was green, yeah.
Yeah.
But they didn't let you do the fatalities, like the,
Yeah.
That's right.
yeah.
I think that's a Genesis record, Abacab.
ABACAB.
I'm just saying. Maybe
Mortal
he was
Kombat-
a huge Mortal Kombat fan.
So studio.
Before Mortal Kombat was made.
It's some kind of pun to be made with like a Phil Collins song / Let's
Next
Mortal
question.
Kombat.
That was a fail on my part.
Before MMOs,
Oh damn.
there was a different acronym for what they were before they were MMOs. What is this acronym?
Shit.
Are we talking about
Before MMOs, there were.
types of? Are you talking about MUDs?
I am talking about
Okay.
MUDs.
Yay.
No.
She knows
How is
everything.
that? Yeah, you do. What the hell?
They were multi-user
What the hell?
dungeons.
What the hell? She's extra educated because she's a princess.
Well, because yes, I'm a princess.
I'm not
Because
even a
not,
duke. I'm
like,
just some
they're all,
streeter.
I'm just a
text-based,
guest.
right?
This one's a little hard, but I put some hints in the question.
Mm.
This 90s fighting game was the first arcade cabinet to have a hard drive in it in order to push its 64-bit graphics.
90s
John.
fighting.
John,
Star Fox Rumble Pack?
this 90s fighting game,
Alex, I will take the Star Fox Rumble Pack. Thank you for 100. Yes.
Wait. This 90s fighting. Hold on. I said, wait a minute. I like this.
I have barely even listened to the question.
I like
That was a
this
rocket
answer.
answer.
I'm gonna give you half credit. I'm gonna give you half credit.
I hit and went.
I'm gonna give you half credit because I said 90s fighting game was the first arcade cabinet, and you went with Star Fox Rumble Pack, which isn't even a thing. Because it's not called the Star Fox Rumble Pack, it's just the Rumble
I
Pack.
said Star Fox and the Rumble Pack.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I said previous, I just hit it and went for it.
I'm gonna give you half credit because it's
That's fantastic.
because you went with it.
I will save victory in full points.
I can't do the rest of the
That's
show.
a 10 for me. Justin's on the ground
They
right
fucking
now.
broke
good.
me.
You are gone.
It's
No,
hard to
I
live
like how
with
we
the.
were all looking at each other like, what
Hey,
the fuck did he just
You're
say?
welcome.
You broke me.
You're welcome for that.
It's good.
Yeah.
You said Star Fox Rumble
I'm
Pack.
just gonna only
based
answer
off-
cockamamie answers for your trivia questions from now until
You
the
said
end of time.
64. I said 64-bit graphics, and you went with Star Fox.
Fantastic.
I like that.
Yeah. I like to live dangerous.
Star Fox Rumble Pack.
Yeah.
Oh man.
90s 64-bit arcade cabinet. Star Fox.
That
Yeah,
was the answer.
that's good.
So 90s fighting games, that's a lot of fighting
It is,
games.
But there's only one that's 64-bit.
I just heard
And
64
an
and
arcade
jumped.
cabinet.
I'm gonna guess Virtua Fighter 64.
I kind of also want to say Star Fox Rumble Pack.
Well, Virtua
I
Fighter
have a second.
Virtua Fighter 64 isn't a thing. So that's also
No,
that's also a
there was Virtua Fighter
I,
for the Saturn.
Maybe there
64
were
was the
64
competitor.
then.
is it Bloody Roar?
No, that's
No?
alright.
I don't know,
It
man.
is Killer Instinct.
Really?
Lies and
Wow.
slander.
Alright.
That was the
That's
first one.
Saberwolf,
I'm
though.
I think John's right.
Yeah.
I believe it
You
was
got-
Star Fox.
You got half credit.
I think he was right.
And not only just Star Fox, but the Rumble Pack.
Star Fox Rumble Pack.
Okay? That's a key factor to this statement.
Why aren't
You
guys
can't
listening
forget
to
about
John?
it.
Jeez.
Alright, guys.
He said it, and I had to look over because I didn't process. I
like
went
that.
like,
I like it.
it was so fucking good. Here, hold on.
You're welcome.
We're so
Yeah,
close
that's
now,
good.
John.
Fucking
Second to
cool.
last
We're
question.
fighting over
You
this.
were literally the coolest in my eyes
Did I
right
take the
now.
lead over Justin?
You have to, yeah.
You're
Over
close.
Justin.
No, he's
The lead over Justin?
The lead over Justin.
Star Fox Rumble.
Another
Pack.
point. The lead over Justin.
That just took another half point, making that a 4. You are welcome. I'm winning.
making your first point.
Alright.
What console's controller had the most buttons ever?
Oh.
Aaron has referenced this before, and I did.
I don't think he has.
I think he has.
I think he might have actually.
He did on one
This
of our
is
episodes.
the most buttons on a single controller.
Wait, I'm gonna phone a friend,
Mm-hmm.
listener Ben. Go back in time and listen to the podcast, and then
Not
tell
counting-
me.
Not counting the D-pad
Damn it.
as 4 buttons.
Can I take a guess?
Take a guess.
Yeah, man.
Game?
GameCube is incorrect.
Well, F my game.
It was something.
That was a close.
It was.
That's a close one.
I thought you were gonna say
Star Fox Rumble Pack.
You're gonna go like that
The
one.
GameCube is pretty low. GameCube was 8, I believe.
Yeah. This one had like something
Because
like
the C stick isn't even because
Oh,
the 64 breaks up the C into 4
Mm-mm.
plus B and A plus LR plus Z.
It's not
Does
that.
it count as a controller though?
The,
It's not a
the handheld.
Steel Battalion.
No, not a
I'm-
controller. That's a.
Half ton of
that's a-
buttons. That is a
That's-
controller.
That's
It is
true.
a controller.
That's true,
But
but
it's not the one
we're
that
talking
comes
about
with the
we're talking about first party
Console
that came with the
ones,
system.
yeah.
Isn't
But
it-
even this might have more than that. Actually,
What?
I don't know how many.
Damn.
I'm gonna look at how
Is
many
it something
buttons.
we've heard of?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Aaron said it on the cast
It
before.
is a main. It was sold in
I
stores.
don't remember what it's called. I'm not gonna get it.
And more than.
I'm not gonna get it. Can I look and see? It's
Well,
actually
let's
bugging me.
think about it. Let's put our heads.
Oh, you'll tell.
Let's put our heads together collectively
I
as
don't even care who
contestants.
gets the
Yeah.
point. Let's just try to guess.
Well, it doesn't matter who gets the point now because Princess Irene is kind of in the lead.
Oh yay!
I think Star Fox Rumble Pack took the lead.
That
Oh,
was
man.
more and more points. The more it comes
Dude,
in.
fucking Star Fox Rumble Pack took the cast from me.
I think I get a point each
You
Oh,
time
no.
you say it.
broke it.
Okay, the
Man.
Steel Battalion controller has more buttons.
Does it?
Damn.
But
Boom.
it's not the one that came with the
Boom.
console.
No, it doesn't count because I'm talking about first party.
Yeah.
But half
Here's my
point.
guess.
Yes!
My guess. Vectrexel Heinzleigel.
Just to let you know, Chris,
16th.
I'm whoring myself
Rumble
for these
Pack.
points right
That's
now.
all right.
Yeah.
That's how this works. That's how trivia
Give me that
works.
half point.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
first.
I'm
party.
feeling good about myself.
I still stick by Ventrexel Heinschlegel.
You have no
16th.
guesses?
That was mine.
Okay.
Ventrexel
Solid.
Heinschlegel 16th.
Solid.
Is it a conventional controller?
Yeah.
One...
Yeah.
Well,
First party.
not with 94 buttons. It's not like
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, how do you even fucking do that?
right.
I'm really trying to get in your head right now.
You don't. It's not
I'm
psychology. It's a fact.
This
There's
is,
this controller exists.
I'm trying to think
He
of the
has
factoid.
his controller plugged into the second port. You can't get
Second port,
it. Metal Gear
Second
Solid.
port.
I like the first port.
like was it Psycho Mantis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I
You got it.
I don't know.
even-
I give up. I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
even
guess.
grown up.
You gotta guess?
Ventrexel Heinschlegel 16th.
Not even a guess. Get a guess.
I don't have anything. I have no
I guess
idea what has
twice.
that many
I am
buttons.
But this
participating.
Genesis, Nintendo 64.
Genesis has 3 fucking.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Can you give us another hint?
It was the only. This is too much of a giveaway. This was too much of a giveaway.
How about?
It failed.
Does it rhyme with Bar Fox Humble Snack?
It failed. It was a competitor. It was a competitor to the Nintendo 64. It was the competitor to the 3DO. It was a competitor to the
Wait.
Philips CDI.
So the Sega CD, or was it the?
The Sega CD uses the
or the
Genesis
Saturn?
controller.
Mhm.
One of those. I don't know. Then I don't know. I have no idea. What's the competitor to all that? The
It
Jaguar.
was
I don't
the
know.
Jaguar.
The Jaguar.
Shit, I just got it. The
Oh,
Jaguar.
wow.
How many
The
buttons?
Jaguar
Yeah.
controller has 22 buttons on it.
Why?
And it's
Why?
because
Yeah.
it includes a full ass
A full ass.
10 key pad
Number
on it.
pad.
With-
What the
Mm,
fuck?
With-
Oh,
that's
jeez.
redundant.
with star and pound on
Dumb.
it.
Where
Dumb.
was
You can dial.
where was that? Where was the number key found? The number pad.
Underneath it.
What the
Wow.
shit?
Yeah,
Wow.
man. Yeah.
That's a real ass thing, man.
Hot damn, that's a phone.
I'm never
Do I
playing
get
that.
the point for that, even though I was like, I don't have an answer and I'm going through all these
Yeah,
I think
You also get
Ventrexel.
redacted a point. I'm just
You are
kidding.
so- okay.
I
last-
think
last question,
Ventrexel
guys.
Heinschlegel 16th was pretty creative.
It's okay.
Is he German?
It's not as good as Star Fox.
It's not a Star Fox roll pack. See, he
No,
ruined it for you, though.
yeah.
He's gonna get another
Fuck
point.
you,
He
John.
raised the
John's
bar.
getting another point.
My,
actually.
he's gonna fucking win. Just damn.
I wish I would not have.
You have been
known that.
hornswoggled.
My entire life, I'm hornswoggled by you.
This is the last. See, that was a good question. You guys had to think about
I'm just
it.
gonna make a really fucking funny joke at the beginning and then keep repeating it and just get points from that and just not
The
even
See the
only
try.
tactic?
You should.
See the tactic.
Right? I just. Anyway.
The ripping and the tearing.
The wild women,
The
the
rumping and the
wild
roaring.
The
women,
wild
the
women.
ripping and the tearing, the ripping and the tearing.
That's the voice I heard when you said that. Was that guy doing the wild women? The wild women.
What is it you like about the Sandals Resort? The wild.
I heard
women?
the guy from Blazing Saddles again when you said ripping and
Ripping and
tearing.
tearing.
What the ripping and the tearing? What the wild, wild world of sports is going on here?
Getting into
We almost lost a $400 hand card.
God damn it.
I love that
So
guy.
good. That's really okay. The last question. Remember, I came up with these fast. So finish this sentence. The cake is.
a lie.
Damn it! Irene's on.
Damn.
point, man. She knows everything.
I was thinking.
No.
I was thinking ahead of time. Fucking who was it? Somebody. Did Sega do
I was
Nintendo?
thinking of Cake Boss.
What Sega?
Sega does.
Sega does and
what
Nintendo
Nintendo
don't.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's it. Let's tally up the score.
Okay.
Princess Irene is the winner.
Is the winner clearly?
by a damn
By a-
sight.
Yeah.
I ain't done with you. By a
James,
damn
are you?
sight.
When
What
did
was
you
the,
become a
what was the-
prospector?
Want to see that?
Mm-mm.
Well,
see that
No,
tally.
we just need to know that I won.
she got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's because
6,
they're
7. She
in
got
in
8.
cahoots together.
Dang. Well done. High five.
You know-
Justin,
you.
Justin
Thank you for
answered
supporting
3.
I did.
Ooh.
John answered 1,
But
but
he
got 2 solid ass extra points.
on his own, like not by his own merit, but by like
So
the merit of that answer.
you guys actually
I
tied.
technically had two, but he was a stiffly Stefferson.
You guys tied.
I
for,
said Steel Battalion.
You got 0 correct,
You got a
but
pass.
you got 3 points for
Yeah.
having answered that question that way.
You guys tied for second.
Because of your dumb
Star Fox Rumble Pack is worth 12 points.
It's worth 3 points.
Did you add another tally? I saw it over there.
Yeah, John's
I
in
was squeaking.
second. You're in third. I'm sorry.
It was that good.
Well, Steel Battalion.
Son of a bee sting.
But if we're going with like peripherals, I mean, then the fucking Power Glove right there has a
I was
shitload.
gonna say the power
Yeah.
glove, but I'm like, that's not.
That's not even a.
Let's go with the Paris, baby.
Let's
Let's do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Just do it, man.
You say it, baby.
All right, so that's gonna mean
That's
that
the end of
top
trivia.
three we're gonna do quickly.
That means
with,
people have to do. They have to
we have to
decide.
pick a voice.
To decide our fates.
Which
You-
they do. I don't need to.
Voices. Let's do. You really were in the Mother Brain. I'm not opposed to Mother Brain again.
We just did it.
What is something that you
Yeah.
guys often do with each other?
Oh my.
The courtesy reach around.
Not the homosexuals.
We
Let's talk
do-
about plugging a lot.
We do
There's a
something
lot of
called the
plugging.
old Star Fox Rumble Pack.
Can you do Star Fox voices?
Can you demonstrate?
No.
Yeah.
Hey Einstein, I'm on your side.
Press ZNR twice.
You're more like
Do
a
a
father
barrel
every
roll.
day.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's enough.
I don't know.
Top
There's
three.
not.
Hmm.
Pretty good.
The best of it all.
Uncle Andros.
I don't know.
I feel like you guys have more potential.
Nicolas Cage in different
Yes,
movies.
And Nicolas Cage, yes.
Nicolas Cage
You
versus
be-
Nicolas Cage.
You be Castor Troy.
I mean, fucking what's his
You be
nuts from Gone in 60 Seconds?
Oh, that should be flipped.
What else was
I
In
love
si-
Gone in
in-
60 Seconds.
Gone in 60 Seconds
Love Gone in
is
60
I love Gone in
Uh,
60 Seconds.
There's
wait. What's his
Con Air.
name in Gone in
There
60
is-
Seconds?
Rain.
Rain. Star
Rain.
Fox Rumble Pack. 1 point for me. I win the game. Yes.
Oh, what the hell is his name? It's gonna bother me now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's
Because it's a
give
pretty
us-
weird
Oh,
name.
okay,
Mhm.
okay.
I know the bad guy is Raymond Calitri.
Yes.
I know his brother. I know his brother is
Freaking-
Giovanni Ribisi.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
That's
correct.
right.
Christopher Eccleston is definitely.
I know Angelina Jolie is Sway.
Raymond
Mhm.
Calitri.
Yeah, we all remember Sway.
You remember the Sphinx?
I remember what's his face? Bulletproof Tony is the Sphinx.
the Sphinx eating a fucking sandwich off a dead man's hairy ass
Dang
chest.
Damore, though.
That more dope.
Let's just do
Yeah, I believe he had. His
Does it-
last
does
name
this-
had something to do with the rain.
Is this
Rain.
pertinent?
Reigns.
Rains.
It is Reigns.
Yeah.
His name is Rains?
Well, no,
The
his
last
last name
name.
is Reigns.
Rains.
Riggs.
Can you do Lethal Weapon, please? You're D Glove, and you are. And you are.
you are still Australian,
Riggs.
fucking Mel
You're
Gibson.
Murtaugh.
You are still Australian Jew hating, post-apocalyptic
You are
Mel Gibson.
Braveheart Riggs, and you are
Braveheart
Memphis
Riggs.
Rain.
Memphis Reigns.
Memphis
Memphis
Reigns.
Reigns.
There you go.
That's a dumbass.
It is
That's
a
a
dumbass.
baller ass
I
name.
That
love
is.
that name.
Memphis Reigns.
That's so corny.
That was back
That
when-
kid was
but-
born with bleeding gums, like from the blues and blues of the steppe.
Yeah, Memphis Reigns should be like a saxophone
Sammy the
player.
Murder Tits Mustard Meister.
Murder tits.
Yeah.
The mustard man. He wrote that blues, a train of coming blues.
He also had the Blues Train Blues.
He had that grandpa guitar.
The grand.
God damn it.
Metalocalypse, watch it, love it, learn it.
Okay.
He got that damn Star Fox Rumble Pack.
He had to bubble back with that stout fox.
I tell you what.
I tell you what. Bang, 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 bang.
You don't even know.
You guys should just do that.
Deckard Cain.
Oh,
like
dude,
Sean
Deckard.
Connery.
It is basically. Did you ever play Diablo? Like
Really?
Diablo?
Diablo, no. Only
One-
Diablo I played is Diablo
Fuck,
3
man.
on PS4.
There's this-
Barnum the Drunk.
There's this old black man who identifies all your shit, and he sounds like Sean Connery.
Exactly.
Maybe
Hello
English
there.
or-
Stay a while and listen. The little old man, like in the, basically. 007.
I
I'm
don't know if I
showing
can
you
do
if I
the
get
top
to-
3. I don't
Yeah.
have anything ready.
Memphis Reigns and fucking Castor Troy.
Yeah, I'm down.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or D Gloves and.
Just both do Nicolas Cage. That's fine.
Just do various Nicolas Cage.
throw in a little bit of National Treasure.
Yeah.
Throw in a little bit of a little Con Air.
Season of
He
the
just
Witch.
needs a little work.
Yeah.
He always needs work.
I've needed work since the 90s.
I could eat a peach for hours.
Yours sounds like, I know you think you've told me this, but yours sounds like Andy Samberg doing
It
Nicolas
does.
Cage.
Dang it, that's funny.
Andy Samberg. That's high praise.
Yeah, exactly. You sound like
He's a
Andy
well-known
Samberg doing
actor.
fucking Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Exactly like him.
What?
I like your
Um,
musk. Smoky and marbled.
You be Andy Samberg doing Nicolas Cage. You be Nicolas Cage. You be John doing Nicolas Cage.
I will try my best.
Not bad.
You sound like fucking
That was
Keanu
Keanu.
Reeves.
Can you do a Keanu?
Maybe.
Just do a Keanu.
Okay,
Do
I can run
Keanu.
Keanu,
Just
yeah.
do
Rock
Keanu,
Keanu.
You do Andy.
Do
Andy
Andy
Nick.
Samberg. Andy Nick.
That's wonderful.
I will not point my gun in the air. Fire twice.
Look, I know you think you've been doing Nicolas Cage impersonations for a long time, but some of us have been on this earth a little bit longer.
All right. What's the top three?
Eye contact.
Who's doing the top? I'm doing the top three.
You're fucking
What's
doing the top three.
Me?
The top three.
Do it, come on. Do it faster.
When did Arnold Schwarzenegger get here?
He just came into the fucking door.
You're like a Hollywood impersonator, though.
Oh.
I have another son!
Damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotcha.
Top three. It's gonna be a quick top three. We're gonna do canceled game. Top three canceled game series. Now I want to expand it a little bit, if that's okay.
Just say it, baby.
Can it be not necessarily canceled, but just things that aren't made anymore?
Yeah, that's essentially canceled.
Well, it's not like
right?
they said we're done with it.
But
They
they
just
pretty much
haven't.
did by not making.
They just
any
haven't made
games.
one in a while. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must be
I would
one
say
of the
that
Star
counts.
Fox Rumble packs.
That was like a Keanu doing a Nicholas.
Yeah, which I think is great. And
Yeah.
I should continue.
Okay.
Keanu
Both
Cage.
of them weren't working out. Blended them together,
Yeah.
seeing how it's working out.
You know what? Actually, you
Keanu
just kind of
Cage.
sounded like Jimmy Stewart the more you go on.
This is just getting.
Jimmy Stews.
J Stew, as we
J.
call him.
Stews.
He's K Stew and J Stew. They're
No,
a hot
no.
celebrity couple.
No, when did you show up to the picture?
Got a little Bill Clinton.
Clarence!
You're gonna be just an amalgamation of
Yes,
an amalgamation.
just do whatever.
No, that's a wonderful word.
High five.
Point. No new point.
Another, you have a solid second place over me now.
Let's start with Irene. Do you have one?
No, not yet.
John, can you? Give me.
I forgot what the question was.
We need
Who
to
the
hear.
fuck are you?
I've lost all identity.
You've lost your identity.
I've lost my man.
You're
a
almost
spiral.
Matthew McConaughey trying to be Bill Clinton, trying to be Keanu Reeves, trying to be Nicolas Cage.
I think
Keanu.
I think you are more Matthew McConaughey than Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I was visited by a ghost thrice. 3 ghost girlfriends past.
Now,
Yeah, I got nothing on that.
fact of the matter is,
Tell nuts, it's the pecker.
I said I keep getting older. They stay the same age. It's a beautiful thing.
beautiful thing.
All right.
All right.
How do you like me? How do you like me shirtless?
Piper, do you have a canceled?
This is canceled game
Which
series.
Piper? I do.
Sorry.
And I will tell you what it is. I think you mean Sir Nicolas Cage.
Sir.
Lord.
Does somebody knight
When
you?
were you knighted by a lord lady?
I was knighted by Sir Keanu Reeves.
I never did that.
You could do Keanu like
That never happened.
Ted.
I'm John
You're
Wick.
making me wheezy like an old man.
Yeah, you're welcome. Pass that on you.
Okay. I'll kick this off with Darksiders.
Darksiders. Okay.
I like that game.
Did you play both of them?
I have played a bit of 2.
You want a new Darksider? That's what you pick. Top 3.
I really
It's good.
like that game too.
I heard they were
It's really
continuing.
top 3 games that you want to be
Sequels
revived.
to, which is
Yeah.
more or less. But I mean, you know what
Yeah.
it is. I mean,
Yeah.
this shit was canceled.
In that
I don't want
case, I
Or maybe you
would
don't want
entirely
it
change
anymore.
my list. No more Darksiders.
Well, what it could also be is that maybe you don't want a new one, but it was just a really good series. Because what if it just turned into shit by the end? And you don't.
I wish they had a new simulator for like how they did Iron Man or Dark Void.
No,
All of those games.
No,
Oh.
why?
I'm more of a flight sim protector.
If they could make Iron Man with the Dark Void like flying, that could be cool.
And have it succeed as
Because Dark
as
Void's
neither of
flying
those
is
two
cool.
did.
Yeah.
I need work.
It's high praise.
I wish there was a Gone in 60 Seconds too.
I
Gone
would
in
like
120 seconds.
Gone in 30 seconds.
Gone in 30 seconds. I've gotten better.
Yeah.
Boosting cars. Eleanor!
John,
Alan Adele.
What?
Sorry.
you have a game series that was canceled that you don't want it to be. That's a weird sentence I said.
The way you put that confused me greatly.
Are you,
I've lost all parts of who I am.
you're just in a spot. You're in a downward. You're just in a spiral.
I
You're out
have
of
so
control.
many voices happening at the moment.
You have,
The empire that you have built on
You're
Starbucks
out of
Rumble
control.
Bag is crumbling.
you're out of control.
Oh, after you, that'll never crumble.
Like fucking Ozymandias beneath you. You're just like,
It's all the pressure.
my...
The pressure screwed up my voice.
Mm,
For that, I terribly apologize.
You should.
you are not
You
forgiven.
shouldn't.
Oh,
I
This should be
have
held against you forever.
something,
Irene, what do you got?
Sort of. Can I just talk about a development company?
Yeah,
Okay, Quintet. I wish
Quintet.
they would make games again, but they stopped for some reason. They made like ActRaiser. They made like Illusion of Gaia.
Fuck
They made
yes.
the
Yeah.
trilogy.
The trilogy.
The
I agree
trilogy,
with
the
that
acclaimed,
wholeheartedly.
Me too.
Terranigma.
the
Yes.
famous.
You guys never
We should
played
have
ActRaiser?
I never played
Yeah.
No.
ActRaiser
So
1, but I played
good.
Illusion of Gaia and Terranigma.
Yeah, ActRaiser's so good. Don't play 2, but 1 is
I have-
really good.
I have
ActRaiser
it,
2?
1 and 2.
Yeah, it's so bad.
They changed it.
They
ActRaiser 1
changed it.
had a lot of elements of like a lot of RPG elements. A lot of like you visited towns and shit, right? From
Yeah.
Mode
I
7.
feel like I gave
Yeah.
a lot of
So you did
falling
like
apart.
simmy stuff for part of it, and the other one was
10
straight
minutes.
up like action adventure stuff.
So this,
ActRaiser 2 was a straight up side scrolling like beat 'em up.
this
Yeah.
is the one with
ActRaiser
Soul Blazer? Or...
It's the same company that made that,
Right.
but ActRaiser's different from the trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they made
didn't play
Grand
ActRaiser.
Stream Saga, which
It was
is
I-
a horrible
their-
game.
That
I
is
played it and
their-
it was bad.
Grand Stream Saga is their that's their worst game.
It was
Yeah.
bad and they should
That's
feel
their
bad.
that's their 10-2. That's their Devil May Cry 2.
I played it when it was
They're
out, and I'm like,
10-2.
oh, it's Grand Stream Saga. And then I went back and watched the video
fuck.
of it, and I was like, this is like, they put this out?
It
I
was
rented
horrible.
Grand Stream Saga from Blockbuster Video and returned that
Yeah.
I bought it from EB
Yeah.
Games when I was...
You bought it?
shit. I don't even
Young.
own Grand Stream Saga on
Oh,
PS1.
Sorry.
And I went on a
did.
fucking binge of buying every fucking PS1 like RPG,
Mm-hmm.
and I
You're like,
skipped Grand
"Oh,
Stream Saga.
don't
That
need
game
that
can
one."
suck a deep.
I bought every single thing that had Grand in the beginning. Gran Turismo, Grand Stream Saga,
Grandia.
Grandia,
Grandia.
Oh, Grandy is worth it.
I'll suck
though.
Grandia.
Yeah.
Grand Theft
Grandia
Auto.
too.
That's in my top 3.
Oh,
Where the
oops.
fuck is Grandia 4? That's
That's
what I want to
true.
know.
Church.
You goddamn fucking Square Enix motherfuckers.
I think that's fair.
I do have one.
But tell
What's
me
up?
how
What do
you
you got?
really feel.
Since it's actually on the only one that I got correct too. I would love
Mhm.
to have seen another like reimagined Altered Beast.
Altered Beast? They canceled that. They
I-
were making a new one.
And then they canceled it.
And then they
Oh.
canceled that shit like Cox fucking Sega. Goddamn
But I want.
fucking
So it legitimately is.
Yeah, a new
canceled
ass.
game.
You know what I'd like? I'd like a new Altered Beast, but I want it to be 2D. I want Way Forward to do it. You know
Yes.
Way Forward?
Yeah.
Way Forward does great 2D work.
Badass.
Irene, 2D.
2D. I want them to do a remastered 2D Sega Genesis compilation. I want a new.
Awesome.
I want a new Streets of Rage in 2D. I want a new
Would you
fucking.
knock it off with the booze? You peel the paint on the chopperboard, boys.
That'd be great. Justin, what do you got? Number 2.
Nothing. I want another Evilise game.
Another Evilist
Nice,
game.
Very good.
You crowd pleaser.
That's good.
Yeah,
we
know
can
your
go-
audience.
I'd take a new Evilist game for
Oh,
sure.
definitely, hands down.
I want Final
I'm in
Fantasy
full
12.
agreement.
I just want Final Fantasy 12 released on something other than PS2. I don't even care what.
Right.
Released it on fucking anything that I can play currently without hooking my PS2 up, and I'd be happy. I want Final Fantasy 12 to release for Vita in HD like they did the 10, and I will Oh, suck that D.
1180p.
Sticking with the
You
D.
put that D
Load
right in your
all
mouth.
over.
Go to Plowtown.
Plowtown.
Plowtown to Browntown. Where is it? South.
Or north, depending on the angle of the perspective.
True. Irene, what's your
Damn
number
it.
2?
I didn't really think about this very much.
I'll give you my
Just-
number 1. I mean, my next one then.
Go for it.
My next one, and we talked about it earlier. I know, John,
Yeah.
you might agree. But where the fuck is the next Chrono game?
Question mark. Where's the remake of
No,
Chrono
no.
Cross? Or something
Where's
further?
the fucking, HD of Chrono Cross?
That would be so epic.
Why don't you do a Chrono compilation? Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, 1 disc, Vita, call it a day. Make millions, you fucking Square Enix fuckers.
You fucking prats.
You goddamn. Okay.
Think they own the world. Think
All right.
They think.
Irene, I probably stole one. I'm sorry, but what do you
Yeah,
got?
it's still my number one. I'm gonna say Saga Frontier.
Saga Frontier is a good
Saga
choice.
Frontier.
Why are we all? We're picking Square games because they don't do anything we want them to do.
Yeah, and they're
Right.
really
It's because
great
we've wanted it for
games.
so bad.
We did want it for so bad.
We want it for so bad.
I want it 4 so bad.
John,
For so bad.
you give us another one.
Say it, baby.
Show us potato salad.
Show me potato salad. Nothing.
They have to be
You have to have something
I
that,
do. I
that
know I do.
is around in
There
your
has to be
childhood that
some
is
game.
no longer, man.
I want
That you care
Toe
about.
Jam, you want Toe Jam and Roll 4 is what you want.
There was
Damn.
There was a 3.
Yeah, it was on Xbox.
What?
Yeah, they shouldn't have done
And they
that.
added a girl.
Downloadable.
No, it was disc based.
What?
What? Did you know that the Xbox One got? I just spit a little on my
You just
iPad.
rumble backed a
I
little
rumble
bit.
packed a little on my iPad. Xbox original
Something
had.
that wasn't fully digested ended up on your
It
screen.
was actually it was just liquid. It was just spit.
Oh, never mind.
Xbox
It's an
original
effervescence fluid.
had a bunch of Sega exclusive games. They're the only. It's the only way you can play Crazy Taxi 3.
Yep.
It's the only way you can play Toe Jam and Earl 3. It's the only only way you can play fucking Gun Valkyrie.
Undo Trois.
Only place you can play Jet Set Radio Future.
Number 4 hitting you.
Only place you can, hell of them. Only place you can play Sega GT Online. Only place you can play fucking. It's just on top of my head.
That's dirty.
I wish The Island of Wakfu had a sequel.
The Island of Wakfu.
It's a game you've not heard of. Today is unprecedented.
I know Wakfu.
That's high praise.
That's how I pray. I could eat a peach for hours.
I could eat a peach for hours.
The
Thank you all
Island
three
of
for doing that.
Wakfu.
I could eat a peach for fucking days.
I love the hair.
You don't even.
Looking
No!
Robert De Niro like Taxi Driver.
I do have one.
Yes,
Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
that's good. That's a good one. But can I ask you, did you ever play Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins
Yes.
on PSP? That shit was pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's
I
been a
did like
while.
it. But it was not the same.
It was close.
For me, it was not the same.
It was the same category. But that's fair.
And that's important.
That's fair. It has because it's been dead for about fucking 8 years. All right. All right. All right.
Do you have one?
All right, all
Too
right,
big
all right.
All right.
Busta Groove.
What's the groove?
Yes.
That's a good
They
one.
only made 2.
Where's Busta
Like,
Groove
what the
3?
fuck?
You know what? That's Square also
It is-
because it's Square. It was
Damn,
Enix.
it's Square?
Well, it was Enix, but now it's Square
No,
Enix.
Square Enix, yeah.
Motherfuckers.
That's probably
Every
why-
time.
they
Every
probably
fucking
had
time.
Problems
Every
with
time.
Avex Chat.
Vaginas.
Whatever.
I don't
anyway.
care.
I
They
don't
can- I
care.
don't even care.
Fucking work it out.
Work that shit out. That ain't my fucking
I
problem.
know.
Work it.
Yeah.
Work it out.
You look like you're working a pepper grinder.
Work it out. He's working.
It's
Sometimes-
meant to work out.
That's how you have to do
Sometimes the pepper
Okay.
grinder
it.
works
If
to
you
you.
need the explosion factor.
If you want the pepper out of there, you've got to crank it out.
Grind that milk.
All right,
Grind it
Twist
on that
it,
mill.
twist it.
Grind it on that mill. Just swerving on it.
It's Nick Cage meow. The dream has come true.
Nice surfboard. Surfboard.
Pinocchio has literally come to life today.
Oh my god.
That's a dream come
All right, Justin, give us your last choice.
I can't say Xenogears or Legend of Dragoon because I feel they're self-contained stories. I want another Super Mario RPG.
Mario RPG?
I want them to make something similar to it. I
Not
want
Mario
another
Luigi?
Mario
No.
RPG.
Fuck Mario and Luigi. Mario RPG 2.
It's
Mario
okay.
RPG all the way.
Same like visual style
Don't care anything Mario RPG.
because they I guess
Upgraded
some
visual
People,
style is fair.
some people would argue
fair.
that that's what Mario and Luigi is now.
It's not the same.
I agree.
So that's what I'm saying. Like you got to make it the same like style as Mario RPG. That way, otherwise they
Correct.
could just make Mario and Luigi or Paper Mario.
And in the same spirit. The stories are completely
They're
different.
talking about
than what I felt.
party-based, turn-based combat, a la fucking SquareSoft again.
Booster
completely.
back as a bad guy
Completely.
somewhere.
Because-
RPG style, but in an island-based setting, much like the original Mario.
That
Square.
game was also fucking Square. Everything's Square.
It is a little
That's true.
square. That's so
Square's
funny.
fucking the world up. I could play Mario RPG for hours.
I can play Mario.
I can play Mark. I can play Mark.
Markboard.
My Mark board.
Surfboard.
I have one that's not Square. My last one.
Say it, baby.
Dragon's Dogma.
You fucking would.
I would. They're not gonna make another one. Those commie sons of bitches are not gonna make a Dragon's Dogma 2 for PlayStation 4, and they're not gonna do it. You quote me
I
right
do have
now.
my last one.
Power Stone 3.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
You have to love Power Stone.
I love Power Stone. I just want Power Stone 2 on fucking PSN so we can play that shit multiplayer.
Can we play that soon?
I have Power Stone 2.
Podcast over. We're playing Power Stone and Rock Band. Back to back. It's a rock
Let's make a
band.
night of that.
We'll make a night of it.
Yeah.
Same night.
Two
as
night.
Rock Band. What's your? You said you have the last one.
Say it.
What's your last one?
Star Fox.
Hey, that's good though.
I know.
That's good though. Where? Oh, they're making it. They announced it. at
Did they
E3.
actually? Did they actually?
Yeah,
go
they
through
said
it?
they're making
I
it-
heard
they're
they were doing
working-
something with it, but
They
They
showed.
hinted it, and then they
It was very subtle. They
that's
just,
full praise.
secondarily announced
showed-
it at E3 this last year.
they showed Shigeru Miyamoto playing it on a like it was off screen.
Oh, I can't wait.
A handheld camera or like
I'm
they showed him
greatly
playing
excited.
something and you can see him like an R-wing type thing and then later like yeah it was Star Fox.
It looked ugly, ugly as sin.
But they're working. That's why they didn't show it at the show though because it's not anywhere
Right.
near showable.
It looks like the
Star
first
Fox,
fucking
though.
Star Fox.
Because we have Star Fox 1 which is
It's
phenomenal.
still in game engine phase. Like they're still blocked out.
It's
like,
still using the
everything-
Super FX chip and shit.
Nothing's painted. Like no
Star Fox
textures.
64 was fucking so good.
Oh yeah.
What
it was
about
addictive as hell.
what about Mario in Time 2?
Mario is missing too.
Mario in Time.
How about
Did you ever play the UK version?
Mario Stranger Danger.
That's where I'm from.
Don't go down the wrong pipe. Is what it was called.
Manchester, England is basically my borough that I have come to own, much like Doctor Doom in Latveria.
I did not know that.
Well, I'll come to know that.
I come to know.
He said Latveria.
Latveria is
It's
dude-
Latvia.
No,
Latveria is... Don't step in my house
Latveria is the
and
fictional.
piss all over my
I
shoes, the
took
things
astronomy.
that I bought.
Probably.
You took astronomy?
We're all about black holes and shit.
Okay.
You know about.
He knows about Star Fox Rumble Packs.
Yeah,
The
I
Boba Fett
trust
riding a
John's
unicorn.
judgment.
Your argument's invalid.
All right. Ernie, did you have a last one?
I think I already said all three.
What was your third one?
Busted.
Oh yeah, Busted Groove.
Yeah, that's true.
That was a good one. All right.
Thank you.
They need to. So the conclusions of the top three
Square
is
is
Square is a fucking asshole.
Square needs to do their
Commies.
fucking job.
Commie.
even if they're not
assholes.
commies, they're commies, and they're all.
Communists.
Let's make 18 sequels to fucking 13, but let's not make
Anything good.
anything we want. We're not Chrono fucking 3. God.
They just dangle it from a pole. They
Like a-
do. They're just like, you want
I
it?
feel
You
like
want
he
it?
got the brunt
You
of
never
that
gonna get it.
anger.
I want Breath of Fire
I did have a
5,
felt
Oh,
but they made a Breath of Fire 5. Those Capcom. Actually, I want to just
I wanted
summarize
just
it.
a redone Breath of Fire. Like,
They made Breath of Fire 5, and it's a fucking cell phone game.
It is.
And
Yeah.
but they named it Breath of Fire 5.
Dragon Warrior, like way better though.
Dude, they're still
I want
making.
1080p
They're making
Warrior.
Dragon
They're still-
Quest like fucking 15.
They're on. No,
16.
they're on 10.
16
10's an MMO,
hard.
but they're still making Dragon Quest, and they're still highly regarded.
My last favorite one was 7.
I've never. You know
Time
what?
travel.
Dragon Quest. Is one game. One series I never got into.
I would like them to
Play
go
7.
back
I have
to
7.
Dragon Warrior.
I want to play 8 actually. I think
rather
8
than
looks
Dragon
good.
Quest.
7.
Yeah. Oh.
It
But
fell
8 looks
into a
so good.
storyline that just led me nowhere.
7 is glorious.
7's where it's at.
7 is a masterwork.
Okay. People, you know what? 7's the most praised. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's highly praised.
High praise.
That's higher praise than most.
I don't like the main character of Dragon Quest 7 though. He looks like a fucking
Link.
pipsqueak. He looks puny.
Are they completely done with the Jack and Daxter as well?
Well,
Fuck Jack and Daxter entirely.
The problem with Jack and Daxter is that it's made by Naughty Dog, and Naughty Dog from here on out is only making Uncharted and The Last of Us
Right.
because those
Big.
franchises are so
Boom, boom.
they're
Yeah.
so successful with
Yeah.
them. If they make a new Jack and Daxter, I would be surprised if it was Naughty Dog that made it.
I just haven't heard from that.
It'd be a new
in a
company. It'd be a
long
different
time.
team that made it.
Like
They
Blizzard
haven't
giving up on WoW to go make Jack and Daxter.
They haven't abandoned it. It would have to be Sony.
Yeah.
'Cause Sony owns Jack.
They just
But,
fucked everything.
They haven't abandoned it. They just haven't. The 3D character platformer isn't as popular as it used to be.
Oh. Quest 64 sequel.
I thought you were
Quest
gonna say
65,
that.
Quest 65.
Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot, but they made a shitload of sequels for Crash Bandicoot.
Hey, Dad.
And they weren't.
Another one.
They weren't.
So
Did you
different.
like them though?
Oh yeah.
They-
All of them?
They
Not all of them.
There's
stopped.
like 8 of them.
They stopped being good after 3.
It was
Yeah.
like Twisted Metal.
Like the
they
PS
stopped getting good.
Well, like the PS1 crashes were fun. All
Those
3
were
were great.
incredible.
Except for the fucking. I didn't like the racing game. Actually, I thought the racing game.
Nitro
This has
Kart.
been the most brutal tangent of them
CTR.
all.
Yeah.
CTR.
Crash
agree.
Team Racing.
Oh, you're right.
Crash
A lot of
Team
good
Racing.
picks. A lot of good picks.
Crash Nitro Kart was the one on PS2.
Yeah,
You're
we don't
right.
even want to stop this.
But anyway, I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I don't care.
Nausicaa.
You're not
Why don't
busting
they make
my
a fucking like a Smash Brothers with Ghibli characters?
That
Oh!
would be so smart.
Ooh, you.
I just
Howl's
Why?
moving Hassel all day. I would just.
Howl?
I would
You pick Howl?
I would
Who
stomp.
wins? That's another topic. Who wins Ghibli Smash Brothers?
Fucking
Or
Porco.
Mononoke.
Porco Rosso wins.
Porco. Oh,
Hey,
okay.
so-
He lands a plane on Howl's ass
There you go.
in his house.
Does Howl have
Mononoke too.
the castle?
Does Howl have an ass?
Howl
Yes,
gets
he
fucked up.
does.
He comes back fucked up all the time. He's not gonna
does.
survive.
Yeah.
He's always on the brink of death.
Well, that's
But he always
the
heals back
argument
to
could
full.
be. Yeah, he
He gets
it
pissed.
strengthens
I feel like a
That just
pissed off
means he's a
Howl.
less
and also
than
that's
durable.
not in the actual book. So, but if it's the Miyazaki version, then that
Right.
would be.
Not
Yeah,
durable,
we're talking
but immortal.
Miyazaki.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ponyo wins.
Ponyo wins.
Negative.
That's
Yeah.
It's not gonna work.
The Pompoko Tanuki.
Ponyo on land, flopping around.
He's gonna get spirited away. If we're just name dropping at this point,
Yeah.
Spirited Away
he's
wins.
gonna get spirited away.
Spirited Away wins.
Not a character, but just spirited.
Right.
Spirited Away is
Actually-
is the little girl.
I actually think No Face.
No Face.
No
would-
Face's
would
creepy
take
ass
it,
would take
actually.
everybody.
Yeah.
So creepy.
He would just
Absorb
He'll just
everybody.
stand there
Kind of.
and like periodically.
he would drape them from the shadows.
Yeah,
Mm.
Oh no! Don't do it. It's creepy.
that's funny.
Mm.
There needs to be more Ghibli games because of how good Ni no Kuni was.
Mhm.
You motherfuckers need to play it.
I need to finish it. I'm in the desert. The
I
Moo Moo
watched him
Town.
play almost all of it.
Ni no Kuni is so good.
Yeah, it
Love
is.
that shit.
It is though.
It's
It is
it's
bad.
strong all the way through. It finishes strong.
It's
It's
so
good.
good. Nino Kuni too.
It's beautiful.
Ni no Kuni Deuce.
Deuce.
Oliver,
Deuce does.
the college years.
Oliver Olivier.
Mr. Drippy.
Mr. Drippy is actually from my kingdom of Manchester. Yeah,
Nice.
Manchester, England.
In Latveria.
And no, Manchester, England.
All right. Can you go to the outro? That's the top 3.
Fine.
Everybody, thank you very much for listening. Tell them where they can find us, Justin.
You can find us on iTunes or on YouTube. We've put the entire backlog on YouTube for your convenience.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah. I wanted people to be able to see the breadth of our work.
It's good.
Type
We're gonna be
records.
working on a logo redesign coming up, so stay tuned for that.
True.
We have some good ideas. I think it's gonna be nice.
There's gonna be a drunk episode coming up.
The drunk cast is still
cast.
coming.
We will have a very special guest for that as well.
I don't even know who the special guest is.
Do you not?
I know.
No.
Princess Arlene knows.
You know?
I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap. Boobs?
Boobs McKenzie.
Nice.
Fair.
So you can find us on iTunes. If you're feeling generous, give us ratings. Actually, more than anything, share us with your friends.
Share it with your friends.
Spread it
Because-
around.
I'm gonna break this down real time. We're out of the commentary
Mhm.
tracks now.
Yeah.
This is Justin. We gotta get shared with people because like
It's our fault too.
it's our fault. Yeah.
Well, we need to be more consistent.
we do. Consistency is key,
And
and we
yeah.
fucking failed.
And thanks for
Okay.
having me on the show, guys. This is awesome.
Thanks for coming.
It was a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
Appreciate
Great.
your
Yeah.
time.
Everybody, round of applause for a guest.
Good answer.
My little brother,
Yeah,
my little brother, and yours, Jonathan Piper.
Jonathan Allen Piper.
It was close.
Face
Andrew.
Dragon. Face Dragon. Yeah.
Face Dragon.
But-
Murder Tits.
The
Mustard
Man.
Murder Tits, Mustard Mayhem McGee. Yeah. So if you're feeling awesome and you want to spread us like love all over the internet to the rest of the
I
world,
do.
the only way this grassroots campaign is going to grow is if we sow the seeds. And
Yeah.
I only know like 60 people,
That's more than I know.
and
Yeah.
only like one of those
You're asking
people
a lot.
You are
who is an
from it,
Australian listens to
Play
us.
MMOs alone. No friends.
One
It
Australian
sounds like my heritage.
who is an acquaintance over the intranet is the only listener I know.
Oh no, there's people that listen. That I have friends that listen.
Woo!
They don't comment,
Okay.
but they talk. They, talk
They
about
should.
it.
No, they don't need to comment. I'd love comment, but I love play around. But you don't need to if you're not feeling it. But if you share us out, because you got no friends, then other people might comment someday, and that's a beautiful thing. Like we need to address them like we do Ben, Australia. Thank you, Ben. You're
Well
a
done,
beautiful
Ben.
human being.
Well played.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening.
See you next
Time.
time.
Week.
Yes.
2 weeks.
Yeah. We hope.
Yeah.
Chocolate stuffing.
Thus concludes the Multi-Tap broadcast. Gramercy to every listener, and many welcome returns. If so led, the hosts encourage 5-star ratings and reviews on iTunes. If you should like to contact the hosts of Multi-Tap, or give general public comment, they may be reached by way of Facebook at Multi-Tap Podcast, Twitter at Multi-Tap Podcast, or personal phone number, which they wisely refuse to give publicly. Multi-Tap is made possible in part by a fistful of potions and viewers like you. We shall return, as scheduled, in Multi-Tap Theatre.